The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, what? Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
Ah!
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
You pig!
damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
Sport!
Hello, beautiful people. Merry Christmas from the Thunderdome on this Trenches Wednesday, December 20th, 2023. This sports program starts now.
Football!
It's happening in a beautiful way, and obviously Christmas is right around the corner, as is the new year. We are celebrating alongside all of you as things in sports continue to pop off. Now, late at night, you might turn on a Christmas movie. Last night, watched Santa Claus. Scott Calvin, he did it again. Did he not? When he goes out there, reads the card, puts on the suit, he's the big guy.
Yeah.
Now, think about if that Santa Claus
Okay.
had a little bit better bass, a little bit better balance.
You're right.
Didn't get thrown off just by somebody going, hey, you! Like Santa Claus maybe be a little bit better of an athlete. I fear that Scott Calvin and Charlie Calvin's relationship would have never been a thing ever.
Yeah,
That
probably.
would have been another fatherless kid. But instead, because of that guy having no balance and falling off the roof, now they're like the bestest of buds.
Yeah.
That's a true holiday story. The Grinch, getting a chance to dive into Jim Carrey being an asshole on set for 6 months to make one of the greatest movies of all time. It is wonderful this time of year. Football means more than it meant just 2-3 months ago. And there's storylines developing on good cultures and bad cultures literally every single moment. We have J.J. Watt joining us in the second hour. We have J. Will. Not white chocolate.
Okay. Good to know.
Vanilla chocolate J. Will.
Yeah.
Sure.
He was. By the way, I'm not getting into the all-white, all-black conversation all the time, but J. Will is one of the most historic all-white teams of all time.
No
He played
doubt.
football for us as well. The guy, we got J. Will from Duke. Absolute dog at Duke Blue Devils. Now ESPN NBA analyst because John Morant was back last night.
Awesome.
In the news, no guns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dominating on a basketball court. First game back after a 25-game suspension, and they made up some stats. First guy to ever have a game-winning shot after missing 25 games straight. First guy ever to go over 30 points after missing 25 games straight. Him and Zion battled it out down in New Orleans, and the Memphis Grizzlies were not a topic of good conversation about a week and a half ago, but now it's like maybe they're able to rattle off some wins with 12 being back. He's obviously talking his shit. His family's talking their shit. Memphis is pumped, and I'll tell you what, the NBA, he just got much better whenever John Morant's back, flying in the paint on people's heads. We'll talk to Jay Will about that and everything else happening in about 27 minutes or so. The Talks Table is here. At Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. I like that shirt there.
Yeah, a little moon watching the moon. The NFL never sleeps, but if it did, it would be on Wednesday. And actually, I wore this because something kind of pretty dark came over me last night. Whoa. I have a very bad feeling that I'm never going to kind of be excited about a Patriots victory for the rest of my life unless they win a Super Bowl.
Whoa, man.
I brought this in on Monday, and that was...
How about when the moon hits his eyes like
a big pizza pie?
Think positive.
Sure, yeah.
But instead, you have two moons on your chest, and all of a sudden, you're thinking deep, you're thinking down, you're thinking out. You're thinking your best days of being a football fan were certainly behind you.
Bingo.
Because you grew up for all your time having a memory. Because you are how old?
28 years old.
28 years old. Your entire life of having a memory has been parades and celebrations, and the season doesn't start till the playoffs.
Yep.
Now you're saying no more?
Yeah, it was like fully washed over me. TV wasn't on, wasn't playing video games. Like, it was dead silence.
Oh, man.
Thinking in my
You're in your own darkness retreat.
Bingo. Yeah, essentially. And all I could think about was, I don't think the Patriots are ever going to win a Super Bowl.
Oh, my God.
It was a huge bummer.
Congrats to Robert Kraft on the run that you did have.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Con Man doesn't think it's ever going to come back again. That's wild. It seems like more and more people leaning towards Bill Belichick going back to New England.
Thank God.
That should make you happy, but it's never going to be figured out until Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick get in a room and decide what the future of the program looks like. But it seems to be pretty doom and gloom over there.
Yep.
Ty Schmidt, Guts quarterback for the future at the Packers, obviously. Yep. Defense stinks. Joe Barry's your defense coordinator for the rest of the season. How are you feeling at this exact moment in the season?
I'm feeling okay.
It's your birthday the other day. It's holidays.
Yeah. Feeling great with all that kind of stuff. I mean, the Packers, it is what it is. You know, you kind of you expect them to do this kind of stuff. It's not like, I mean, how many times have I gone into a season hearing, hey, the defense is supposed to be really good this year. That actually might be the strength of the team. I buy it for a couple weeks, and then you watch them play one Sunday, and it's like, oh, okay, it's the same old defense. They suck. Defensive coordinator sucks. But, hey, playoffs are still on the line.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you get into the dance.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Anything.
Bonus football.
Exactly.
Joe Barry might start seeing the field like he was Queen's Gambit, taking pills the night before games.
No.
You never know. That might happen in the playoffs.
He's a big dumb dipshit, so that's not going to happen.
You don't know if he wakes up one morning, smokes a certain type of strain, all of a sudden he's seeing the field a little bit differently, and that happens to be a playoff morning.
Yeah.
Or, for instance, for myself, in 9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler, you could wake up playoff morning against the Baltimore Ravens, and your offense coordinator / guy that was head coach for most of the year is in a hospital. And he's not going to be calling the plays or at the game that particular day, even though he was a massive piece of the puzzle to get you to there. And that happened against the Baltimore Ravens. You remember that,
Yeah,
D-Bud?
we missed you, BA.
We did miss BA.
Love Clyde.
Love you, BA.
But we, a lot thrown on last minute. We missed you, BA. Great offensive mind.
Clyde finding out at 7 a.m. of a 1 o'clock game.
Yikes.
Yep.
You got the reins today.
Baltimore. Going to be Ray's last game at home.
In Baltimore, yeah. Ever. They're actually going to have a full celebration beforehand. Good luck out there. It was like Andrew Luck, rookie. Good luck out there.
Go get him.
But on the flip side, that could happen for the Packers in the opposite way.
Yeah,
You can wake up in the morning and Joe Barry reads like NFL Defenses for Dummies book.
Yeah.
And he just got it, and he's doing it, and you guys are on. Now let's talk about one half of the hammer, Dahn, Cowboys Tone Diggs, who is showcasing his weight loss today.
Oh, yeah.
Looks wonderful.
Tone, I want to let you know, the other day, this past weekend, you did something that we did not expect ever, but you did it because you love your family.
Exactly.
You're maturing.
Yep.
Then you have this new jawline,
What?
this new body,
What?
this new energy,
What?
this new aura,
What?
but your old clothes still.
Yeah.
Today, you got a 3X hoodie on,
Yeah.
and you are a medium-large body right now. You should be proud of yourself.
you. Go, Tone.
This
Thank you.
football season, Tone. The discipline has been remarkable, pal.
Yeah. Discipline mixed with some science and stuff like that. But down 40, so, it's a pretty good spot to be in.
Woo, that's a lot of weight. Hope you're staying hydrated. We appreciate what you've done this year, especially for gambling. But we're going to get into a conversation here about the Pittsburgh Steelers culture in about 10 minutes.
Positive.
You're going to go earmuffs, I think.
should.
That man joining us, fresh out of war games
Yeah.
in the hills of North Carolina, is a man who told us that he was going to go fake war with the Navy SEALs. Turned out it was the Green Berets. Yeah, that's a different special forces group. So whenever he said that on the show and then led me to say it the next day, AQ's out with the Navy SEALs.
Yeah.
And then AQ posts on his Instagram stories, I'm at the Green Beret Special Forces. I sent him a message immediately. You made me look like a dipshit.
The hell?
You made me say some very dumb things because, two different groups, two very elite groups. So he didn't even know where the hell he was going into the woods. But that's the type of guy you need.
Yeah.
They don't ask questions.
Nope.
They don't wonder what if. They say, what do you need?
Boom.
And that's what this guy has done his entire career in the NFL, 12 years, Super Bowl champion, small arms, big heart. Massive head, small gut now. Ladies and gentlemen, AQ Shipley. How was War Games, pal?
It was unbelievable. You put the blinders on, like you said. We went to North Carolina. Special Forces Charitable Trust put on an unbelievable event, paired us up with some Green Berets. We went out in the woods. We did so much cool stuff. It was so cool. And those people, their stories are unbelievable. They just want it shared by us. And, man, we had a blast.
Oh, so you are, because we saw you cut a promo for this.
On the stage.
Yeah, we did. We saw you with your helmet on.
Oh, yeah.
And you had the whole thing on.
Can we run that?
Chin Trap's the same, by the way.
So we're not allowed to run any of the video because it's the Department of Defense.
We can run that one.
The promo?
The one I sent today, with me speaking. We can run that one.
Do we have that one? Okay, because there's other videos that we've seen.
Yeah.
Definitely much better than this particular one.
Yeah.
But this is AQ going down to North Carolina for the Special
Forces Charitable Trust,
which is a
organization to benefit Green Berets and life after and kind of give them treatments, help them out down the road.
Yeah, so obviously we all understand very much about PTSD being something very real, especially in this time where we've been in constant war for like the last multiple decades, including the Special Forces people who get dropped into the spots and see a lot of things. And then whenever they come back or they're out of the Green Berets, they're kind of just dropped back in the world to kind of figure it out. Now, it's not supposed to be that way, but obviously that is the reality of the situation. So these types of foundations look out for them after they're retired pretty much.
Exactly, yep. And as many donations as they can get, it's huge because all the money goes to them. So it's huge.
Here's a message from your friend AQ Shipley about the Green Berets and what they're doing. Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Great song.
It's unbelievable. I mean, it's one of the best experiences of my life, just hanging out with all these guys, seeing what an operation and just how disciplined these guys are.
Discipline. Unit. Hell yeah.
That is so important to me because I'm a patriot at heart.
Hell
I believe
yeah.
so much in what this country
Holding the
stands
flag, I
for
see.
and what these
good
guys
trigger
stand
discipline.
for and how they put their lives on the line.
Big hug, you earned that flag.
It's amazing for us to be able to come here and support them and
we're on
give
a little
back and do
Hummer.
what we can to kind of raise awareness to everything they do.
Yeah, you're damn right, AQ.
Yeah.
Oh!
Holstered.
Oh!
Let's go.
Hey, way to go, AQ.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome.
AQ, we're proud of you, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Call fact. AQ was the only one there not wearing, the right footwear. He was the only one wearing Hokas.
Rocking Hokas.
Smart. Yeah, I think that's why you were the only one not tagged in an Instagram post that I saw.
They said that guy looks like a dipshit.
Somebody sent me the Instagram post and we're like, is this AQ? And I look at it, I'm like, I think so. And there's 10 photos in the post. Every other photo, the person that is in there with the Green Beret, tagged, every one of them except for this one photo. So I think, got to be AQ, obviously. And then you look down and you see the Hokas, you're like, there's a calling sign.
The feet were comfortable, though. Man, the feet were comfortable. Had to move a lot. We had to move a lot.
Well, I'm happy you survived it. I'm happy you are a part of our Special Forces here at the Thunderdome.
I'm happy those guys are on our side.
Bingo. That's what I thought whenever I saw that 777 howitzer up there in at the Army-Navy game. That thing was, I'm like, happy that is on our
With
team.
us.
Because they're coming.
But then I asked, how many people got these things? Every NATO country. All right, so that's on.
Okay, good.
That's on the other team as well. We have the humans though. We appreciate all of them. And this is a good pivot point here. Because Special Forces, I think a big part of it is obviously you got to be grit. You got to be gritty. You got to be tough. You got to be mentally tough. You got to be physically tough. You got to have certain talents and elite. But they're trying to build a culture. Okay, that is what they are trying to do. They are trying to build a culture that everybody is all in, understanding that is much bigger than themselves. And there's a couple different situations happening around the NFL where, the buzzword of culture. And every time somebody says culture, they actually say, the buzzword culture. We always talk about it. But it's very on display in certain situations. For instance, the Pittsburgh Steelers played the Indianapolis Colts this past weekend. Now, there was a situation that involved George Pickens. Okay, George Pickens on a Jalen Warren end around, basically running right at him. He's really the only person out there to block. On the video, he appears to give up his block, stay out of the way, and then jump over EJ Speed, who flies around to the football. He's an absolute dog. We're very thankful he's there. That video obviously hit the internet, and everybody was critiquing the effort level that was given, especially around the end zone, to a team that could still make a run if they win games, playing against a Colts team that is trying to win the AFC South. This isn't the only situation that's happened like this for the Pittsburgh Steelers this season. Deontay Johnson had a situation earlier where he didn't hop on a fumble or chase something down. There's another interception situation where George Pickens didn't chase down the pick. He actually was running away from it. So there's a lot of things being called into question in the Pittsburgh Steelers operation right now, including from Ben Roethlisberger. So George Pickens was asked about this particular play, the blocking play, by Pittsburgh media. Now, if you're from Pittsburgh, you know exactly who's asking this question. But basically, everybody, there was only a couple people that were over there interviewing George Pickens at this particular time. So they shared the audio with everybody. So we were told to give credit to all of Pittsburgh sports media for this particular audio. But here's George Pickens talking about the blocking play.
The Jalen Warren run toward the end zone, what'd you see on that? And would you handle that differently if you had to do it over again?
No, I was just trying to prevent the Tank Dell situation, the same thing that happened to Tank Dell. I ain't want to get an injury. When you stay on the block too long, you can get ran up on very easy. So.
So some people are questioning your effort.
All the people that's questioning my effort, down, play football. They do what y'all do.
Okay, so I do appreciate that he has built up quite a hatred for the media. He did an interview, a press conference at his locker in another interview portion here the last couple of days, and he took a couple shots at guys that never played ball before, guys that obviously building up a lot of narratives about me. He's heard it all, I think, and that was, he's using his outside voice for that particular. He should have kept that one inside. Yeah, I think that's our big takeaway as soon as we hear it, because anytime somebody who wants to build a narrative about somebody hears something like that, they are definitely going to be like, I ain't want an injury. Yeah. Okay. Is that, I ain't want an injury? That's why you're not going to give effort? And that got real loud. Remember, George Pickens can throw people around and has demonstrated that he would throw people around. Here's some clips from last year. See you later. And he even mentioned this in his press conference. He said, last year, the same, he was down at the bottom there. He said, the last year, people were telling me how good of a blocker I am. Now the same people telling me I'm not the same blocker and everything like that. So George Pickens is certainly a target of conversation in Pittsburgh, around the Pittsburgh sports media. But whenever you see other teams, okay, and how their wide receivers operate, it's hard not to be like, oh, this feels like this is a total buy-in culture situation as opposed to just a one-player situation. Now, these teams that we're about to show are going in a different direction than Pittsburgh Steelers. I think we all agree with that. But all of them still have playoff hopes and aspirations that could be in there. Let's look at the Detroit Lions, for instance. Here's a football team that has their culture, we all assume. They're trending in the right direction. Look at Amon-Ra St. Brown in the end zone, pushing him there. Now, obviously, running back is coming up behind him, so he could get run up on. But instead, he's driving guy into end zone, keeping him out of there. Let's go to the San Francisco 49ers now, shall we? San Francisco 49ers, this is a huge part of their entire run game, and it's a huge part of Christian McCaffrey who comes out and says, listen, the reason why we are so good at running is because we have buy-in from everybody, whether it's Brandon Ayuk or Deebo Samuel or Jawan Jennings. Wide receivers blocking for the San Francisco 49ers is a massive piece of the puzzle. And this is a similar type situation that happened with George Pickens, where his eyes are away. And look at Ayuk down there, driving, turning. Deebo, driving, turning. This is just what they do. They buy into it all. So if you see George Pickens in that particular play, and you see Amon-Ra St. Brown, and you see the highlights from Jawan Jennings, and you see the highlights from Ayuk and Deebo and everybody in other teams, to me, it's not just like George Pickens not giving effort there. Like, George Pickens should have at least faked that he was doing that. Like, if he's thinking about the Tank Dell broken fibula or whatever the hell happened, rolled up on, which does happen in those things, we get it, you're a human, but also you at least got to give fake effort, publicly. And also inside voices. You don't need to tell everybody that you don't want to block. But I think it's more indicative of the cultures. Detroit's culture is Niners culture, And right now the Steelers culture just seems like, when you're saying that type of stuff, do the coaches know that he's worried about getting hurt? Because he's the 1 point block pretty much over there. Are they just now learning that after hearing that from him? That comes back to a culture type thing in my eyes, AQ. And that is the biggest storyline that I think is not being told. Everybody's talking about George Pickens. It's okay, cool. But how about the overall mindset of we're all in this together, which the teams that are going to go on a run are in, and the teams that are going to fall off inevitably don't. It's a wild scene right now.
I think you nailed it. And the thing that we're not talking about enough is everybody uses these terms, right? They're so cliche. Culture. What does that mean? It's details, and it's in the details. We talk about it all the time in the offensive line room. When you don't keep your feet moving, that's when the injuries happen. That's when you get rolled up on. When the feet are out of the ground and they're constantly moving. When you watch St. Brown and he's finishing the play, not looking back, seeing where the running back is. When you watch Deebo, Jennings, and Kittle, and all those guys, right? And Ayuk, right? Downfield. They're constantly moving their feet, and when that happens, you can't get rolled up on.
It's crazy because we're literally watching a culture publicly here. That is what we are seeing. You hear the way Fred talks and CMC talks, and then you hear that answer given by George Pickens. I think George Pickens is a dog. I think he's incredibly talented. Obviously, there's been some situations at quarterback here to start his entire NFL career, and it's not desirable. But I think if he uses inside voice and just phrases that differently, I think we just move past this. But instead, I ain't want an injury. I don't want to. I think about Tank Dell, then you got everybody from you're like, oh, that's what you're thinking about when you're about to score a touchdown when you're still in playoff contention.
Yeah.
It's just a wild way to handle it, which I think does showcase what's going on behind the scenes there.
Yeah, it's the biggest thing. And you know, obviously a lot of people are talking about Tomlin. The standard is the standard. That's his thing, right? And the Pittsburgh Steelers culture has been a great thing for a long time. From the outside looking in, you heard Big Ben talking about it. And once you start losing, that's when everything gets put under magnifying glass. It's Deontay Johnson 1 week. It's Pickens 1 week. It's somebody else. Minka made the comments kind of about the whole team. Like, just because you put this black and gold on doesn't mean it's just going to happen. I'm sure he's frustrated at the same time. You know, especially we know how dependent this game is regardless of what position you play. But receiver, I think, is probably the most dependent position. You got to have a good O-line. You got to have a good play call. You got to have a good quarterback.
What?
So when you are talented, you get frustrated. You're not getting targets. You run a bunch of 5-yard outs or back shoulders, this, that, and the third. But to your point, got to use your inside voice. And that is the thing. I've been hurt like that. My senior year in college, I got hurt, blocking for one of my kick returners. You get rolled up. I don't know how offensive linemen, I don't know how we don't get that injury every week. I know Lane Johnson, he just got rolled up on this past primetime game. Debo Samuel, even with that block, he was pushing him, but you kind of feel it. You kind of turn him and you try to get out of the way. So there is a concern with that as a receiver. Definitely get that. But to your point, outside voice. And I think if he's going to be bigger and stronger than most cornerbacks he lines up across. So if you just give that full effort and push him and at least get out of the way that way, anybody can look at that and say, hey, he's giving full effort. And you could be concerned about injury. That's not a bad thing. But
we understand
once you start losing, once you start losing, now everything is going to be, everybody's going to point at, hey, this is the reason, this is the guy. You don't ever want to be that guy.
Yeah, at least give a hand. You know what I mean? And Tank Dell injury is obviously nasty, and it
shouldn't have been in.
Yeah, he was a lead blocker.
Yeah.
Interesting situation, goal line situation as well. Kind of much tighter as opposed to out on the outside where there's less bodies. Inside, a lot of bodies.
Digging out of safety. I mean, he was given ton of effort on
that's that offensive tree though. That whole tree. That Shanahan tree. McVay, Shanahan, Slowick obviously out there. All bunch of tight splits. You see Puka Nacua do it all the time. Insert blocks. So that is part of the game. Pittsburgh doesn't do it as much, but that's the part of the game as a receiver. That shows that you're fully bought in. But at the same time, protect yourself.
Understand.
Use that inside voice.
Yeah, just don't tell everybody.
Yeah.
That is. I think that was the big mistake here. Now, granted, you're going to get questioned regardless because a couple weeks ago he took all his social media stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
He did.
Yes, he did.
Just went on there and say, you know what? Delete.
Not anymore.
He had to scroll back through. He saw a post of him catching a Pittsburgh Steeler Yinzer a terrible towel. Delete that.
Damn it. Get it out of here.
He was at a charity event with his arm around a guy wearing a Steelers jacket. Delete it.
Yep.
He deleted all Steelers stuff. So that potentially also built up the fans to say, hey, team stinks. You don't want to be here? Okay. All right. So then whenever this pops up on film, it's going to get very loud. But I don't think he's the only human in the history of the NFL that has thought this and done this. He just needs to maybe not be so loud and blatant about it. But also, maybe George Pickens trying to get the hell out of town.
Ooh. Yeah.
Which, it
could be.
What a wild play. That sucks to have to go through that if you're Mike Tomlin or a Pittsburgh Steeler potentially. But if he doesn't want to be a Steeler, a good way to do that would just be not give effort on something. But he did have a long catch, broke a tackle. Remember down the right sideline?
Oh, yeah.
He did have a couple splash plays in there.
And I think this is why I've been frustrated for most of the year and Steelers fans have been frustrated for most of the year because wins and losses are one thing, but they're losing and they don't look like the Steelers that we grew up. I sent in a graphic last night that they haven't come in last place in the division since 1988. That was the year that I was born, so I've never seen them come in last in the division.
88.
You know how many different divisions they've been in too? The NFL has changed so much since then.
Winning and losing is gonna happen. Obviously, it's the NFL, but it's the way. And you talked about Minka bringing it up, and just the last couple years, the run defense hasn't. You grow up with the steel curtain, and then being able to. They didn't give up a 100-yard rusher for 3 seasons, but it's the stuff that happens that hasn't happened in the past, and the culture. And you grow up with Hines Ward blocking, one of the best blocking wide receivers of all time.
Yeah, ever.
Yeah, not scared.
Takes
Former
pride.
quarterback. Yeah, goes the wide receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, goes 6 to midnight whenever he blindsides.
It's just when everything looks so different than what you grew up on. That's the frustrating
and then there isn't
part.
success.
Correct. Yeah, because if it was If it was like a typical like hard nose, like and they're just not winning games, that's one thing. But if it's everything looks completely different than what you've come to know, that's another thing.
Connor, you're nodding your head in agreement so hard over there. You were actually, your whole seat was bopping.
Because I mean, selfishly, this is something that I can enjoy, but like it's not as if losing to the Colts in the Lot House. That's one thing.
Tough barn to play.
Gardner's cooking. Steichen can do anything.
He might have thought the play was over because it was so loud.
True. Sure. Yeah, he might have heard a whistle.
Hey, we haven't even. I just thought of that.
Yeah, someone might have been whistling loud in the Lot House. So Pickens thinks so.
Yeah.
Warren got tackled back there. He didn't. But aside from that one, like when you're losing to the Cardinals and Patriots at home, and both those teams, obviously, there really isn't much to play for aside from putting your own tape out there and effort, if you will, or culture. But that is much more reflective of those two teams going into Pittsburgh and winning with 2-10 records. Both of them, that's actually what their record was, 2-9, 2-10, and winning those games against Pittsburgh, where in the past, like Tony just said it. If a 3-10 team went into Heinz Field, not Acrisure, Heinz Field,
and won, it would be huge.
Yeah. Sky's falling.
Everyone's out.
News.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's blowing up if that happens, and it happened in back-to-back weeks. And selfishly for the Patriots, that's something I fall back on with Belichick is like, hey, there's still effort. Players are still trying. They've 7 of their losses are one-score games versus the Steelers Pickens situation we're talking about.
Let's move to another culture that we're getting to watch with Hard Knocks on Tuesday nights in season. Everybody's watching, right?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
I saw Barrios putting up his Christmas tree. It was sweet.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so we are watching.
It's on Peacock,
How come I haven't done last night I was literally just talking about me watching Scott Calvin burn the turkey, do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Why didn't I watch? That's a good show.
It is. They don't promote it at all. So it's basically like you got to be on Max 5 minutes before it starts to even know that. Hey,
that's on us too. We got to talk about it. That's good NFL content. You know what I mean? Well, it's not on our platform, but it is good NFL content, and we've been fans of it in the past. And the team that they're following this year, good
team.
Coach that it's following this year, awesome. You want to talk about culture? Listen to Mike McDaniel. Okay, be a prophet about what's about to. We know Tony Romo took over the play calling world whenever he was predicting plays and things like that. Listen to what a head coach in the NFL, who's also an offense coordinator, is saying out loud into a microphone for other people to hear on his staff. So anytime you say something publicly, you're obviously now in an opportunity to potentially get buried because now people understand your expectations. They understand what you're thinking. That's why some people believe in speaking something into existence because it puts so much pressure on you that you have to accomplish the task. Whenever you're talking about something that you're not directly involved with, to be this confident, I think identifies not only a skill, not only somebody that's electrifying in the head coach, but an entire team that is bought in completely to the direction of their head ball coach. Listen to McDaniel call this Waddle Tud against the New York Jets this past weekend.
I'm really visualizing the one-play drive here. I'm having a tough time not visualizing a one-play drive.
Had some more people, not on hands.
We get kick coverage. Waddle's going to have a one-play drive here. Yeah. Here it comes.
Ready, team. Dolphins begin at their own 40.
Look off for safety. Kick coverage.
Right there. What a perfect pass and play. And the touchdown to Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, I'm a dog. Yeah.
60 yards and a touchdown. Take a look at this route. Inside, and he gets him.
Is that sauce?
No,
that's a big arm throw right there.
Oh, God, it's not sauce. Everybody's doing sign language. That's awesome. Love it. Hard Knocks in season every Tuesday night, obviously presented by NFL Films. Listen to that dude. And then there's some team meeting speeches that have come out, especially after the loss to the Titans since last night, or since last Hard Knocks last night. It's like so many F-bombs, so we don't want to go through and edit it. We'll probably run it in the third hour. But it's like they believe in that guy, as they should. Feels like they have it to go on an Hey, is that the team that's going to be representing the AFC in the Super Bowl?
They got all the pieces. I believe one of two teams right now, top 5 in offense and in defense. Obviously been a different defense since Jalen Ramsey got there. But when you're leader, your coach, and I saw that the team meeting film that you're talking about, and I've been on some teams where, star players, they mess up. They mess up in practice. They mess up in the game. They're not getting called out. Those plays aren't getting brought up on the big plays. You may talk about a rookie, may talk about a young guy. So I love when coaches, and that was one thing about Tom. He always wanted to be coached just like everybody else. I love how he did it, kind of calling out some guy. Hey, this is one of our big-time players, our corner. He wants to make a play. Hey, make a better decision. As a coach, I got to call better plays. Let me show you this play, this situation I put 2 in. So taking the accountability, putting the accountability out there for everyone else for the mistakes. And they came out. That was after the Titans blowout. Titans lost on Monday Night Football, and they come out and respond like that. But I'm sure we've all done it on the sideline. I know I've manifested some very, very good things. Doesn't happen all the time, but I'm telling you, that shit works.
Yeah.
That shit works. And obviously, I'm sure he's done it a ton of times, and it didn't work.
Really?
But as a player, as a person, just manifesting that good stuff. It works the other way, too. If you manifest and speak bad stuff, they'll come up as well. But I love to see that from Mike McDaniels and this Dolphins team.
I forget who said it. Some professional athlete said the last thing you think is the first thing you do. So, controlling your thoughts is a big deal.
So real.
Controlling your thoughts is a massive ordeal. And I think there's been studies, and who knows what's real and what isn't these days, where, if you do put out positive vibes, there's a chance that the universe actually scientifically brings positive vibes back to you. So, you kind of get what you put into this whole world. McDaniel has been super positive since that entire thing. And you're right. The messaging on how he passed blame and pointed out mistakes was all coaching is, right?
Yeah.
I think how you message something is a massive piece of whether or not they'll buy in. In a league this year where points have been at a premium, just having the statement one-play drive, that means that's a goal.
Yeah.
Hey, this is a play. This is a one-play drive. That is in their lexicon. And then they got the owner. That guy was getting sued just a couple years ago for allegedly paying people to lose. Now he's got one-play drives popping off right in front of his face with one of the most hilarious and cool coaches in the history. McDaniel's working as a coach. This Dolphins team working. Bringing in OG Vic Fangio on the defensive side is working. Now, it's all around the health, I think. And we saw to his jiu-jitsu training.
Yeah.
He did a right shoulder roll.
That's right.
Right whenever he was about to go. Because before this jiu-jitsu training, he actually face plants right there.
Oh, yeah.
Just full bang.
Yeah.
Right in. That's how people viewed that entire thing.
Yep.
That's right.
Instead, tucks the right shoulder, roll, comes up on his left foot, I think. And then he's off. He actually, I think, immediately after.
He did do it.
Yeah.
What's
His
up?
set.
Yeah.
I think he did. Just in case like a Gracie came by.
There you go. Yeah.
You want?
Don't.
And he was going to snag that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then leg around.
Yeah, break it.
Arm bar.
Oh, yeah.
He was ready to do that.
100%.
If they stay healthy, Tua stays healthy, feels like they have what it takes. Now, they're not the team that you would classify as a team that could potentially out-tough the Niners, right? Because whenever you think about Super Bowl and you think about everything, and the Ravens even. Super. They got a 310-pounder in Patrick Ricard who's playing tackle, tight end, fullback, running back, wide receiver for them.
What?
So it's like can they handle the big? Can they handle big whenever they have to do that? If they have to do it on the road as well, do you think, AQ?
Absolutely. I love this group. And the thing that they're doing different than most other years, at least with this Dolphins team, is they've had a ton of injuries up front, too. And they're handling that well. I mean, even offensive line-wise, they lose their center. Eichenberg stepped up this week. He's playing well.
Oh, I thought Jonathan Harrison was playing.
Well, they brought him in as a backup, but he's down there. I mean, he's
Great
ready. He's ready to go if they need him.
Hey, do you remember how athletic that dude was?
Super
I wanted him on the punt team.
Yeah, you should have. He could have been your personal protector.
Well, they wouldn't let it happen. They kept saying we can't have center as a punt. I'm like, why?
Come on.
The guy runs 4'5".
Says who?
Yeah.
He's 275
Sounds like
pounds.
positionalism.
It was positionalism, especially against me, too.
Yeah.
He'd been protecting me, but he's down there. They have figured it out.
They
I
have.
think McDaniel knows that that's potentially a weakness.
And on the other side, right? Here's where they're way different. They're very good on the defensive line. Their defense is playing. Vic Fangio has done a fantastic job. And when I played with Cliff, he used to come up to us in practice. He'd have these little one-liners, right? Like we call
Cliff who?
Cliff Kingsbury. We would have he called them fastballs. So we'd have like 5 plays in a week where it was just like, hey, we're gonna rush up to the ball. Here's a code word. This play is gonna work. And he'd come up to us on Wednesday. He's like, hey, if we get quarters coverage and we call this play, it's a touchdown. Like the confidence these guru play callers have, they know if they get exactly the look they want with this play call, it's working.
How about his
Especially at this point in the season, because you kind of are who you are at this point. So a lot of offensive coordinators, they got tendencies as far as a P and 10 that first play of the drive. Maybe they want to take a shot. Defensively, it was only a couple calls that we were going to call. It was either going to be a split safety or quarters coverage or a cover 3, something simple on a 1st and 10, P and 10. So so soon as that was probably when that little evil laugh came out because he knew, oh, here it goes. This is the look.
You have to execute it, though. Tua had to have the time to look off the safety and look back the other way. You know, you talk about all the injuries up front, and you can play call around it, but they still have to block in pass pro for Tua to have for all the timing to work. They figure it out. Tua drops dimes, and Waddle's dancing without Tyreek Hill on the field.
Well, and I think that's a big thing. You know, like it kind of dispelled the notion because that's what everyone was saying was like, hey, Tua's not.
I kind of said it.
Yeah, Tua's not worth the shit without Tyreek Hill. Like he can't.
Well, I didn't say that.
Well, no, but I'm saying like a lot.
I mean, you took it. I didn't.
No, well,
it was the conversation.
A lot of people were saying that is like, hey, the only reason Tua's having any success this year is because he has Tyreek Hill. He might go for over 2,000 yards. And granted, the Jets aren't, who we thought they were going to be.
Though.
Yeah, good defense though, and they just beat the piss out of them, and it shows like, hey. And Tyreek's going to be back now, so like they can do it without Tyreek if they need to.
AFC East, Bills, Dolphins.
I think the AFC, whoever comes out, it's the Bills or Dolphins are going to the Super Bowl.
Oh, you think that's
one
it?
of the two? Yep.
Bills are a wagon
because they might play each other in the first round.
People are talking about Joe Brady. Since Joe Brady has gotten there, how the team has looked. With McDaniel, since he's got down there, how the team has looked. Who's calling the plays? The vibe in which it's all happening?
Yeah.
Are the players bought in or not? I mean, it's a whole new world. What were you about to say?
Scheme matters. I say it all the time. People don't understand how much it matters. Because, listen, I'll be very honest. The Dolphins' offensive line, they are not great across the board. But they put them in positions to succeed at all times.
You say the same thing about San Fran, too.
I do. 100%.
And the Dolphins have one.
They got one guy.
Filthy left tackle.
Bingo.
Teron Armstead.
We're going to find
And that's
out.
who you need. You need a filthy left tackle. Everybody else can just be, just do your job.
These last 3 weeks, Fins have the Cowboys, Ravens, and Bills. We're going to find out a lot about the Dolphins.
Here we go. Save Tyreek up for that, by the way. I like the fact that McDaniel, obviously incredibly confident, he's like, we saw you running warm-ups, like, we're not going to.
We're going to beat the shit out of these.
Yeah, Jets defense really good. We got one-play drives.
Yeah.
They're not
you know what I mean?
score.
We got a bunch of these one-play drives just ready to go. And then let's just take the week off. Let's just get the ankle back. We'll still get to 2,000, but we're going to need you down the stretch. I love the moxie coming out of Miami. I also appreciate the vibes that are back in Buffalo.
Yeah.
The AFC East race is going to be one that is beautiful to watch. Let's pivot away from the National Football League, and let's go to the association.
Ooh.
Now, obviously, we've had the commissioner of the NBA on the program.
Yeah, we have.
Mm-hmm.
We had Big Perk on the program.
Right.
We're basically a basketball program
True.
at this particular point. We're able to run some highlights now because we're on ESPN. I think there's a chance we're going to be doing some stuff at the All-Star game.
What?
Look, that's just getting dropped into the basketball world. Now, we should not be giving our opinions, though.
No.
No, we should be talking about what's going on, but not giving our opinions. The people that should be talking about it are the people that know it. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a former National Collegiate Player of the Year, a former national champion, obviously a first-round pick to the Bulls, a man who's incredibly handsome and phenomenal on ESPN talking about the NBA. Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Will.
Yeah.
Clap for yourself. You deserve it.
Made it. I'm doing great. I'm happy to be on the show, PM. I only watch you guys every day, so I'm saying it's an honor to be here.
Hold on. I'm pumped up that you're here because I want to let you know, as somebody who has started to dabble in the NBA conversation, this is going to sound incredibly rude. For one reason or another, when we were like 20 minutes before showtime, we're going to talk about NBA. Last week, your name didn't come up. And I would like to let you know that's messed up.
It's on us.
That's on us.
Hand up.
That's on us. We're big fans. I've been watching you since you were at Duke being a dog.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously in the NBA. Now hitting half-court shots. It's on us, Jay Will. We want to let you know that. It's on us.
You know what, though, I got the text today. I saw the bat signal in the sky. As soon as the bat signal comes in the sky, I'm there. I'm going to be around. So whatever you need me, you just let me know. I'm available.
Okay, Jay Will's part of the program.
Yeah.
All right, we're very happy about that. We appreciate you. Where are you at right now? You at the house?
Yeah, I'm at the house with the dog. The kids are probably coming in soon, so I'm sure you'll be hearing some yelling going on. We're ages 5, 3, and 1, so just pray for me.
Holy hell! I have a
Yeah.
a 7.5-month-old.
Yeah, it's
And,
messed up. The shit is going on over here. It's going up.
That's a lot, Jay, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is this?
No. No, that's it.
Okay,
That's it. No
this is
more.
the team. All right. Hey,
Yes,
congratulations,
this is it.
beautiful family. 5-3-1's a lot of zone defense. All right, we're doing great. Let's talk about the story of the night last night. And obviously, 25-game suspension for John Morant. At the time, people thought to themselves, either that was way too much, it wasn't enough. There was a lot of chatter about it all. Everywhere. We even heard it in the football world. It was cracking into our algorithm. I think everybody was just like, hey, come on, just be an adult, was kind of the conversation. He comes back last night against the Pelicans. Obviously, he and Zion, same age, same draft class, and they put on a show. Zion, tricep popping after a big alley-oop. I mean, maybe he's not fat. Maybe he's just jocked. Maybe that's how his body... Look at that triceping right there, okay? Absolutely popping. What a game. But the story of the game is John Morant, first game back, going for over 30, obviously having a game winner. Is this something that we should have seen coming with Ja? How do you think Ja has kind of taken all of this criticism, and what should we look for Ja for the rest of the year, and what are realistic expectations? A lot there, just kind of whatever the hell you want to say.
Yeah, so I got into a whole argument with Stephen A. and Mad Dog Russo today, respect to those boys on First Take, because they were very bothered by the fact that after the game, Ja Morant, it was like, oh, yeah, I got receipts.
We got the video, Jay Will, actually. Let's run that right now. Love that. Let them know on the way out.
Yeah, so, they were angry about it, saying, why would he say I have receipts? He's the one that got himself in trouble. And I'm like, look, first off, let's focus on the performance because the dude had 34 and 8. And by the way, every move he made was jaw-dropping, first off. And then, PM, this is sometimes issues I have, as a former player. I don't think people think or understand how we're built, right? So I don't know how it was for you guys, but for me, it didn't matter what positive things people said about me. I only focused on the negative. The negative was the one thing that drove me each and every single day. And for Ja, if you're out of the game for that amount of time, and people are talking about your family, people are talking about your game, people are talking about how the Indiana Pacers are better suited for them, he's going to remember that. That's my kid crying, in fact. I'm going to, 1 second.
Hey, John's back. It's okay. Anyway.
So it's it just turns into it, man. So I appreciate the fact that Ja uses that motivation to drive him. I'm going to have to let my kid in here, man. Can I let my kid in here?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. On the show. It's Christmas.
Hell yeah.
Love that.
Okay, I'm on TV.
Hey, fatherhood's awesome.
Yeah.
Fatherhood is awesome.
Sounds sick.
Call it life buds.
Yeah, life buds is those first 3 to 4 weeks after a baby is born.
I know his pain. 5-3-1.
Yeah, AQ has the same exact thing. He has a full team. Phil has a full team. AJ has a full team.
Yeah, bud.
That is, what's up?
This is Zane David Williams, right, Z? You say hi?
Oh, Zane, you're a cutie, buddy. You're a cutie. That's the 3-year-old?
Yeah, he's about to turn 3 in April. So
nice, that's a good guess, me.
Great guess.
I mean, look at the hair.
Could have been all of them. It could have been all of them.
Basketball player could have been one.
Yeah, absolutely, Jay Will. How tall are you, Jay Will?
I'm 6'2".
See, but in basketball, you look like tiny, but you walk around in real life, you're bigger than everybody.
Yeah, I look like Muggsy Bowles when I'm on the court next to KD, who's these guys are giants, PM. I mean, come on, but back to that's what makes John Morant so special, man.
Okay.
And I just hate how people are always like, well, he should show more contrition, or, he needs to be more remorseful. I'm like, he hasn't said anything since he's been suspended. He's just kept his head down and worked, and I just want to give him a chance on the redemption story. That's all.
I would as well. And I guess the first time he spoke, he wasn't as apologetic as some people wanted him to be. There's always going to be people that are upset with everything, especially with how it all ended the last time when he ended up getting suspended. Has there been a conversation with him? Because a lot of people said they needed OGs in the locker room to maybe talk to him to let him know, hey, in the modern world, you can't get away with the same stuff that maybe the guys in the 90s were doing, and whenever you're being streamed to the world, there are going to be some expectations for you versus maybe people that aren't in the NBA. That was kind of the big messaging that I think was our takeaway. Is that a messaging you think that is still being said to him? Do you think he heard that loud and clear? What do you think about that entire aspect of it all? Because that was the loudest that we heard as the suspension was happening.
I hope so. I mean, there's a reason why they went out and got a guy like Marcus Smart to be on that team, right? A veteran who's obviously been chippy for a while, but who understands there's a time and situation. And frankly, I mean, look, it's hard to be, and I'm not making excuses. I'm not absolving him at all, PM.
We agree. We are on your side here. We're on your side.
Yeah, it's hard to deal with fame and money, and a lot of kids come from backgrounds where, like these types of behaviors, like it's okay, and it's hard to grow up in front of the camera. And once again, I'm not condoning what he's done, and it's been a couple of mistakes, but you hope that got through to somebody like him, because I said it today. He has a chance to be the face of the NBA. He is like a 2024 Allen Iverson type of talent, man. And if he could just keep his nose clean, the world is going to be there for him to take it. And I think he recognizes that. I pray that he recognizes that.
The old thing is like, to whom much is given, much is required or expected. And it's like, it's not fair. Like, Josh should be able to live his life. You know what I mean? Like, Josh worked very hard. You should do your thing. But there's just a couple things that I think everybody's life would be easier if he just waited until he was retired. And I'm speaking just as somebody that has obviously seen a lot and messed up myself. I mean, I have a mugshot.
Yeah.
Like, you just got to hope that it clicks sometime and be like, hey, there's a lot of money to get in this particular aspect of the world that can set up my whole family. Maybe I need not to be the one that gets me kicked out of the league. That is the entire thing. And I hope it happened. And I love that he still has the chips on his shoulder, because that's what makes him great. And he's still not scared of anything. It's like, let's just make sure let's not waste this, John. That's what I think we're all hoping for.
Exactly.
And on the flip side there, on the other side of the court, let's talk about Zion. He's got a Z as well. Zane, obviously, going to be shredded. Absolute dog. We know that about him. Had a baby Zane. But Zion, a lot of conversation. I've never heard this before, I don't think, coming out of the NBA. It's obviously happened in the past where guys can't control their weight. It's happened in football. It's happened in every sport where the diet and everything like that is. But it feels like with him, it's very loud. Why is that, you think, Jay? And do you think he's getting the messaging? Because that tricep, he might just be absolutely jocked. Yeah. And it's being kind of misconstrued. Because if you could still do that right there, I assume it's hard to acknowledge when everybody's saying you're not in shape. It's like, oh yeah, meet me at the rim then. So it's like, what do you think is going to happen in that? And do you think Zion can become one of the faces of the NBA as well, like we all expected when he got drafted?
Michael Finley, who used to play with the Dallas Mavericks, told me this when I got drafted. He was like, a lot of players worry about the first contract. He's like, I don't worry about the first contract. He's like, the biggest contract you need to worry about is when you get the money. Zion, right out of the gate, got the money on his extension and got the money on his Jordan deal. And I think for a guy that's always had he's always had his body has always looked like the body that can blow up. But you know how it is, Pat. Like, it takes guys a couple of years in the league to learn about the lifestyle. Like, and that's, here's the real thing. I'm going to say it on your show. I haven't really said it on any other show before.
Oh, wait.
I'm not worried.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. I'm not worried about the body as much as I'm worried about the body in the party scene outside of hoops, man. Like, certain teams and your young teams, man, you start looking at the schedule. Pam, I don't know if you've ever been on teams like this. I'm sure some of your guys have, where you start saying, okay, we're playing Minnesota on a back-to-back, or we got nothing next, or we going out, or we making it to Vegas for the in-season tournament, or we out, or we're in the clubs, we're in the bottles, we're talking to girls, what happens when you're out kicking it late night? You end up eating a lot of random food, it's a lot of that too, going on with a young squad. So hopefully that gets out of their system sooner rather than later.
That was kind of what was going on with Memphis, right? I think that was kind of being chatted about what was going on with Memphis. It's hard not to do it, I can imagine, in the NBA lifestyle, because you guys are getting into places late, and then your games are at night, so you're kind of the only people you can really hang out, the only places you could actually, that's open at the time is, you know what I mean? So you're almost forced
those
into
types of environments.
Yeah, you're almost
those
forced
establishments.
Yeah, I've been at a couple NBA nights. It's those are good times. You talk about, Pat, I don't know if you've been on teams. Yeah, I was out all the time, and it caught up to me. I mean, it definitely caught up to me. But yeah, Zane, you shouldn't do that. Listen, Post It was much better, but yeah, I liked having a good time as well. Nobody knew who I was though, but like Zion, everybody knows who you are too. And Ja, everybody knows who you are. So everything you're doing, everybody is potentially trying to catch you. And everybody is potentially trying to get you. And it's just like, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? It's almost like the Johnny Manziel stuff when he came to the NFL. It's like, just party at your house, dude. You know what I mean? Like, everybody out is looking for you to be out there. I hope they figure it out. 2 stars. Last night was awesome.
2 stars.
Last night was awesome. The boys have some question for you. Go ahead, Tosh Schmidt.
Yeah, Jay Will, it seems like whenever LeBron still wants to go out there and kind of prove a statement, like he's still having one of the best years of his career, which kind of seems crazy. And we always talk about like whether or not the Lakers can actually make a run for the NBA title this year, especially with how tough the West is. But when you look at their roster, I know there's still, names like Zach LaVine have been brought up in terms of them trying to go out and get another guy. If LeBron continues to play like this and AD's kind of coming on, like, is there a realistic shot that the Lakers could win a championship this year?
Yeah. There's, when you say AD, the one thing I think about, the two teams that I think about for AD that I can't wait to watch are, when he's doing it against smaller people or people he can bully through, I don't worry about it. But when you start doing it to Jokic, that's what I want to see. Mm-hmm. Like, that's when it's really going to matter, right? Like, those boys in Denver, like, they're still that squad, and Jokic ain't being bullied through anybody. So how AD does against Nikola Jokic, how AD does against those twins. Okay.
You all right, Zane? Yeah, it's Jokic. It's a tough name. Mm-hmm. Tough name.
Yeah. How do you say Jokic? Can you say Jokic? Jokic, don't get shy now. How he does against the Twin Towers, like Rudy Gobert and those boys in Minnesota, like that's the real thing for him. I do think that Zach LaVine just gives it a different swag. Like D'Lo hasn't been playing the best ball, but if you're able to piece together a couple of those guys and you're able to get a guy like Zach, if he could be healthy, I think that turns it into a completely different conversation. I think they'll be on the same even plane as Denver.
And they already won one cup this year.
That's right.
Hang the banner. Yeah. They already had a banner ceremony for the year.
Yeah, they did.
People are pumped about that, Jay.
Sweet.
People are real excited.
I can't. All right.
What's that? Jay, it's the NBA Cup.
Yeah, come on.
Wait. I know.
Got to put it up.
Jay,
I want to believe in it. All right, so wait.
Whoa.
I was doing the game. I'm doing USC versus Auburn.
Zane, earmuffs. Zane.
Earmuffs. and Charles Barkley's at the game. He comes on the broadcast, okay? And Chuck is like, the Lakers can't put up a banner. And I'm like, I'm kind of in agreement. It almost feels like they were pressured by the league to put up a banner because we want the in-season cup to matter, and it matters to us. We are a great network that hosts it. I get it.
Yes,
but
we are.
Of course. It kind of feels like there was a reason why Bron didn't really seem too joyful. He kind of really didn't even during the ceremony, like the banner next to championship banners.
At the Crypt Arena?
Yeah.
They're the Lakers. They won 16 p.m.
Yeah, I said they should have put this in the lobby. I think they should have put it in the lobby. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Easy. Yeah, I think you should have.
Would have been perfect.
I think you should have put it in the lobby.
Uh-huh.
That's what I think. And it's a banner.
Right.
It matters.
Yeah.
It's in there, but it's not with the rest of them.
A little different.
So I think the placement was potentially an issue, but I don't know how many cameras they got in the lobby.
Sure.
But if the conspiracy is that Adam Silver was like, banner on Tuesday?
Come on.
Or what do we?
Yeah.
Come on,
parade.
Genie.
I'm surprised you didn't force a parade.
We need a
Genie.
Need the whole thing.
Put it up.
Parade, yeah.
We want the full intro for this thing. We want spotlight. We want it. And I think the Lakers and LeBron want it to matter though going forward as well, because he won the first ever one. So if this lasts 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, it'll be a part of the discussion. Remember, LeBron hoisted the first NBA Cup.
Exactly.
Now it's here all the way later. And I'm worried about the Pacers because in the NBA Cup, they were a completely different team.
Yeah.
We need them to make the playoffs because in the playoffs, they play. When it matters more, like the NBA Cup, the Pacers show up and play.
That's right.
When the courts are the basic-ass wood and a basic-ass painting, Tyrese Halliburton can't make space shots. So we need the NBA Cup back. Conman has a question for you, Jay.
Yeah, Jay, well, Zane's here, so I won't bring up, a specific someone needing to send a video. But there has been a pretty massive story going on the last couple weeks. It's around Draymond Green. Now, obviously, there's been situations in the past where, he gets ejected and everyone kind of looks at it like, yep, that's Draymond Green. That's just what he does. But this one has kind of felt a little different, and he was suspended indefinitely, and they're saying he's going into like a 3-week kind of course almost to figure out what's going on. In your opinion, why is Draymond doing this? Because obviously being an agitator is one thing, but then, kicking people in the nuts and punch them in the face is a completely different thing.
Well,
how did that
draw a foul?
True, but how did that kind of evolve for Draymond, would you say? And are the Warriors kind of done? Are we throwing them to the wayside? Or Steph Curry's there, they always have a chance.
Dynasties are dead this year.
I mean, I'm never counting against 30, man. Did you see him last night?
Yeah.
That dude looked different last night.
And then he pointed at Reggie Miller's kid, right? That's what I heard? He did that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome to think about. That gets to be the next one.
Yeah. Other side of the court, too.
Yeah.
I love him, man. All right, so here's what I would say about Dre. People, start throwing around things like mental health. I'm like, let's calm down with that.
Oh, I heard you say that. That was a good take because that was getting loud. That was getting real loud.
I don't know why. Well, you know this. You guys know this. Like in professional sports, if you can, I was never this guy, but I know guys that if you could punk guys, if you knew they could be punked, you would punk them. And that's how Draymond Green treats a lot of players. Like, think about none of those guys did anything back to him. So, like, what does that say about some of those guys? And that's what Draymond instills in the Warriors. Like, Steph or Clay doesn't need to do that because Dre has always done that. And that sets tones. So, the whole 3-week program, the same thing that hurt Dre is the same thing that helped them win multiple championships, guys. So
he just might not have his same fastball in other facets of basketball. So now it's getting spotlighted a little bit more, right?
Factual. That's exactly what's happening. And by the way, it's like he just got a 4-year, $100 million contract.
Yep.
They're on the verge of 4-year, 100. And then Clay's contract is up. And Clay wants to get paid max. So I think that's the point that makes it the most intriguing, guys, is when they're at this inflection point where Mike Dunleavy, who was my teammate in college, is now the GM after Bob Myers got the hell out of there. And now he's on NBA Countdown with Stephen A. and Michael Wilbon. Could be a smart move.
Far right.
Because he doesn't have to be the one to break it up.
That's the white on the far right?
Yeah.
That's who that is?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've seen him talking. A lot of confidence.
Oh, yeah.
He's like dapping people up, a lot of confidence. I'm like, I've never seen that human in my life.
Great jawline.
He's pretty good.
Got out at the right time.
I never heard him described as the white on the far right, but yes, it makes
That's who he was. I literally was watching the screen. I was like, all right, there's a white face over there. Who is?
Who the hell?
That ain't legs. That ain't legs.
not legs.
Or Han.
Yeah, or JJ.
Nope.
What is that? I didn't know that existed. But he's GM for the Warriors?
Was.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah,
real good.
He left when Draymond asked him for money. He was like, all right, I can't do this.
And then new guy comes in and says, 4 years, $100 million, you got it. You're Draymond Green. Mm-hmm. So Draymond potentially did what he does in the court in the negotiating room.
Bingo.
Just kind of punks him out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're going to pay me $100 million.
Or.
But Pat, this goes all the way back to Jordan Poole. This goes back to him stomping on Domantas Sabonis' chest. Like, there's been a lot of things. Like, there have been a series of
He's a goon on the field. He's a goon on the court. There's goons in hockey. They come out. Mm-hmm. They're roughhousing. Mm-hmm. They're setting a tone. Right. Hey, you're not going to mess with our guys. Like, our guy would be Steph Curry. All the greats in hockey kind of have a guy on the team that is, like, here to let people know. Like, if Steph's going for a layup, you ain't hitting him. Mm-hmm. Like that. Because if you do, on the way back, there's going to be a guy at Michigan State who maybe doesn't have the greatest jumper, maybe doesn't have the greatest anything.
Right.
But he is going to forearm you in the back of the neck if that happens. Mm-hmm. That's not a bad enforcer to have. Hockey has it. Other sports have it. He just so happens to be that guy.
Mm-hmm. It's pivotal in those championship runs.
Oh, yeah.
Pivotal.
With Braun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Needed him.
Last question here for Jay.
Hey, we'll talk about some young guys. Wemby, Chet. I haven't been locked in on the NBA season yet. Still football season for me. But how's that Rookie of the Year chase going?
It's going, man. I think Wemby is a super intriguing talent to me because first off, it's at this time where people are some people, not me, kind of want Pop's run to be over and kind of ready for the Spurs to move on to what's next. And frankly, I think he is the perfect style of coach for a guy like Wemby. Like, you guys all know this. Like, when you come into the league, what situation do you come into the league in? Is it stability or is it instability? And I much rather know how to work out, be taught how to train, be taught how to focus. And that's why that foundation, I think, is going to be great for Wemby moving forward in his career.
Going to need a couple new players is what everybody's saying on that roster that maybe enhance Wemby's style of play. We can't wait to watch it. We can't wait to talk to you next. Zane, good meeting you, buddy. Merry Christmas to the Williams.
Say goodbye.
All right, Jay Williams, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you. That was a good conversation.
Great.
We learned everything we need to learn.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like the Pacers are winning it all.
Well, probably not.
They might.
Hour 2 on the other side. We'll have J.J. Watt, A.J. Hawk, more conversations, and we got questions from the internet.
Ooh.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 3.
Pat McAfee sell on your stunner at WrestleMania. Where does that rank all time? That's got to be pretty up there.
Man, top three. And I got to say top three because The Rock, number one, the way he oversold, and Scott Hall and some of the other guys that took it. But I mean, Pat has a natural feel for the business, epic performer, great on the stick.
I apologize that you're a punk bitch.
Athletically, that match he had with Theory was awesome. And then the kicker was not only the sell of the stunner, but to lay there selling, still guzzling the beer, the presence of mind to ad-lib and improvise and like this is a moment without even thinking about it. I think he's amazing. He's very entertaining. And as a human being, I like him a whole lot. And here's an off-the-record story. The second night that we were at Mania, I was just planning on drinking whiskey with my Broken Skull Sessions crew. And so we had a bottle all lined up, and we were just going to drink during the show and show respect to the people that were working. Well, Vince called me into his room and said, hey, man, would you come out in the end, stun me, McAfee, and Theory? And I said, sure. So I couldn't drink until after the show. Okay, so the show happens. I go out there, stun all those cats. Brock Lesnar gets done with his match, the main event with Roman Reigns. And me and Brock have been wanting to bond together and have a few cocktails to begin with. And he goes, hey, man, you got anything? I said, yeah. I said, where are we meeting? He goes, my locker room. So it was myself, Brock Lesnar, Larry, one of the trainers who's been there forever, Larry, and Pat McAfee.
What a day, what a dream, what a life. Now I'm going to have a couple more Steve Weisers. What? Maybe a little whiskey. What?
And we took down a fifth. We just passed the bottle around. At first we were drinking out of little cups. Then it just turned into the bottle. And we took down a fifth of Maker's Mark in about an hour. And then we all went our separate ways.
Hey, we fucking did it.
And I heard through the grapevine that a couple of those guys woke up with severe headaches.
Really? And I don't want to undersell this. Really hungover. You know what I mean?
From what you had inside the ring that we saw on camera, and then what was there a thing afterwards?
Well, there might have been, yeah, a lot afterwards.
But it was a bonding moment, after a big show like that of four guys, and I've just barely met Pat, but he was already one of the boys because of his football background and how everybody, the WWE has taken to him. And me and Brock's relationship goes back a long way, as does Larry.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
What?
Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. Ah! The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life.
We walk out! Sport!
Hello, beautiful people. Merry Christmas and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Trenches Wednesday, December 20th, 2023. Hour 2 of the program starts now. Football! We're live at North Pole. Football is the topic of conversation, although we just had an NBA convo with Jay Will. That was fantastic. The Toxic Table is here. At Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Mullet, flowing, mustache, popping. The holiday season has been good to your face and bucket, pal.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much. This is my gift this year. Is my mustache. That's the only thing that I really needed to go into this holiday season. And not to mention, Darius J. Butler did, in fact, buy all of us the new Oculus, which was very cool.
Oh, you're talking about Santa Butch.
Yeah, Santa Butch.
9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler is here. Brought Quest 3s for the whole entire office.
Hey,
Santa Butch.
Santa Butch.
Andrew Hawkins.
That was very kind.
Yeah,
this new one's supposed to be like the real deal.
Did you buy them or
supposed to be the one?
No, it was certainly a
Hey, you got him, right?
Through D-Butt.
So that's all that matters.
This is quarterback gift for offensive line.
Yep.
I partnered up with my friends,
Boom.
Fat Scooter, which is the best fat scooter in the game, to buy all my offensive linemen the greatest scooters that they've ever had. If you need anything, go to fatscoot.com. And these boys, Merry Christmas. I love to play. I don't give a damn.
Nope.
You carrying that box in, looking like Scott Calvin carrying a canoe in that one person's living room whenever it knocks down the tree and then the Rottweiler comes out. Is what D-Butt looked like coming in. Santa Butch looked like coming out with this entire thing. It's like, what the hell is in this guy's box? He pulls out like 15 Quest 3s.
Yeah.
They're like $1,000 a pop.
Unbelievable.
That box is worth 15 racks. You just stumbling around. We appreciate you. You're a good man.
Hey, Nick, don't play Nick, though. Nick is kind of a year ahead of everybody else in that game. So
you're talking about
sick. I could fucking spin it anywhere.
First thing that guy said on the show today.
My God.
First thing that guy said on the show today.
Guy stinks.
You could smell it in the air this morning. I don't know if you guys did too, but I knew F-bomb is flying. I don't know when.
It's a Christmas spirit. We're all kind of feeling good.
Yeah.
You know, the holiday spirit has filled us up to a level of happiness and carefree that you're supposed to be. Nick didn't even say hello earlier.
No.
That's his first introduction to the program today. We appreciate it, Nick. Way to go.
Yep. Good boy, Nick.
That's Gumpy back there as well. Zito Foxy, 12-year NFL vet, Super Bowl champion, just out of War Games. AQ Shipley's here. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys. Tone Diggs is here, wearing a sweater that was built for his old self.
Hell yeah.
New self, down 40 pounds. We're incredibly proud of him. Happy holidays, new Tone Diggs.
Thank you.
Joining us live from Manatee, Ohio, is a man who's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion, will never have weight fluctuation because every day of his life is the exact same. Has been since he was 16 years old. We're eating white grilled chicken.
Yep.
No flavor.
No.
And white rice.
Yes.
Every meal, all day, every day. I'll eat pizza. I like pizza.
All time.
Won't do it, but would if potentially forced to be incredibly high, maybe, or drunk. We'll let it slip. One of the most consistent humans of all time, which led to him being the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
Whoa.
Remember, he drank his urine. What will he do this holiday season? We shall see, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk.
Hey, Hawker.
Hawker, how you doing? Is that a turtleneck or a hoodie? Are you Steve Jobs all of a sudden? I love it.
No, I think this is kind of like a hoodie situation. But for the record, did not drink my own piss. You know that. We all know that. And I'm not like you talk about. You act like I eat like Dan Orlovsky. I am not as disciplined as Dan when it comes to food.
Yeah, but you are. Yeah, because you actually put on muscle. He does not. Yep. So you actually have to be more disciplined.
Well, he only does the shoulder rehab thing. He's probably not jacking up heavy weight.
That thing got 35 million views this year.
Yep.
At least.
I'm Dan Orlovsky, former NFL quarterback, throwing touchdowns all the time. Can wear on your shoulder. That was brilliant marketing.
It was. It was unbelievable.
I loved everything about it. AJ, speaking of loving everything about it, we ran a McDaniel clip from earlier, and it's almost like our big news of the day is the fact that this guy's culture is seemingly all the way in, down in Miami. Did you get to see him predicting the one-play drive? And the fact that he not only said it to everybody on the headset, he also lifted it up. It was like, Tyreek, listen, I'm really feeling a one-play drive here. And he wanted everybody to know what was happening, and then it takes place against the Jets. This Dolphins team, don't look now, AJ. I love where they are, and we need to start paying attention to Hard Knocks maybe so we can learn a little bit more about the whole situation.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, and I was watching. It's true. Like this unbelievable show with all this access is going on, and we just don't seem to know to go there and watch it. So I'm glad we're getting the word out. But, yes, I've seen the clips. I love McDaniel on the sideline calling his shot pretty much, and AQ mentioned it. These like offensive gurus, they know if I get this one or two certain looks, especially like they know the exact look where this is going to work. If you just put it out there, we're going to score. And luckily it's all caught on film and everyone's mic'd up and it's a great clip now forever. But I think the other clip of him handling the loss in front of the whole team tells you even more about how to handle a team. Like, yeah, we're going to be accountable. Like, he just handled it beautifully. Like he just did it the right way, I feel like, or his way. It really seems like.
Yeah, his message, his authenticity, and his ability to stare down the negative in front of everybody and putting blame on himself and also star players. He seems to have all the pieces of a great football coach. And it's like we're reaping the benefit of it, getting to watch the greatest show on turf 2.0 down there in Miami. I ask AQ this question, though. What about cold weather? You know, what about a team at Smash Mouth?
Yeah.
You know, what do we think about that? AQ said he likes the way the offensive line has been able to play. Defensive line is solid. Front seven's there. They can handle the toughness because if you look at the top of these, like Niners, Ravens, tough. Tough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, tough.
Like known for
very much so.
Known for tough. It's like the speed and the dazzle of the Miami Dolphins offense is the story. But I think what AQ was saying, D-line also a little gritty. Hey, not scared to get gritty out there. Will they be able to handle that, you think, to make a run to the Super Bowl? Maybe. Are we talking about Dolphins maybe winning the Super Bowl this year, AJ?
I mean, yeah, every hour we change on who's the king and who is in the basement. We know that much.
We don't do that.
Yeah, what?
Hey, don't throw stones. You live in a glass house.
Yeah, this guy's problem.
And if you got a glass jaw, you better watch your mouth. You know what I mean?
Because we'll break your face.
Curtis Jackson said that.
That's right.
But also, I think it's in the Bible as well about glass houses and everything. But,
6.
what are you?
It's in the Bible.
What are you doing?
I'm putting myself in that category. I am in that same category where I will crown a team 1 week and then 3 hours later, I think that they're not going to make the playoffs. So yes, I am one of those teams. But why are you just going off of teams in the past that have played in Miami and South Florida having an issue winning in cold weather games on the road?
I don't know. I just, like you see a Titans game, Titans are like, Vrabel kind of the way it is. So there's always going to be doubters and retractors. That's what we literally have to do for the next 3 weeks about who is going to win a Super Bowl, who's not going to win a Super Bowl. But it's awesome to think that this Miami Dolphins team is potentially still, hey, Gumpy, good for you. This is great news.
Yeah.
We're absolutely in it. You don't fear anybody in the AFC. In the NFC, you fear the Niners. Everybody has to fear the Niners. Who do you fear in the AFC?
Ravens make it look very easy normally.
Yeah, but think about Jacksonville. 2 missed kicks. Lawrence fumbles that ball. That game was a lot closer than the score says.
Yeah, that fumble, you think that was just because Trevor Lawrence just lost the grip on it? No. The Baltimore Ravens scared him. That's what they do. Joining us now is a man who has thoughts on everything. And we just introduced Gumpy, and that's normally what the conversation starts with this guy.
Yeah.
Has so much that's going right, so much that's going great. One loud investment that's not going as well. Maybe because it is Christmas week, we don't need to bring it up, but who would we be as sports journalists if we didn't?
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, a first ballot Hall of Famer, a Houston Texans Ring of Honor member, an icon in the NFL world, and an owner of a soccer team. Ladies and gentlemen, J.J. Watt.
Yay!
Hi, guys. Glad to be here. Thank you for having me today. I am very excited.
So when you went over to Burnley, did you say that lunch was canceled due to a lack of effort? Deal with it?
Very nice. Very nice.
Is that what you said after this weekend's loss when you were there drinking a pint afterwards?
It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. I'm not even going to try and sugarcoat it. I'm not going to make any excuses for it. It just didn't look good. It didn't. The first half was just a brutal first half. Was really excited going into the game. Was just very excited, happy to be there, ready to roll. Fans were jacked. It was a night game. It was perfect. Pints were drunk, and just poor performance.
Do you want to know what happened though? Really, for all of us, that game was at 12:30, right?
Yeah.
And then there was NFL football on at 1.
Yep.
So a lot of us only saw his first 30 minutes.
And it was tough.
Yeah. It was a bad 30 minutes to watch. Not also on the Prime Network NBC broadcast to the whole country. Not what you want out there being sent out. But hey, that's sports. That's how shit goes.
That's competition.
That's the way. Yeah, that's competition. You're playing in the best league in the world. Sometimes you're going to get your teeth kicked in. Sometimes it's going to happen more often than you want.
Stay up there.
Who won the Balloon d'Or?
We got a lot of time left. We got a lot of time left, and I choose to stay optimistic.
Who won the Balloon d'Or?
Messi.
Lionel Messi. Lionel. I don't know.
What league's he playing? Just so I know.
Best league.
MLS.
America.
MLS. All right. So you're playing in the second best league.
This guy's celebrating Boxing Day, too.
I got to say this. In England, spent the last 5 days in England.
That's fun.
People love the McAfee Show. Wow. The landing back in America.
It's coming home.
Guy brought the car around. Wow. Massive fan of the McAfee Show. Right now watching. My brother, I'm going to stay with him for Christmas. His 2 kids, Logan and Braden. Massive fans of the McAfee Show. Worldwide success for the McAfee Show.
Really? England?
Yeah, big fans. Big fans in England.
You're lying.
Where's Derek live at? Where are you going?
Is it because of our soccer coverage? Is it because of our soccer?
No idea. No, it's definitely not that because you guys just absolutely rail on it. So no, it's definitely
it's our sport. It's our sport.
We've been covering it well for years.
We got the Balloon d'Or in the United States of America.
Show them respect.
So it's our game
Columbus
now.
Crew won the championship too, also in the greatest league.
Yeah.
Asterisk.
Well, yeah, because Messi wasn't allowed in the playoffs. Because all the games that he won didn't count towards the league, which makes no sense.
No.
Makes no sense at all. We drop him in there. He plays in a couple NBA in-season cups.
Yep, true.
Wins them all.
Yeah, beat the hell out of everybody.
And they're still in last place. Can't make the playoffs somehow. That make it make sense,
So dumb.
MLS. Nonetheless, Gumpsh, unlike most of us who just watched 30 minutes of that Burnley game, is there things in that game that maybe give us hope for what the future of Burnley can be, Gumpsh? Is that what you saw when you were watching that entire game?
Yeah, there's points to be had. I mean, I wouldn't fear this Fulham squad this weekend, JJ. I wouldn't fear them at all.
Is that Boxing Day or?
No, not yet. Not yet. Boxing Day is the day after Christmas.
I mean, you're gonna have trouble against Liverpool after that, but you should be all right against Fulham.
Yeah, but you never walk alone, JJ. We're always on your side.
Oh,
you need to know that. And let's go, Burnley. Let's up to Charlotte's.
That's at home too.
I saw a Liverpool hoodie in here.
Can we get the name right? Can we at least get the name right?
Yeah, dude.
Burnley.
It's Liverpool, right?
Clarets. He keeps saying Charlotte.
Oh, yeah, Clarence. I've
I'm
never
sick
heard
of
of
it.
that.
I'm sick of it.
I understand.
I'm sick of it.
I do. I never heard
I'm
of that.
sick of it.
That has never been in my brain before. You know, when I speak, my brain sees pictures of things from my past that remind me of what the thing is. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I remember stuff. I've never heard this word. Charlotte's?
I don't even know what that is. I had.
What is the name?
This is how I remember. Okay,
Clarets.
Claret jug for
Golf.
Yeah.
Got it.
England claret. Yeah.
Up the Clarets.
Yeah.
You got to earn that, though. You might want to keep the Charlottes until
That's
they
fine.
win a couple
Hey,
games.
how about you shut your mouth? How about you shut your mouth?
Just saying, you know.
Call you
How
guys.
about you earn speaking?
How about Burnley being called the Tommy Charlottes? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tommy
Yeah.
Charlottes over there
Like
doing
that.
their thing.
It was not a great day because we had that, and then 2 hours post Burnley match, I was watching the Loud House be loud.
Right.
Hold on.
I'm
sending a video to the back room right now. I don't know if you know this. Before the game, before the Indianapolis Colts ran on the field, the Loud House went dark.
Yep.
Now it's time for a light show. Welcome to the show. Lights start going everywhere. You know what I mean? Cell phone lights are all on the same app, so it's a showcase.
That's cool.
The boys are about to take the field. They run the video from our show of you.
No, they didn't.
Yes,
No,
they
they
did.
didn't.
Yes, they did. Swear to God. I was literally, whenever I got there, social media director for the Colts. Her name's Amber. She comes, she goes, hey, I just sent you a video that's going to run or whatever. And then I looked at it, and it was the Loud House conversation. I was like, oh, okay, they're going to run that or whatever. I didn't know it was going to start the entire game.
Yeah.
Like, they literally, yeah, and it's J.J. Watt full screen on this Jumbotron. Kind of bigger TV
Small.
than your house would have
There you go.
in the corner of the thing. And it goes, I love the people of Indianapolis. I love it. But who has ever said that stadium is the Loud House? Nobody's ever said it. Big boos. And at that exact time, Steelers were jogging on the field. I think TJ was actually jogging on the field. So more boos came down. You got your ass booed out of the Loud House. Here's the video that they ran.
Ain't the first time. Ain't the first time.
Here it is.
I love Indianapolis. I love the people of Indianapolis. I love playing in Lucas Oil Stadium. Wow. Who has ever in their lives called that place the Loud House? I've never heard it called the Loud House. I've never experienced the Loud House.
Well, you haven't been there in quite some time, brother, so why don't you pipe down?
Do you know how new everything is in that building? We got traditions that started 6 games ago.
That's right.
They found their stadium song, and it is glory.
That's right.
They're already taking off. And then boys come running on the field at that exact time. A motorcycle comes out there. So you were a part of the motivation of that Loud House putting on the show that they put on. Watching your brother play is obviously phenomenal. We appreciate the salute that he gave to the boys and I in the suite. But that Steelers team's in some trouble right now, JJ. Do you hear all the stories coming out of there? It is not a good place. Right? They're still in the playoff conversation.
Oh, yeah.
They could still win the Super Bowl. Pittsburgh Steelers could still win the Super Bowl this year.
Yep.
It doesn't feel like that at all, though, JJ, especially after what the Loud House did to them.
No, that's something that I try and bring from an outside perspective, in my conversations. Because, there's no question that, you look at it and everybody's kind of down and, it's doomsday over there and everybody's talking about all the nightmare scenarios. And I'm like, 7-7. Like, you guys are 7-7 with 3 games left, obviously, and an opportunity. You win those games, you finish out 10-7. Like, you could do something there. So it's one of those. It's that time of the year right now, and especially this year more than others. There's a lot of teams in that 7-7 range where it may seem dark, it may seem bad, but one win, all of a sudden you get a little momentum, you start rolling, and now you finish 10-7. Or you go the complete opposite way, and one more loss, and now you're rolling downhill, and you finish 7-10. I mean, we are at an inflection point for so many teams, but that's what makes this league so great, is that there's some 7-7 teams that are jacked right now. They're like, yes, we got this. And then there are some 7-7 teams that literally feels like they're getting the first draft pick.
Yeah, the Bills feel vastly different than the Pittsburgh Steelers. Sure. You know what I mean? And the Bills out, Steelers still potentially in. It's a wild vibes race towards the end of this year. And I want to let you know, TJ leading the NFL in sacks for another, I think it's like his 4th in 5 years. Wow. He's a specimen, bro. Watching him do his thing live. And this was in the first quarter, so we saw Myles Garrett do this against the Colts just a few weeks back. But they ended up starting like triple teaming TJ, which is smart. But with the visor, he looks so cool. He's going to lead the NFL in tackle or in sacks yet again. And now, did you do this? Is anybody else ever done and been as dominant at the top of the sacks race like TJ has been over the last 5 years, seemingly?
I mean, it's I'm so sick of the conversation. Like, he's the best defensive player in football. I'm so sick of the conversation. Like, he's literally right now on pace to lead the league in sacks in 3 of the last 4 years. The only year he didn't was when he missed games with injury. I mean, he does it every single week. Teams double team him, teams triple team him. He gets held. He does all these different things. Like, I don't know what more you want from an argument standpoint. I don't know what more proof you want. Some people want to say, don't look at the statistics. I'm like, well, hey, dumbass, that's how you judge stuff in football. Like, guess what? Wins is a statistic. Like, that's how we judge champions. So on players, you judge teams by wins, you judge players by stats. That's how this shit works. Like, why do we keep track of anything? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because that's how you decide who's good and who's not. So, guy's got the most sacks. He's the best. What do you want?
Pretty basic here, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, what do we even?
Yeah.
Don't judge the stats. Judge everything else. It's like, well, okay, when they go in the Hall of Fame, what's the first thing they bring up? Okay, stats. Is that how we're judging them forever? Absolutely. I've heard them talk about the Walter Payton Man of the Year being the most prestigious award. We're in that time of year.
Of course.
And it is certainly awesome.
Yeah.
I've never heard it used one time for a Hall of Fame vote. Have you ever?
No.
Every time I hear somebody say the most prestigious one of them all is the Walter Payton Man of the Year. And I've been nominated, okay? I think everybody probably on this call has been nominated. It's like
JJ won it.
JJ's won. He's raised $50 million or something.
Yep.
Yeah, insane. He won the Walter Payton Man of the Year. But every time I hear them say that, and you're talking about these stats and how people are judged, it's like I have never once heard this guy won the Walter Payton Man of the Year 3 times.
Whoa!
When they're going into the Hall of Fame.
Good guy.
So maybe we need to start, actually living up to the words in which we say every time this Walter Payton Man of the Year thing happens. JJ, legitimately.
I mean, it is the most prestigious. Yeah, no, I mean, it is the most,
It's a great honor.
Because it's being a person. Yeah,
Human,
because it's as a person, not a football player. Yeah. But I mean, in terms of a football player, yeah, I mean, I don't think you should make the NFL Hall of Fame for being a great guy. It's the NFL Hall of Fame.
Whoa! It's the most prestigious award, I've been told. What do we... This thing's fragile.
Yeah, don't want the best people in the NFL.
But is it awesome?
Representing
It is.
No, best players.
Okay. D-Butt said, we ain't there.
No,
I think it
should definitely be a part of it. But I mean, if you finish your career with if you're, let's say you're a linebacker and you finish your career with 10 tackles, but you got a Walter Payton Man of the Year award, I don't think you belong in the Hall. I mean, right?
It's the most prestigious award. Yeah. I'm just telling you what I'm being told.
Better than defense player of the year.
Anyways, I do like, yikes.
But you got them both, so what then?
That's when it starts stacking up. That's when it starts really getting going there. But you talk about those stats and how people say, well, don't look at those. It's like, well, my entire legacy of my life's work is going to be judged off of these. So maybe let's not do that whole thing. And then the Walter Payton Man of the Year conversation, I had that this weekend when I heard it 14 times. It's the most prestigious. It's like, when? I've never heard.
Ever.
Like we get one clip from the speech of a great display of a great human in the NFL, which there are many, obviously. And it's nice to get it highlighted, but I don't think I've ever heard it any other time. This guy's got the Walter Payton.
So do you think it should not be an award?
I think it should be, but we should accurately describe what it is. It is like representing the best of the NFL. It's not the most prestigious award. Like it is It is the best award to win because you're a human as opposed to a football player. But I've never heard, like Chris Collinsworth, and going, well, it's Peyton Man of the Year here on the edge. So, the boys are going to be in
I
the
guess
fourth
that comes
quarter.
down to the definition of prestige. What is the definition of prestige? Anybody got that off the top of their dome? AJ, you pull a book off the shelf and grab the answer to that.
It's right over there, your left
Like
shoulder.
a high honor? What is it? Like a high honor? Basically, this is
the highest.
Because I would
but it's
say
not
it
football.
is a high
It is
honor.
football related, but it's not though. It is football related. You got to be a football player.
Got to be a good player, too, to win this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Widespread
And
respect
we can
admiration.
be honest with ourselves. We can all be honest with ourselves here. You have to be a very good player to be in consideration for. I mean, just look at the list. Like we're not giving it to. I won't, so I'm on board with it. But like, you got to be a good player and be a good guy. Like you're not just. It's not just one or the other. Like, I'm just being honest. I don't know.
Who are you going to say?
We appreciate the Walter Payton Man of the Year, but I would like it to be added into Hall of Fames and Pro Bowl, like when people are listed off. And like this guy made 6 Pro Bowls, also Walter Payton Man of the Year. Like we should actually start. If it's going to be,
you want to talk about an award, Pro Bowl? I mean, come on.
Doesn't matter. I hate to be that guy.
Come on.
Hate to be that guy.
Yeah.
It does now.
Yeah, let's go with all pro.
It does
Let's
now.
go with
Now
all
that
pro.
now the Mendenhall
Pro Bowls, you
changed the rules.
Yeah, because it's no longer a Pro Bowl. As 3 whites that played in the NFL. Let's break this down. I think in 2023, our team is much better than it was in 2013. I'll say, especially with the way football is now.
Well, in 2013, we would have Brady at quarterback, so that's a plus.
And Gronk.
Who's our starter this year?
Joey Burrow. He's healthy.
Josh
Allen.
Mahomes. Purdy.
Patrick Mahomes.
No.
What?
Yeah.
Talked about this.
That's up to him.
I don't think we get
rules.
that.
No.
We don't play. We don't play by those rules.
We're not playing in
I'm
the
from
league.
Pittsburgh. What are we even talking about?
Going Mahomes. We got Mahomes.
This that tweet that I tweeted caused people got some people. I mean, massive majority of people understood that A, it's ridiculous to start with, but B, I was having fun with it, making a joke. But there was also a nice chunk of people who got very, very in their feelings about it. And if you look at that statement, I don't know what you could have any possible disagreement with it. I mean,
it's racist.
Are we going to be successful at corner? And is anybody covering Tyreek? Because I don't see anybody in the league, period, covering Tyreek, much less any white guys stepping out there and lining up across from him.
So, JJ,
nobody's covering that.
JJ, we've already kind of tried to figure this whole thing out with our depth at defensive line pass rusher, especially because Polynesian Samoan on our team.
Yep.
So shout out to the Usos playing for the whites. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, good.
We the ones.
How'd we swing that?
Well, I just made a deal.
The man just took it.
No
conversation. Just boom.
Oh no.
We'll live with it.
No, that's not true.
That's not true.
You got the.
We made a deal.
We got the Asian kicker. I appreciate
We made a deal.
Not just
not
the
good
kicker.
enough. Not good enough.
Okay. We negotiated the Asian players in. With our roster, how it's constructed, that'll probably be the only spot where we'll need them.
Long snapper.
What? Yeah, long snapper.
Well said.
Anyways, we got the defensive end pass rushers.
Sure.
Okay, jamming. Tyreek,
What?
everybody.
We're playing like man to man out there. That's not a bad idea.
And then we're going shell. You know what I mean? Keep everything in front of us because we got a couple safeties.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got a lot of linebackers. So we got to bank on getting to the quarterback. But have you seen the offensive line? Holy hell!
Great group.
It goes like Tristan Wirfs, who is phenomenal, to who would
He
be.
might not crack it. We may put Laramie Tunsil on the right. Put Trent Williams.
Oh, you're just switching sides here?
We might just put Laramie on the right, put Trent on the left.
Can't do that.
Can't do that.
The left
We'll
tackle.
go worse. All right, we'll go worse.
Anyways, we got to get to the quarterback quick.
Yes.
That
quick.
is.
You gotta be
Oh, the
moving.
problem is they moved Wirfs to left, so.
Oh,
You know what I mean, JJ? That's going to be that's going to be the deciding factor of this game. It's definitely going to happen.
Yeah, no, we need to get to the quarterback unbelievably fast.
Yeah, we need to be shooting.
We need to get those hands up. We need to knock the ball down and not let it in the air because anything behind us, toast.
How about this, Mr. Walter Payton Man of the Year before? Why don't you call it out for what it is? Rashard Mendenhall's a racist. Why don't you do that, JJ?
Go ahead.
Is it because Bob Iger told you not to?
Oh, yeah.
Is that why?
Oh, sucking up to the man.
Wow.
Because he said he's better than your GOAT. And I'm like, well, There's a lot of players you're not better than. So, like, I don't know. Like, what? Like, just sometimes you just don't respond to ridiculous stuff, and you just have fun with it. And you see, oh, wow, that's an interesting concept. I actually kind of want to have fun with that, because we would struggle at corner. Pretty confident in some other areas, but I do think we would really, really struggle at corner. So we do probably lose that.
No,
and
you're
then
not
people were like, wow, you have no confidence. You're such a beta. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like,
So
I'm
people
not
are
saying
mad.
I couldn't win. I'm saying we're getting don't lie to anybody. We are getting roasted down the field on a fly route. It is gone. Like, not even remotely close. You're a moron beta if you can't figure that out.
Yeah, we're trying to cure problems.
No, I was trying to help us because Iowa put out a white corner last year, and they're going to put out a white corner this year, and we're going to be fine.
Yeah, we're still worried we're going to get smoked there, though. I don't know. Yeah, we understand we got people to field
We
the
can
team.
put them out there.
We were full game planning this morning. We were coming up with a game plan.
Yeah, it's been a great conversation, but I think the big story of it is, if you listen to any of the guys that have played sports before, and I am not a believer that you have to play sports to talk about sports. There's a lot of different perspectives that are needed in the sports world. But if you listen to anybody that's ever been in a locker room, as soon as they read that, instead of getting offended, you're like, oh, this guy's talking shit against our entire race right now. We got to talk shit back to this guy. Like, that is how we handle it, I think. But there was people that got very, very, very upset. If this was the other way around, would you be joking about it? It's like, I assume probably.
Perfect locker room conversation.
Yeah, like, I don't think anybody's
perfect.
Yes,
argument.
like, I don't think anybody understands what goes on in locker rooms. Like when you have these types of conversations happen in locker rooms literally every single
day at every aspect. In the locker room, in the cafeteria, in a team meeting room, in practice, in the workout, every single one of them. That's actual friendships that are taking place there.
Yes, like, that's like the real friendship where you can, like, some people would get mad at this outside, but you're like, no, we know that we're going to have a fun little conversation. We're going to line up who would line up against who, and we're just going to have fun with it. Like, that's why I said, like, we don't have to get offended by everything in the entire world. Like, it is so, everybody just wants to get pissed. Or let me get pissed about this. I want to feel like I'm mad. And you're like, all right, you just would get mad no matter what anybody says. That's why the locker room is such a beautiful place.
I agree. Absolutely beautiful place. And when Bosa says this in a couple weeks, I want to feel that same energy out of you, JJ. Go ahead, AJ. Go ahead, AJ.
JJ, quick pivot away from all this this racial talk. We showed that clip of your brother, and he gets a sack early on in that game. How dangerous is it when a team does give up a sack? Especially, I know edge rushers, like, you want to get to the quarterback, and if you haven't got there first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, you start itching. You start itching, wanting to get there. When the guy like TJ gets a sack this early, like, what does it do to free you up, I think, for the rest of that game?
Yeah, I would say it does one of two things. A, it for sure gives the pass rusher a massive amount of confidence, and it also gets you the juices flowing. It gets you all lathered up, gets you ready to roll, gets you into the game. You get that first hit, you get that first sack, and you feel like, okay, I'm warmed up now. Let's go and eat. And it also takes some of that mental stress off you. Like you said, you're not thinking about, okay, am I going to get there? Am I not? But on the flip side of that, it also might trigger the other team to now pour everybody your way. They might have in their game planning all week said, we're going to try and leave him one-on-one. We believe in our right tackle. We're going to let him go out there and block TJ. And then he gets a sack on the first drive of the game, and they're like, all right, throw it out the window. Everybody over to the right side. We need a tight end. We need a fullback. And so it could bounce back the other way on you. But as a pass rusher, there is nothing better. I mean, on Thanksgiving Day, I got a pass rush, or I got a sack on the very first play of the game. And you just go back to the bench, and you're like, all right, let's have some fun. This is going to be great.
Who was that against?
That was against the Lions.
Oh, that was the same old Lions.
Oh, that's right.
Scored a touchdown that game, too.
Oh, of course. That's first play of the game. Turned down for Watt is already blaring.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's just going to be probably a fumble recovery, probably going to be a reception, going to be a couple dances, maybe a busted nose, maybe a soccer team bought at halftime. I mean, that's just J.J. Watt experience. I seen it down in Houston.
I remember thinking the Lions were going to win that game, too.
What an asshole.
I bet that was fun. I bet that was a fun couple minutes.
Oh! Oh!
Swing.
Conman has a question for you, JJ.
Yeah, JJ, something that happened in the trenches this week. Jason Kelsey on a 31 tush push. He, got called for an offsides. Now, as a defensive lineman, I'm assuming you wouldn't have a problem with Kelsey doing it because he's a white guy and you're racist. But if you were on the defensive line, if you see that happen, how often does it happen? And also, Pat kind of mentioned this was probably something that Pete Carroll brought up. Yeah, here's the player. You can kind of see it behind the referee's leg, but definitely moves up a little bit. But what is your
technicality?
Yep. What's your reaction?
He's centers.
That happens every single play in the NFL. That literally happens every play. So, no, I don't have a problem with it because I've seen it every single play. And, the reality of the situation is you still got to stop that play for the yard or the inch, and against them, you're most likely not going to. But it's that there's little things in football like that where it's like vet tricks. Like there's little vet tricks that sometimes you get mad about and you're like, that's a bullshit vet trick. And there's some vet tricks where you're like, yeah, that's just part of the game. And to me, that one is just a little part of the game. That one doesn't bother me. I don't think you should call it, but I 100% agree. That's something that Pete Carroll went over to the ref and said, watch what he's about to do. And that ref, he'd been building it up, and then that ref had to throw it right there because Pete was telling him about it the whole game.
Is that fair? What are the rules? What are the rules? It was the same thing with the long snapper, Christian Kuntz, against the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
Where, they called it at the very end. That's like Bill Belichick just being like, hey, he moves, right? Mm-hmm. That's a thing. That's the little technicalities. Are they gonna remove the tush push now because every coach is gonna be looking for that? Hey, Cush.
That was the first time.
Jason Kelsey's cheating this.
No.
From the coach.
That was the first time I've ever seen that called in the field of play. It's typically only called down on the half-foot line, and they extend it over the goal line. That's the only time that's ever called because you do it every single play, like JJ said. Literally, you stand up, you make the mic point, and you do it on purpose. You straddle the ball, so then when you go down to bend it, you have to move it forward a yard.
Bingo.
That's literally what you do.
It happens on field goals, too. For instance, whenever the ball is in the middle, okay, long snapper either going to say I'm going up or I'm going back because we're an exact yardage away from where the ball is being snapped because he's rotating it a certain amount of times so that we can have the laces where it is. And it's just a classic plant your feet. All of a sudden, we're moving up a half yard, so then we have the spot in the back. Happens literally every single play. Offenses do it. We do it. This is them trying to kill the play without technically banning the play, feels like.
Yeah, long snappers do some of the wildest stuff with the ball. Long snappers are very, very good at it, and they've gotten away with it for a long time. And we talked about the Steelers one the other day that I don't think there was anything wrong, and you know better than I do. There's some tricks that are way worse than what happened there. They'll snap their head up really fast, or they'll move the ball like this on the finger move. There's a lot of guys moving their fingers. A lot of old linemen will do when they're down in their stance and their hands down. Yes. When the quarterback does his hard count, they just do that. They just pop their hand. Let me get in the screen. Pop their hand open. That's gotten me once or twice in my. Because you're looking for anything. You're like a very high twitch individual while you're trying to get off the ball.
Quick trigger.
You get offensive lineman. Yeah. He pops his hand open, you can be gone. But I think it's a vet move. I also think it's a vet move on Pete Carroll's part. That's part of the fun little tit for tat in this game where Pete was smart enough to get down there to tell the referee to look for it. And not all coaches are doing that. Some young coaches got too much on their plate. They don't know the little things about the game, and they don't know to use the refs and things like that. So I love it. I love those little intricacies.
That's why Pete's wearing a backwards hat after the game.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
In his bag.
Yeah, he's completely in his bag. That thing was halfway up his head.
Feeling it.
Just let a little hair out in the front.
Back there, yeah.
It was awesome. I love Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
See, he seems like he has a never-ending energy. We talk about, how old's Bill Belichick?
71 going on 72.
How old's Pete Carroll? This guy's still singing. He's like 70 years old.
Also 71 going on 72.
And he wears those monarchs, and he just flies around. Mm-hmm. And it's like there has never been a question on, is Pete Carroll going to hang it up? Never.
No.
Right? I don't think we've ever.
Nope. Not once.
He's been around a long time. But that little game right there on the brotherly shove, it's like that's a coach beating the play that nobody's really been able to beat. Now, will every team do that, or will there be a memorandum sent out like, hey, we're not calling a center doing what center does every single play anymore? Good get by Pete Carroll. Work the guy there. We ain't doing that the rest of the way. But that's the game inside the game. I like the Seahawks team, too.
Yeah.
What a win for Drew Lock, JJ. Did you see all the shit afterwards where he was talking, how emotional he was? That was beautiful.
I did. The game was on at 1:20 a.m. in England, so I did not catch the game. And I woke up in the morning and I saw the score, and I was like, "Oh, I need to look into this and see what happened. And I did see it. I mean, that's awesome. Like, that's the type of stuff that is really, really cool. And Gino being so happy for him and helping him out. And it just, obviously, having been there before, he knows what it's like. It's pretty cool. And I mean, I think it's hard to argue that Drew might be have the most swag of a quarterback when he's rolling. Now, when things go the wrong way, that's not very cool. But when things go as well as they did on Monday, that looks pretty badass.
Yeah, former Seahawks quarterback, whenever he was winning, everything was good. And then he started losing, and everybody thought it was terrible. Like with the way Drew Lock is, seems like Drew Lock has got the moxie, he's got the confidence. You remember draft night, what happened, right? I mean, that was literally the whole thing has started. Then he gets traded in the Russell Wilson thing, and we say, yeah, that's my bodyguard from the sideline in Denver whenever he was going. And then he was down, then he was up. And it was like 3 years in, they're like, is this the guy of the future? Like, we don't know yet. He gets traded away, thinks he's going to play, doesn't play, handles it with humility, and then still got the,
Yeah, next game when somebody sacks him, somebody's just putting. Somebody's putting that shit.
Look at it. Yeah, we will put that shit on. How about it, Drew? Let's put that on. I did enjoy Gino doing the celebration with him, and then the head nod on the sideline with the mask on.
So he was all bundled up.
Yeah, that was really. I'm happy for Drew Lock. Good for you, Drew. I think his boys too. Good people. Yeah. We ran into him down at the draft down there. Ty has a question for you, JJ.
Yeah, JJ, a lot of people talking about Myles Garrett getting held a bunch, and I think in like the NBA, there's always kind of that, like the superstars, like guys like LeBron and KD, like they're always getting calls from the refs and kind of getting the benefit of the doubt. And I know we always talk about like, hey, there's holding on every single play in the NFL, if you want to call it, but those truly elite guys like Myles, TJ, Max Crosby, and like when you were playing, are you getting held on every single play, like where it's just super egregious? And why aren't guys like Myles and like maybe you when you were playing, like why aren't those guys getting the benefit of the doubt?
Yeah, because like in NBA, star players like
they just let it go.
No, but they're like getting calls. It feels like
we don't. You don't get star pass rushers, in my personal opinion and experience, don't get calls for holding. It actually goes the opposite. But you do get a little bit of help on like a roughing the passer, like hitting like a quarter second late. Like I do think that they'll give you a little warning for that. They'll come talk to you. But when it comes to holding, it's almost the opposite effect. Like you're beating guys so bad so quickly that they're not calling it. I mean, that one right there, that's a legitimate, real, absolute hold. Like how you don't call that. He literally could force a fumble right here.
Looks clean as can be.
If
can hurt the guy.
Yeah, to you it does, no doubt. It's exactly what you used to do. It's probably what you were taught.
No doubt.
But
at all costs, don't let him get a hit.
Like the fact that is not called, that literally could have been a forced fumble, could have been picked up and gone for a touchdown right there. It's crazy. And that's not like a 50-50. Like I know now, having played long enough, I know what they're going to call and what they're not. So I know when to get mad and when not to. I mean, if you're locked up in a rip and you're turning the corner, they're never calling that. They just have accepted the fact that they could call that every play if they want, and they're not going to. I still think it's ridiculous, but that's how it goes. But one like that where it's completely outside of your body, he's grabbing your collar, and you have a chance to go get a strip sack, it's insane. But it not only happens to Myles, it happens to Micah, it happens to Bosa, it happens to TJ. And I think these refs know, and I also think it's part of it being a 10-yard penalty. It's a huge, huge penalty, and I think that they don't want to throw that in because they know it throws the entire drive off.
Should make it 5, don't you think? They should make it.
I think if it was 5, it would be called more often.
I agree.
Because it's not as bad. I also think that I do think that there is something where they don't want so many penalties, and they know that they could call it very often, and they don't want to slow the game down that much.
All the time.
I mean, they throw a flag every other play.
Every play.
True.
Yeah.
Like, I watched the game. I think I wrote to you like that. I was watching the game. I think they threw a flag like 7 straight plays.
There's a couple of these screws.
What are we doing?
There's a couple
let them play a little bit.
And at the beginning of the game, too.
Yeah.
So, like, never gets...
Can't never get a rhythm.
Roll, like, the game never gets rolling. Like, in the third quarter or fourth quarter, if things start happening, I think you have to do it in the third quarter. You can't just drop it in the fourth quarter. But you can see, like, if it's getting a little... Like a ref having to be like, all right, we got to kind of slow this thing down a little bit. But whenever it's in the first quarter, and it's like the first drive, it's like, hey, at least let a style of play kind of starting it all. But you offensive linemen are cheating all the time. If you stop doing that, maybe they wouldn't call everything.
Well, they got to stop making defensive linemen the way they are right now. I mean, this is impossible. We got to do something.
We got to change these rules up.
I mean,
these guys are too big, too strong, too fast,
too
smart.
We can't let this keep going on. It's unbelievable.
Tone Diggs has a question for you, JJ.
JJ, first, foremost, part of the question, congratulations. The Houston Texans now own the Oilers jersey for the next season.
Congratulations on that. That was a big deal. We heard about it.
And then how big is it? Because you had to deal with it a lot in your career when you are a potential playoff team like the Texans are this year, right on the bubble, and you get like a huge win this late in the season with a backup quarterback in Case Keenum. Like, what does that do for the rest of the team?
Oh, it's huge. Case is just the ultimate professional. He's an incredible guy. He's obviously been around, done some great things in this league, and for him to be able to step in that situation is the perfect guy to step in. And he led the team. He did exactly what he needed to do. It's huge. And in this playoff push, that's massive. And maybe they need him again this week. So he's a guy that you trust, and he's ready to do it.
Way to go, Case.
In terms of this game, like, I absolutely love everything that surrounded it, from like a rivalry standpoint, from everything from the Oilers and the Texans, from Houston, all the history. I think it's something that we kind of miss in today's world a little bit, is those old school, like, hate each other rivalries where it's like, we absolutely cannot stand you and we hate this, we hate that. Like, this is a real thing with the uniforms. And again, for the 10,000th time, so Tennessee fans can stop coming at me, I understand who owns it. I know the rules. I know the laws. I understand how it all works. That doesn't mean I can't wish it was different. So you lost. You're out of the playoffs. That sucks for you. We won. You guys get to keep the uniforms. Yes, I know technically you get to keep them. I wish that we could put them on the line because that would make it the coolest rivalry in the history of sports. Yep. But I just love the feeling of how much hatred there was for this game, and how much you could tell even the Texans owners after the game and their reactions and the way that they lived it up, and how much it meant, and how much it hurt on the other side. It feels good to be on the winning side. I was watching that one very closely.
I would assume, and it's good result. Another game you were watching very closely. Obviously, Burnley wasn't the same, so it is good that the Texans did that against the Titans. I thought it took a lot of schmay to wear the Oilers jerseys against Houston. Like football gods, I think, saw that one very quickly. And we're like, hey, this is how this one's going to go. In the storyline, knock them down, they're down, they're down. Now we're wearing your jerseys in your face. Vrabel shows up like Bo. I mean, it's just like a full-on, or Bum, I'm sorry. And it's like a full-on, and then here come the lowly Texans fighting back. That's our uniform. This is our town. This is our division. Yeah, it was a good storyline. And then Emi comes back. Kaimi Fairbairn buries it, and the Texans have had kicking issues. That was cinema. That was real. It was cinema.
It was real cinema. And I think they honored Billy Whiteshoes, who awesome, incredible player. Just a question: when they put all of his highlights up on the jumbotron, where were all those highlights from? What city were they in? I just didn't know. I didn't know if anybody knew the answer to that.
Nashville, right? It was Nashville?
Yeah. Sweet celebrations.
Yeah, was he in Nashville? I thought it was all from the Astrodome, maybe, like Pastorini and Earl Campbell. Like, if we put up all Earl Campbell's highlights in the fight, they honored him. Where are all those highlights going to be from?
As a guy who grew up in an NFL town of Pittsburgh, I hear Oilers.
Yeah.
I think every human.
Yep.
Houston.
Yeah.
Well,
when you think about, I guess there's another side of oil and Oilers and everything like that. But when you talk about football, you're talking Houston Oilers. And then you think about those jerseys. You think like greatest jerseys of all time.
By far.
So for them,
I mean, they are incredible, and they look spectacular in the stadium, like wrapped in the light.
I also think the NFL was super in the wrong telling Houston, the college, that they're not allowed to wear those colors either. That was okay.
Yeah, that was
yes. Well, we got colleges all over looking like Georgia has the Packers logo. Like, what are we doing? Like, you could all of a sudden the one college decides one throwback on an individual day, and we're telling them they can't do. Get out.
They're rubbing it in Houston's face, aren't they?
They are.
They're rubbing it in their face.
Why?
They are.
Yeah, well, they got all January to do it now. So
D-Bud has a question for you, judges.
Hey, speaking of that game, on that defense, held King Henry in complete check. Who on that defense isn't getting enough credit? What, 20 carries?
15 yards.
15.
Wow.
First time ever.
Yeah, so who on that defense do we need to be talking about?
And they were missing a bunch of guys, too. I mean, Will was out. I believe Cashman was out. They had a bunch of guys out. John Grenard's playing incredibly well. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens with him this offseason, because he's racking up sacks at a great rate in a contract year where he's going to be a free agent. He's earned a good contract, and he's going to get it, whether it's in Houston or somewhere else. He deserves that. Matt Burke, as a D coordinator, deserves a lot of credit, obviously, and DeMeco it all starts with the head coach and everything that he knows from a defensive standpoint. But that stat where Derrick Henry was the only player in NFL history to have like 20 carries and be held under 15 yards is mind-boggling. And you just think about that. If you told somebody before the game, we're going to give the ball to Derrick Henry 20 times, and you said he's going to have less than 15 yards, they'd be like, okay, so that's on the first carry? What do you mean?
Yeah,
like
it's Derrick
the whole game? That is mind-boggling.
Real.
It is. It's a great defensive stand, a great defensive performance. It's like DeMeco Ryans, and after the win, DeMeco and Nick Caserio hugging each other on the sideline. Caserio had a headset on, obviously.
Of course.
He said, we're kicking a field goal. DeMeco said, I agree. I mean, geez, were you going to let me do my job?
But is he down there every week?
I don't know. Remember, he was on the headset for the last two coaches that were on there, and that was a big storyline because the GM is sending down ideas to the coach. That's not good. It's like, Caserio was like, I was on the headset in New England. It was A-okay.
Yeah.
So we've won a lot of games up there. And now with what he's built and how they've gone through there, what a turnaround. What a massively fast, huge turnaround for one team. That's like why a lot of crop teams, terrible teams, hold on hope. You know, you go back to the Bengals a couple years back, they win 4 games, then they go to the Super Bowl next year. Houston Texans were a dumpster fire. Now it's like, got a quarterback, got our coach. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing, but now everybody else is going to try to duplicate that. Houston's been trying to do this for a long time, JJ. Why do you think it's DeMeco's team that is doing this in Houston right now?
Oh, I mean, I think it 100% comes down to DeMeco, who he is as a person, what he's done. I mean, C.J. Stroud obviously deserves a massive amount of credit. You need a quarterback in this league.
He's in the concussion protocol still, right?
Yeah, still. Doesn't look good, is what we're saying for Sunday.
Not likely.
That's not
right, I think is what I heard.
Yeah. But DeMeco brings a belief, brings a buy-in, brings a knowledge, brings a confidence, brings just an energy to the building that literally can change it all around. And then you put the pieces around and you have the guys that can do it on the field. And like I've said this whole time, now you go into this next offseason where your starting quarterback is a superstar and he's on a rookie deal and you've got a lot of cap space to play with. And now you've got a team and an organization that free agents want to come to, want to play for in a state with no income taxes. You are doing something, and you got a chance to build something really, really special down there. And it's certainly, I've said it many times, it's a very exciting time to be Houston Texans.
Yeah, Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, obviously. Houston's part of that conversation. H-Town's good time. Love that place. Gets real hot, but it is
real hot.
It is a beautiful city. You know, the stands for Texans games weren't filling up there for a while.
Yeah, that's right.
They didn't fully believe in this young quarterback and this rookie head coach, but now they're packed. You know what I mean? Now the Houston Texans fill it up.
So many people.
There's some NFL teams that can't even get one section filled for an entire stadium.
No.
Tickets were 46 cents a pop. Did you see Carolina? And I was going to bring up Houston.
Oh, that's
obviously.
better than I saw.
Yeah, that's the most that I've seen as well. This must have been very early in the game before people were fed up with it. But this looks like a high school game. This looks like a high school state championship game, maybe for single-A ball, whenever it's happening in the NFL stadium in town. That's what it looks like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tepper's earned this? Is that what we're all thinking at the same time, or what?
It's interesting, man. I mean, the team is obviously struggling this year, and the irony of it is obviously that they won. So maybe, if you're a fan, do you think all right, I'm not going to show up next week because maybe I'll also win again? You know?
I've been going to all these games. They stink. I don't go. They win. Keep me out of that stadium.
It's me. Yeah.
That is a funny problem.
That's my favorite fan. The fan that I love those fans. Those are the best fans because they are bought in. They love it. They're like, I drank my coffee at the wrong time this morning. That's why we lost. I got to drink it at 7:47, John.
That man right there, not coffee at 7:47, but he wore the same T-shirt. You remember this?
Oh, yeah. I believe.
He had the same T-shirt he wore for how many years?
2.
2 straight
We got to
years.
size down on it now. We got to size down on it.
you.
It's good over there.
But yeah, I mean, we take responsibility. We don't point fingers at others. We look ourselves in the mirror and we said we blame ourselves. We're not going to blame the team. They didn't do anything wrong. It was on us.
Those good fans.
Yeah. The best fans.
Speaking of blaming yourself, have you seen any of this McDaniel stuff on Hard Knocks down in Miami Dolphins? He's awesome. It sounds like Florida, another place that doesn't have income tax. Obviously, they have a team and a quarterback down there. Miami is another place that is obviously a place that is a destination for a lot of human beings. The more I learn about this McDaniel guy, the more I like him. Did you hear this vision he had of a one-play drive?
Yeah.
Here, let's run this video for those that haven't seen it. Here's McDaniel mic'd up against the Jets in exactly what remember, people aren't scoring points this year. Okay, people are not scoring a lot of points this year. It is the complete opposite. This is without Tyreek Hill, their best weapon. Stay hydrated. Here's McDaniel down in Miami.
I'm really visualizing a one-play drive here. I'm having a tough time not visualizing a one-play drive here. We get kick coverage. Waddle's going to have a one-play drive here. Yeah. Here it comes. Ready?
Dolphins begin at their own 40.
You know it. As soon as he saw
Going deep.
Alumni section.
Right there. What a perfect pass.
So he literally obviously has this moxie, and then there's other videos coming out of Hard Knocks of him talking to the team. He takes accountability, places blame on others as well. He kind of puts everything in front of it. Feels like he's the next generation of coaching. It is working perfectly down there too, seemingly.
It is awesome. I mean, and I think any of us here obviously know how insanely difficult that is to not only execute that play because of everything that needs to happen, but to call it ahead of time, know what's going to happen, and then everybody execute it. That's a pretty unbelievable clip right there. But that's when things are clicking on all cylinders. And yeah, I would say he certainly has things humming down there, and he's got that offense rolling. Tyreek wasn't even out there. And I think that, like you said, it's a destination. Guys are going to want to play there. You got a head coach that the players seem to love to play for, that's young, that's smart, that's got the energy, but also has a team performing very well. That's a place that guys want to go to and play. I think I heard AQ talking about it a little bit earlier.
Do you want to go? Because the pass rusher?
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. No state income tax. It's warm.
Yep. Yeah, Fangio love you.
It's a wild year in the NFL. There's so much. You never know. You don't know who's going to win. Like, if you're one of those guys that's like hopping on a championship team, you don't know who's going to win.
Flacco's doing.
Flacco straight off the couch.
Yeah. Wow. Balling.
For the Cleveland Browns.
I froze because I heard the ESPN music. I froze. I just froze. How long, once the music starts, how long do we got to say?
Normally 30. We have 8 seconds right now. 5 right now. 3.
ESPN, have a great day. Thanks for joining us.
See you tomorrow. Nailed it. All right, you did great.
Boom.
You got an extra second there, and that's like some people don't utilize every second. We normally have to squeeze it all in. Mm-hmm. You know, we normally have to squeeze it all in. The ESPN.
But I heard AQ talking about. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. No.
I heard AQ talking about Cliff and some of these young play callers who have these like visionary thoughts and things. Cliff, I've told this story before. I might have on the show where my last game of my career. I went up to him in breakfast the day of the game, and I said, "Hey, what's the first play of the game?" And he said, "Just have your helmet ready, because it's either going to be a touchdown or you're going to be going out on defense." And so we went out to the game. It was against the 49ers, and it was also AJ Green's last game. Nobody knew that but a few of us. And it was, I believe it was a flea flicker or a double pass or something to AJ Green. And it was a 75-yard touchdown, first play of the game. And I just looked at Cliff, and he looked at me. It was a badass moment.
That is a cool. Cliff feels so good, too.
Yeah.
Told you.
Yeah.
Told you exactly what's going to happen. What are your thoughts on Cliff?
I love him. He's a great guy, man. I love Cliff. We'll be friends for life. He's a great guy. I mean, obviously, tough situation down here. Didn't pan out exactly. Yeah, here it is.
Takes a shot.
Just AJ Green, and this was so cool too because, like I said, only a couple of us knew that AJ was retiring. So
let me get one more. He said,
AJ and I at halftime, we were both using the restroom facilities at the same time. We just looked at because I had gotten a sack in the first half, he got a touchdown in the first half, and we just kind of both looked at each other because we knew it was our last games, and we were like, "It's pretty cool. Like at least we got to do something cool in our last game."
You always take dumps at halftime?
It wasn't a dump. I don't know how we would look at each other while we were taking dumps. That'd be pretty difficult to do.
Holes
I don't know what kind of bathrooms you think they got.
Some of them don't have stalls. Some of them just
San Francisco. Remember San Francisco?
Old stadium.
Yeah, that stadium.
You got to stare at people. They just face each other too, right?
Face your knees. They have
could you do it? There's some people that get stage fright. Could if you were staring straight across from each other, could you go to the bathroom?
Could I dump?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Who is it? Who's that person is the question.
Bill. That's a good question. Bill McComas.
No, I couldn't do it then.
Yeah,
they'd never break eye contact.
That's what I'm saying. You would expect them not to look at each other, you know. But some of those stadiums just Didn't have enough money to add doors.
Yeah.
You know, which is wild to think about professional sports.
Yeah, if you don't have your phone while you're dumping too in that situation, you really are just.
No, you got to look eye to eye. What's more awkward, the going or the wiping? I mean, which part's more awkward?
Wiping.
Oh, wiping is a whole thing because now you're displaying almost because you got to look at it.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Alpha move though is to turn around,
and you got to see their strategy. I mean, there's some strategy there. We once had a conversation on the bus. Speaking of locker room talk, we once had a conversation on a bus, and a guy brought up the fact that he wiped front to back, or he went down the front side to wipe.
What?
Blew the bus
Hold
apart.
on,
I mean,
hold on.
everybody
This
lost.
was the internet, I think, a couple years ago. There's people that like stay seated while they wipe, and I'm like, how do you get in there? You know what I mean? How do you even? And I think they just tiny legs. I think these people have very small legs, so it's just like easy. I assume the guy you're talking about did not have small legs though. That had to be he had to fight through there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every time he's dumping,
It's dangerous.
why are you doing
He's
that?
fighting his ball bag
Every single time.
I mean, there's a lot of obstacles, man. You could get caught up on any number of obstacles. On
So
the
much. I mean, and now that I'm changing diapers and things.
Oh, yeah.
And there's dumps and different forms of dumps, and they end up in a lot of places. She'll have poop on her stomach somehow. I'm like, well, this is explosive shit, girl. All right, I like what we're doing here. Get this out of you. But it's all the maneuver of when you wipe, where you wipe, how you wipe. It is a game. But I didn't know professional athletes sat and wiped. Your legs would be too big. Maybe if you were like
break the toilet.
You need.
There's nothing worse than during a game if you have to go also like you're sweaty. Like at halftime, if you do have to go dump,
need wet
you're
wipes.
sweaty.
Need wet wipes.
Dude, it's the worst.
Always need the wet wipes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No matter
if
what.
if you can have them.
I'm not going to say it was a team that I played for, but I've heard a story of the first, game in the stadium in which the home team had it, and they had single ply TP in the home locker room, and it's like, hey, who are you? This is what you do to a away team. What do you got a lot of dumping going on. You see the guys on this.
Yeah.
We got fucking 315 pounders dumps that are happening in here.
Big ones.
You don't even have wet wipes available. We only get single ply. I mean, what do we?
That's the worst bathroom, though. If you walk into an away locker room, you show up. If I took the second bus and I walk in and there's like 3 stalls and there's 18 D and O linemen waiting in line, and I'm like, what? Even walking through the hallway by the bathroom is just not fun. It's the worst.
And then single ply TP. I mean, then you're potentially getting poop in your fingernails. Poop in your fingernails.
Exactly.
It's catchy.
Ass is bleeding.
Don't like it, JJ.
No, they used to put my locker by because they wanted to give me a big locker with an open locker next to it. So they put me right by the bathroom because that was where there was always an extra space to get ready. And I eventually said, stop. I'll take a small locker. Don't put me anywhere near those toilets, man. I got to get away.
OG gets the nice corner locker.
Pretty sweet.
You know what I mean? That's the way it goes. Kansas City Chiefs away locker room, small.
Really?
Very small.
Most of them, right?
That's an old stadium?
Bad dumpers.
Old stadium.
It's been around a long time. Yeah.
Like,
Are they updated
that one's been around.
Yeah, how are
I
the new
think so.
ones? Like Vegas?
The new ones are good, man.
Yeah.
Dallas has a great one.
Dallas is huge.
SoFi's got a pretty good one. It's a little more of a straight line, but SoFi's got a good one. Vegas, I believe, was good. Denver, I love Denver. You guys like Denver's locker room? Denver's away locker room is great.
I've only I think
Denver's is huge.
I don't think I remember. I don't think I remember. I only remember the sign saying here 5,200.
Yeah, they make sure you know that.
What's that?
Big win, their best win.
Playoff, right?
Yeah, that was the
Indies isn't bad. I like Indies. I like Indies.
You talking about the Loud House?
They got the blue.
Loud House.
Yeah, the Loud House. They got the blue, like old school lockers with the holes in the side. I'm giving it the Loud House now. It performed.
Boom. Did you
shut me up real fast?
Yeah.
We will make the video here. Well, let's make this week's video.
I'm sure they're not going to run it, but
yeah, time to give a lot of credit to the Loud House. The people of Indianapolis stepped up big time. They put the atmosphere where it needed to be, and now the Loud House has earned its name. It's earned its reputation. Congratulations, Indianapolis. You are the Loud House.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Horsepower. That's what's happening. Holy shit.
Still got to face the Texans in a couple weeks. Got to face the Texans.
That's going to be for the AFC South. That's going to be for it.
That's great. I just gave him that video to play before they play the Texans. What a moron. What a moron. I didn't think that one through at all.
JJ.
Yeah.
That was
That's probably going to be in it as well.
Yeah, that was stupid.
I mean, this weekend.
Don't worry. CJ will take care of it. CJ Miko will take care of it. I'll call him. I'll say, hey, guys, I gave him a video. It was a joke. It was a joke.
Oh, see, now Shane's going to run that for the boys.
Boom.
Just in the team meeting room. Listen to what this guy said.
JJ.
The coaches do that?
A joke. So there was a chance, I think, that maybe some people in Pittsburgh Steelers organization had heard what our show had said about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Felt like that during the game.
A couple times.
Felt like that during the game.
Yeah.
What do you mean? How? How did it feel that way?
We're getting some eyes, dude. Like, it seemed like there's a lot of people
from
in
players and coaches and stuff.
JJ, did you hear this?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
JJ, are they?
What'd you tell your brother?
But TJ was a salute.
TJ,
That's
yeah,
nice.
there was a salute, which was really nice.
That's the utmost respect.
It is.
But is it disrespect by doing the utmost respect? Because then he's thinking that we are respecting it, but really he's disrespecting fake salute. And by the way,
That's a good question.
Has TJ served his country? Kind of disrespectful
Yes, he
to the
has.
troops.
No,
No, he has.
no.
Just a
We're going
little.
back to Denver. Mile High salute gives
I think
everybody
so.
the salute is complete.
TJ
I
has
salute a lot of people. Every day, actually, I salute people, and you know what I mean. So let's not
right.
necessarily throw that one under the bus there.
No, Villanueva, when he was on the Steelers with TJ, gave TJ the Purple Heart. So,
Oh.
I remember.
and the Presidential Medal of Honor.
Is he still playing?
Villanueva, I don't think so.
No, he's very skinny now. Got very lean. Looks great.
Damn it.
It's like AQ. Did you hear
love-
about AQ?
I love-
AQ is
Yeah.
almost too thin for war games, right? You know what they said?
Close.
He's running.
Yeah, I got a video from AQ,
Yeah, send it.
and I said, good. This is all going to be extremely useful in our affluent neighborhood in downtown Phoenix. We're gonna be very protected down here. Thank you.
That's what he
AQ.
wrote.
I
It was
appreciate
hilarious. He was like, "Hey, this particular street's gonna feel very safe now."
Can you put the picture? Dude, we don't have to run the whole video.
Few
But
movies out,
the
man.
picture of AQ with that helmet on and then holding the gun. Say, I'm a patriot at heart. You know what I mean? That's what he was doing, wearing Hokas the entire.
Oh yeah, when he said, "I'm a patriot at heart." What a line!
What a line
Banger.
for the military.
And just slow mo shots of just pulling out the hood.
Oh yeah, I think it was a movie.
That guy's in your neighborhood. You're a-okay.
Yeah.
Go to his house.
Well,
Don't
if
worry.
he hits the fan.
Depending on what he's wearing.
You know, like if they put the neighborhood watch
What if I just start walking around like that?
instead of the neighborhood watch?
I mean, I
sign
got
is
a
that picture.
pickleball court. The house a couple streets down has got a pickleball court, and I hear that going every morning. I hear the little pickle. The AQ, don't worry, guys.
We won't hear that sound anymore.
They'll kill him.
Next time I just come here.
Hey, that was there's only 4 shots in this pickleball game and ended quickly. The pickleball noise thing made the news.
Yeah, it did.
Really?
Yeah, like a couple different times. I guess that's a loud fucking game. And people that live in the area where it used to
Are
be
we talking Indianapolis news? Are we talking
No,
Indianapolis
I think it was national news, genuinely. It was when they were talking about like
America.
the surgeries that are needed for it was kind of an attack on pickleball.
It really was.
There for a
Wait.
little bit.
Surgeries needed because of the sound?
No, well, this is during the attack of pickleball. The surgeries were because I'm just going to say it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Fats were playing.
Fat slobs.
Fat people, overweight people.
Fatsos.
Overweight people. That's what they were saying, not me.
No.
Hey, they were getting cardio.
I mean, I pulled my hamstring last week, so I am one of the fats that they were talking about that was playing pickleball. But it like people that hadn't done sports in like 30 to 40 years were playing pickleball because it was like, something that was relatively easy to do and it was a good workout. So they felt like they were bettering themselves and enjoying it. And I guess people were blowing ACLs and boom, the ankles were giving out. And there was other stuff. So a lot of surgery took place from pickleball. So the national news felt like they were very big Tennessee kind of attacking pickleball. And one of the other stories was these tennis courts have become the situations of hell for the neighbors who are trying to sleep in on a Saturday morning. And then they just played the sound all morning. This is what you signed up for. And they were like a very affluent neighborhood.
Oh.
I didn't buy this house thinking this was, like they were pissed off about it. So I appreciate the fact that you're living in the same world. But now you got shattered nerves, sleepless nights, pickleball noise is driving everyone nuts. That's New York Times.
New York Times.
I'm telling you, dude.
Well,
I'm
Yeah,
Make some
hard-hitting
They're gonna make
news.
some
Love
low
it.
sound racket or something, aren't there? A new ball that makes it quieter.
No, I think pickleballers said deal with it.
Yeah, sorry.
This is how we do.
Suck it.
I could see it. In Arizona last year, if a neighbor of one of those houses, we were playing for like 11 hours straight for almost an entire week. Like that would drive me nuts.
You gotta establish dominance, man.
we
Whoever's
did.
more dominant. If the guy that owns the court is more dominant, you gotta decide. Are you going to that front door and knocking and making the complaint? Or are you just living with it and then taking it? I mean, we're figuring out who the alpha on the street is real quick in this situation.
So, JJ, what did we knock on the door or what do we do?
AQ. AQ is the elf.
AQ's knocking on door.
He's waiting.
You know, I'm sending a GIQ over there.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna have a conversation. He's gonna go with his chin strap over his mouth, like I mean,
you know they're the same chin
I'm gonna
strap.
be honest with you. I'm gonna be 100% honest.
Please do,
you got
JJ.
a very deer in the headlights look right here.
No, he's a Patriot at heart.
He's mid-sentence. He's mid-sentence.
That's how he's.
I'll tell you.
That's how he's introducing himself too at that neighbor's house. Cop knock, obviously. He's in full regalia.
Yep.
Hi, I'm AQ, Patriot and neighbor of yours.
Super Bowl
We
champion.
have decided.
AQ.
We have decided.
What size helmet is that?
That's how they all look. All right, guys. That's how they look.
No.
That's how they fit.
Same
it
chin
is.
straps?
Same exact chin straps we wear.
Hey, you look like a GIQ right there,
Yeah,
dude.
wow. Like Pete Carroll.
Hi. You guys have a lot of noise coming from your pickleball court. I'd like you to keep it down.
What a life. Pickleball, we should get back into it.
Off season.
Yeah.
We should get back into it.
We kept the line.
I feel like that's one that's coming and going, man. I don't know. It's
tough to watch.
hot
People
topic,
love hearing about it.
I think.
People do love
Can't
hearing
get
about
enough.
pickleball. They had a run there. It's like, are
I
you
thought
going
that's
out
what the noise complaint was. I thought the noise complaint from you was hearing people continue to talk about pickleball. Honestly, I really did.
All right, vegans causing
Like
quite an
CrossFit.
issue. Okay, it's getting a little too loud. Every time we got to hear about it. Pickleball, everybody got to tell us that they're playing. These noise complaints aren't just about sounds. It's about what we have to deal with from the humans afterwards playing. You going out to the Super Bowl, JJ?
Yes, I am.
I wonder what we'll do this year. I don't know. If
I'm on CBS there. It's a CBS Super Bowl, so I'm doing it.
Oh yeah.
You're doing a Super Bowl? Congratulations. Holy hell.
Boy.
Thank you.
JJ?
Very excited.
That's a big deal. That's a lot of.
Do we got a live set? What do we do? Wednesday, what do we got? Live set from there?
Yeah, sure. You coming in?
Yeah, and I'm live with the boys.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I think that'll be our first day live out there. In years past, we've gone out on Tuesday. Bad decision. You know what I mean? Nobody's
there.
kind of in an empty.
Especially in Vegas. Bad decision. Way too long in Las Vegas.
Agreed.
True.
We do have a couple things planned that everyone is very, very
Shows
excited about.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, my God. I forgot about those now that we're.
Two back to back.
Because there's a couple other things.
What is it?
There's a couple other things happening that are being pitched right now.
Yes,
Need to remember that we got a moment happening.
Yeah.
We're going to the Sphere. We're doing a Sphere thing.
Sorry, what?
Yeah.
What about it? Wait. Like the show from the Sphere? Or
No.
you're just attending the U2 concert? You're
Well,
attending it?
No, not just.
Yeah.
You too.
Listen, we're experiencing the Sphere. You know, I'm gonna be on cloud 75 walking into that place, and I'm going to have a night. You know what I mean? I'm very excited to get in there.
Planet Earth is the one night where it's like a Planet Earth documentary, and then the other night is Bono.
Yeah, and this is what we fuck
That's
up.
not his name.
Bono.
What's wrong? That's the name.
Yeah, I don't know what I said.
Yeah,
Bono.
you're right.
I think I met
Yeah,
him.
clearly.
Little
Clearly.
respect for
You
Bono.
met Bono?
Yeah, little respect.
You'd remember
he used
if
to
you
come
met
to-
Bono because he
Close
would
at the crafts?
Probably.
Ooh, I think
No,
so.
you're
That was
thinking.
Bon
You're
Jovi.
thinking of
bud.
Bon
Yeah,
Jovi.
you're thinking of John
Bon
Bon
His
Jovi.
voice
John Bon
is
Jovi.
on every iPhone in the
Jesus.
entire world.
Bono?
I think I met this guy.
wow.
Hey, he's close with Kraft.
Bono. I mean,
Yeah, no, he's close.
that is music.
John Bon.
YouTube's one of
You
the
guys got tickets for
You
2
too.
nights?
What do you mean, you guys?
You guys, we.
Yeah,
This is the first time hearing about this.
I can't.
Oh, it
I've been looking at that Sphere since it came up, man. That thing
Yep.
was amazing.
This is why we do it wrong, though. Like, that's what we're doing. There's so many events, you know, so
No,
many.
you got to go. You got to go to the Sphere.
I'm way more excited.
Agreed. But last year was pickleballing for 10 hours. No events attended. None. No business done. This year,
It was a lot of fun.
it's a lot of fun.
It was.
That was a great time.
This year, the tables
Wow.
are going to be whispering my name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot we're going to
Hey,
be able to
Dana.
Thursday, Friday.
You do
too.
that after fucking you hear Bono bring the
I'm
strip
much
down.
more excited about Animal Planet than Bono.
Yeah, I'm pumped for Animal Planet as
Yeah.
well. Bono got forced into my phone, right? That was
Yeah.
JJ,
Yeah.
you
Every
said.
Birkin wave. Yeah.
What did they say?
Hello.
Hello. Uno, dos, tres, catorce. Hello.
Yes, I've never heard that.
And
Normally,
then maybe like a happy birthday, Johnny Drama. Remember that Entourage episode?
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
All right. Now I know.
Yeah. Get jacked.
He has those sweet glasses.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
Yes.
He dominates raising money for AIDS.
Sure. Live
That's a
Aid.
big one.
He's got
Big
the
one.
Edge playing guitar.
Yeah. Even
Rated R Superstar?
Yep.
No.
I believe
No,
has he been
that's
knighted?
sellout.
I think he's a knight. I think he's Sir. I think he's
Yes,
Sir
he-
Bono.
Yep.
Yes,
No?
he is.
Really?
Yeah.
The Edge too. Everyone calls him the Edge. Even his mother, they say.
Well, the Edge is Max Crosby's podcast.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah.
That's the Rush.
Yes,
Yeah,
you're right.
Edge is Micah. Yeah.
Micah, there it is. The Edge is also Bono.
The Edge is Bono's right-hand man, the guitar
A
player.
little snow hat. Yeah, he's been there with him forever.
Crushes the axe. Crushes.
I've seen videos of their.
There he is.
That's him.
That's Bono.
There's Bono. There's Bono.
That's sweet. He looks super sweet.
Where's the Edge?
Where's he? He's American.
He's
Irish.
Irish.
An Irishman?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah, Bono. Can't wait to see you do your thing in Sphere.
Dog.
I fucking can't wait for that. Yeah, we're going to have a good time at Super Bowl. You're definitely coming. We're live at Radio Row. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Right.
And then
Oh, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm in.
let's bring some pizzazz.
Yeah, good Lord.
You know what I mean when we're there? You didn't sound that, you know what I mean?
The
We
hell
get you're
was
doing
that?
the Super Bowl on Sunday.
We got to see Chris Angel one night, too.
Oh, we need that.
This guy's calling Super Bowl. First year he's fucking on TV.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like he's doing heart
You doing a 3-man booth with Tony?
Yeah, what are you up in there? You telling Tony? No, they ain't doing it.
No, I'm doing my normal job. I'm a CBS pregame, halftime, postgame show.
You and Bill Carr.
You guys, yeah, it'd be great.
They actually
I'm gonna
just,
bring it, but first, before I do that, I'm gonna do my every week job of the Pat McAfee Show.
Nice. So
That's good to hear.
Is everybody
That's
going
good
to be there? AJ, will you be there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Super Bowl's a
I plan
big
on
deal
being
for
there.
us. It's like our business conference summit almost.
It's awesome.
Everybody's there. Everybody.
I thought you were about to say the Super Bowl's like our Super Bowl. I don't know why I thought that's what you were
It was
gonna say.
sitting there.
Thought that's
It was sitting right there.
Yeah.
Should have said that.
So that means Cowher's going to be out there?
Bill Cowher's going to be in time?
Oh yeah.
Gene Steratore
Oh yeah. Bill Cowher
going to be out there?
Yeah, I'd imagine Gene will be out there.
Steratore's in town?
I guess.
Yeah.
I think everybody's
Get a lot of rule clarifications. Get a lot of clarifications.
Gene, your favorite ref of all time?
Too long.
I like.
that-
I have
you're
a
not
very
answering.
no.
No.
Yeah, no, I know.
That's a
I have
no.
a very specific reason why I like the ref. I like John Perry. There's a singular moment in my career that I'm very thankful for. I think I've told before, but the final game of the 2014 season, It was the only player ever to have 20 and a half sacks twice. And my final sack of the final game of the season was a safety. And it was also, I only needed a safety to complete every single line on the defensive stat sheet. Fumble, forced fumble recovery, touchdown, all that stuff. And for my final sack, I sacked the Jaguars quarterback. Jeez, I don't even know who it was.
Henny?
That's terrible. I don't know who it was. I swear I don't. It might have been Blake.
Brunel?
I don't know. It was the last game of the season, so it very well could have been anybody. And it was on the goal line. And so it could have been a safety. It could have been not. And John, they had to go to the camera to look at it. And as he was going over there, I was like, hey, man, come on. And he went over there. He looked at it. And as he was walking away from it, he looked at me on the sideline and just goes, and I was like, yes. And then he went out there and did it.
He wasn't the
It was a
one
cool
to make the
moment. And then-
decision, obviously. There was others, but the fact that he gives you a heads up before
I
it's
was just
announced,
excited.
everybody,
Yeah, he gave me a little.
that's a cool moment.
It was a cool moment.
He's on ESPN, I think, right? He's Monday Night Football, John Perry. So
Yeah. So I always appreciated that moment. And then we did the thing where we stayed on the field to watch the next game on the Jumbotron, or the previous game finish, because we needed the Ravens to lose for us to make it into the playoffs. And we didn't. And so we all were disappointed and went home.
damn,
cool story.
Kind of John Perry's fault, you know?
Kind of was.
Because if he didn't get your, is that
I mean, if we make the playoffs, maybe I got a better chance at the MVP, you know. But Aaron with the MVP, fourth one, going to win another one, you know, comeback player of the year. Yeah. What if he got comeback player of the year this year?
Well,
for coming back from an Achilles so fast.
Well, I seen on the internet a lot of people reporting that he just made that up for the good of this program.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, for the good of content.
Yep, keep him in the limelight.
Yeah, that's what people said. That's what people were saying on the internet.
By the way,
This is all for the
I
game.
mean, until we see him on the field.
Hey, listen, maybe he never tore his Achilles. I haven't seen. I haven't seen a damn scan.
Joe Flacco's on our side, by the way. They asked him today about comeback player of the year and win it, and he's like, "What am I coming back from? Driving the kids to the bus stop and stuff?" I was like, "Exactly."
He shaved his face, right?
Well, that's a bad omen.
Flacco's driving his kids to the bus stop?
Yeah,
Why isn't he just driving them himself?
What, to the school? Does he want some experience life?
I don't know if I don't know if
harden
I,
up a bit.
I was
What's wrong with that?
I thought the bus stops
What's
in
wrong
your
with that?
house.
Oh, you got to figure out where you're sitting on that bus. You learn a lot about life whenever you're deciding where to sit, where not to sit, who's sitting where, how they're looking at you.
Bus stop for the neighborhood.
Actually, now that you say that, I agree with you. if you're driving him to the bus stop, that means the bus stop's pretty far, which means you might as well just drive him to school. Either walk to the end of your street and get on the bus.
He wants him to experience a fucking bus, okay? His dad's a millionaire. We get it. He just wants him to experience the whole bus
But
politics.
where is the bus? Why is the bus stop so far?
Well, he lives in a cul-de-sac, the very fucking end.
Get quality
This is
time
Joe Flacco.
together.
He should walk then.
What do you think?
I was wrong. Make his boys walk.
Come back from not going to training camp and bussing kids around?
Oh, busing
okay.
So does busing only have one S?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like
Ooh, I
bus
would've
is.
failed that
There's
one.
only one S too. But the only reason why I know that is because our new high school. So when I was in school, every year construction. So like junior high construction, whole place. Didn't get to really see it done. As soon as we get freshman year of high school, sweet. Here we go. Construction, whole entire school, literally throughout our entire high school year. But the last year, it was kind of close to being finished, and they had this big sign that said "buses this way." BUSSES. And I was like, that looks weird.
Yeah, that's not how that's spelled.
That looks weird. And it's one S or two. I think you can use both of them. I think is what.
Two S's is American, one S is English.
Boo. So I think you could use both of them. Yeah.
Two.
Yeah, so you can use two.
Fascinating.
It is fascinating.
Like color or color. Yeah.
Yeah, or three or
Yeah, like-
tree, right? That's how they say it in England.
Yep. One, two,
What,
trait.
what about people saying like that? That's bussin'. Now that's two S's. BUSSIN.
Yeah, it's American.
Yep.
Or like, I'm going to bust his ass.
Yeah. Bussin', baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's songs.
Food's bussin'.
You're going to do what now?
Bussin' with the boys, two S's.
True.
Shout out.
Shout out. Crushing. Taylor Lewan in Vegas. A lot.
All the time.
Winning a lot of money. Blackjack.
Yeah.
I'm following along. I'm like, this motherfucker's a professional blackjack player at this time. Obviously.
How much are you talking?
A lot, I think. From what I'm seeing, on a very regular basis, he's winning a lot.
You guys ever go good?
And then Will is
what's a
crushing
lot?
everything.
How much is a lot?
Like a few hundred thousand.
What are you seeing? If it's public, is it public?
Few 100,000, I'm thinking. Yeah.
Wow, you gotta bet a lot to win a lot. I respect that. That's awesome.
Well, he's with Dana, and Dana's like a professional blackjack player.
Oh, well, yeah.
But I think they've been down like 70, 80,000 before, and then they've come back up in one night. That's
a lot.
Yeah, he's riding. He's in there. I'm like that. That's a sign. That's a great job.
Yeah. A lot.
That is a great
Perfect.
job. Especially if you have a place that's going to let Dana, knower of cards coming, gamble with you. It's awesome. But Bustin's crushed it. Two S's, I think.
Yes.
Yep.
All right, JJ, thanks for hanging out, bud. What are you doing for Christmas? You staying in America, or are you going to another country because you don't like us, or what?
I am staying in America. I'll be in Wisconsin, staying with my brother Derek and his wife Gabriella and their boys, Logan and Braden. Me and my son and my wife will all be up there. It's going to be a great fun. I'm hoping for some snow. That would be fantastic. Although not looking great. Is it anybody else? I feel like it doesn't snow as much at Christmas anymore.
Yep, we agree with that. That's certainly a conversation that's much broader than just sports. I think people are having everywhere. But it snowed over here just a couple days ago.
Supposed to be like 50,
Monday.
50 and rain on Monday here.
Oh,
It's not good.
just gloomy.
What do you guys got?
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah, well, thanks. What are we doing
No
for
problem.
Christmas?
Pittsburgh.
You're going to Pittsburgh? Safe travels back to Pittsburgh.
Thank you.
Are you going to talk about the Steelers the whole time over there? I don't know if that's a good call.
They're actually going to be playing during my parents' Christmas party.
Coach, let's
Saturday at
Coach
4 o'clock. So yeah,
Yes.
it'll be a heavy conversation. I assume.
Yeah, a lot of Christmas. I think family, a lot of everybody traveling. It's good. Yeah, 3-day weekend there. You know what I mean? Because it's on.
What'd you get your daughter?
buddy? So I've been Amazoning everything I possibly can. The thing that I am going to get for Mackenzie, she'll find out, is the one that zippers from the bottom. You know, I need every single one needs to be a bottom zipperer. You know what I mean? And a top zipperer, those things. Because when you're trying to change a diaper, like having to go from top all the way down to the bottom, take her all the way out of the thing, much more difficult.
Magnetic me, lifesaver. Magnetic buttons. Just poof, pop them on, pop them off. They're phenomenal. Better than zippers and.
The zipper, I don't know. Really?
I just personal experience. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but if you haven't tried them, I'll send you some, and then you tell me which is better.
Oh, look at Uncle JJ send me a Christmas gift. Is he gonna be able to get here in time? I've been ordered on Amazon. They're like, yep, this ain't gonna make it.
Probably not. But I'll give it a shot. You text me that address. I'll send some out right now.
Yeah, the boys also, Santa Butch got Q3 Quest 3s for everybody.
Yeah.
You gonna be able to get for all the boys? Well, you guys want new iPhones,
What,
right?
you want me to give them a magnetic me? No, AJ and I are going to send everybody some athletic brewing. We're going to send them some athletic beers, which is going to be great. We'll send some kickstands, a little non-alcoholic with athletic, a little alcoholic with kickstand. It'll be fantastic.
Some Burnley merch?
Get a little bit of everything. Yeah, some Burnley merch.
Just give us Cole. These gifts suck.
Jeez. Look at
Hey,
Horse in the
hey,
back.
your season is struggling. You don't know if your coach is going to be here next year or not. You don't know if your GM is going to be here next year.
Yes, I do.
Your shirt kind of got roasted at the beginning of this show a little bit. You're having a rough day. I understand. Tone is getting a lot of hype for being skinnier, for looking so good. I get it, Connor. You're going through a rough time right now, but it will get better. You will come out of this. AQ just went and did a Green Beret show, for Christ's sake. I mean, life is good for a lot of guys.
Hell yeah.
It's going to turn around for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks. Don't send me those gifts still.
Yeah, you saying he was lashing out irrationally. That's what you're saying there because of how many things.
Connor, do you not need a non-alcoholic beer in your life? Mix it in every now and then.
Now, he's espresso martini boy.
Yep.
Strictly.
I'm a Tito's boy.
I went out with him and Gumpsh, the DTB, the Downtown Boys, and we had a little dinner with a couple drinks at a bar. Connor sitting to my left, he orders espresso martini. I hear it. I go, okay, didn't know we were doing this. I say, Jack and Diet, please. Thank you. And then Gumpsh shows up at the exact same time. Espresso martini, please. Thank you so much. It sits down. I'm like, I had no idea.
That's the drink?
The
That's how
espresso martini boys.
you get one to jumpstart the night. That's what you do.
Sometimes
That's the way
two.
to do
Sometimes
it.
two. Yeah,
Two if you're, a little
Any more than
hungover, a
two,
little
you're
slow.
doing too much.
I had no idea.
The espresso martini is the pickleball of the drinking world.
It is. It is.
Oh.
I
Easy
love
on
that.
the teeny.
I love that.
It is.
And plus, you just go 2 espresso martinis right into a little Tito's Red Bull, and you are flying.
Sounds like you're having long night. You got to check your blood pressure. We gotta,
I'm good.
Jeez.
I got this thing. It does it for me.
Yeah, you're right. I've heard it saves lives. All right, have a great Christmas. Tell the family we said hello. We appreciate you, JJ. We'll see you next week, and then also live.
Yeah.
Ray Row. Super Bowl.
What?
You know what I mean, JJ?
Are we wearing anything cool? Should we wear the same outfits?
Suits
we all,
every day.
We all dress up together?
Yeah, tuxedos.
Okay.
Interviewing
Sounds
as a
good.
team.
Merry Christmas, guys. I appreciate you very much. This show is a blessing, and I'm very grateful for it and very, very thankful for it. I appreciate it all. You guys are the best. Thank you to the viewers. Thank you to all you guys. Thank you to everybody who works so hard to make it happen. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas.
We all appreciate you. Good day, too, to those watching over the pond. Good day.
Love you,
Ladies and
JJ.
gentlemen, JJ Watt. All right, let's get to a break here. On the other side, we'll get some questions from the internet.
Yeah.
And also, we got in the trenches with AQ Shipley.
Here we go.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's having a phenomenal fucking trenches Wednesday.
Yeah.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go.
Huh?
Hell
Why
yeah.
not?
Yes.
I like what happened with the play. Shout out to Ziti and Tim McAfee.
It was
Did a great
good.
job.
Putting some Christmas lights up. Now, when the lights are on, can't see them as good.
Sure.
But whenever you drop the lights in the Thunderdome, you can see the little minor detail.
Looks good.
Felt good walking in here.
Yeah, it did.
Appreciate you guys doing that. Zito's like, we should put some lights up, don't you think? I'm like, that is very time consuming. You know what I mean? We actually put the lights up one time at the last office, and they stayed up
The entire
for 5 straight years.
until we left. Yeah.
5 straight years.
Yeah.
Because the whole process is it's a lot.
You can keep those up. You can keep them up.
1,000,000%. The ones around those windows,
Staying up.
they're staying up till next year.
Never leaving.
Absolutely.
Even the ball, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, ball looks pretty cool.
Those bulb lights, just something about them. I love it.
They're nice.
Throwback, old school.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hit.
They do hit.
How about in the Grinch when they
Oh, yeah.
So good.
the 50 cal?
Yeah.
ball?
Sick.
They need to make that for real.
Absolutely.
Right.
Huh?
AQ was telling me he's got magnet lights that stick to his house. That's what's up.
What's up with magnets these days?
Magnets really doing it. Science.
Yeah, they're getting hot.
Oh yeah.
So what do? You just throw it up there?
You know, like the metal trim around like the roof. It just.
Like a gutter?
It just. No, we don't have gutters.
Are they the
We don't have-
LED
we don't-
like
we don't-
strips?
We don't get rain in Arizona.
I was gonna
No
say,
gutters.
You guys don't have gutters?
No gutters.
Wow, that's a whole nother conversation with the leaves in those fucking things.
Yeah. But the metal trim, like right around, it just boom, 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 and it's straight as can be.
Yeah, you can't do that in the Midwest, unfortunately.
Yeah, out here in America, it's a problem.
I didn't know you guys didn't have gutters.
Yeah, that's wild.
No gutters.
Go back to your fairy tale land.
Yeah, you're sunny all the time.
You guys loved that land.
I love it.
I still do. I don't know why there's a D on there.
Wow, because you haven't been out since. I'm just saying.
I cannot wait to eventually move out there
It is the best.
of all time.
It really, and like people who love the ocean, absolutely, I get that. I love the ocean.
Find a big enough pool.
Yeah, Arizona's got options.
There's lakes out there.
Mm-hmm.
They were dried up, though. Are we okay now?
Yeah, we're good. And then you head 2 hours north. If you want snow, you can get that. Flagstaff's 15, 20 degrees right now. Snow, you get the winter wonderland.
Oh, I can go tubing up there.
Do it all.
How far is Tahoe?
Well, that's the American Century Championship.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Oh,
the respect.
Great plug.
I was just the lake though.
Ain't that right, AJ?
That's right. American Century Championship. Great time every single year.
I don't know. 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours?
You get
That's
your
not
shoes
that
situated,
It's
maybe.
a 12-hour drive.
Okay, never mind. That's bad.
So
You get
12
those
hours.
Skechers on, you won't get blisters.
I might have to wear those Hokas to golf that thing. I just don't. You know, the American Century Championship up there in Tahoe, that's a lot.
We should ship that thing.
Saying that is a lot.
Yeah, that's why Tahoe is.
It's going to be tough in a talk show.
It's much
You know what I
better.
mean?
Just Tahoe. Sounds cooler.
Yeah, but it is called the American Century Championship.
Yeah, that's just me personally.
That fucker's tough. That's a real survival.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how these guys are coming top 3 hitting eagles on the final 72nd hole after walking this entire. What is their deal? What's everybody's problem?
That's why
They don't do
it's
a
'cause
daily.
They walk.
They don't do a daily show.
Yeah, they walk 18 holes of golf probably 5 times a week.
And we do it 3 times a year.
Bingo.
And it's at the American Century Championship.
Yeah, at Lake Tahoe.
At Tahoe. Let's get to a break. We got some internet questions on the other side.
Pumped.
That thing started trending too.
Yeah, got up there.
Hey, the group of people that watch the show are awesome. Hey, you are fucking awesome.
Good people.
Like, legitimately. I hope you understand that. We are so incredibly grateful that you watch this program because there's a lot of options out there, obviously. And we would very much understand if you chose other things. But we love hanging out with you. And the fact that everything we kind of want to do, you guys like amplify it. We're great. You guys are fucking best, dude.
Except for that crew that summer that was super mean.
There were people very mean, yeah. You sell out.
I assume they're not watching for sure.
We do have hate watchers now, I think. I've had to mute a lot of those.
I like that, yeah. You got good numbers on this?
What's that?
Muted accounts.
My muted account number's through the roof, yeah. I'll block a motherfucker, too. I am. You know what I mean? Some people are like, you block them, you give them satisfaction. It's like, I got satisfaction, too.
Yeah.
So,
Two-way street.
I mean, it was just...
No giveaway.
Congrats, you guys got fulfillment. Me, too. All right. And you're gone forever.
Yep.
I love the internet.
It's the best. It's been hot lately.
Got some good questions coming right down the pipe. Let's be a friend, tell a friend something nice, and let's take five. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers said that he would actually drink his own urine every single day for his 12-year NFL career.
Why?
Knowing that diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind.
Also, I do believe I'm going to have a microphone at the ESPYs.
Whoa!
I just went to a breakfast with the producers of the ESPYs and tried to play the game here. I typed up a full fake speech yesterday that was close enough to what it's going to be. And then today they wanted a breakfast so that they could relay out the entire thing, and I'm not doing this. I already got my speech. You guys can either help it or not help it and mute my mic if you want to. So we're off to a good start.
ESPN's Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee.
I had to give a speech at this rehearsal, and God bless everybody at the ESPYs because I don't do rehearsals well. I've never been able to do them, and I'm definitely not letting these people who didn't want me to be able to be in the position that I was in to hear anything that I'm actually going to say.
Sure. No.
So I had to give 2 fake speeches. Welcome to the 2023 ESPYs. I am not your host. No. Ladies and gentlemen, the best NFL player of 2023 the ESPY goes to ketchup lover himself, Patrick Mahomes. There it is. Congrats, Patrick. You deserve it. We love watching you play football, Patrick. Rehearsing. Welcome to the 2023 ESPYs. As I'm walking out to go do my final fake speech, I get a text from Plane Lady. They just had to U-turn because something was forgot. Took off 7 minutes
turned around, flew back up. Connor forgot the Dolphins. I've never heard of that.
Tell me what it's like to live with superpowers. I don't know, but I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I just know that I'ma get it. 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 Ayy, I got the drop.
All right, I'm about to go do this thing. Lil Wayne's about to do I'm Millie, I'm Millie, I'm Millie, I'm Millie. And I'm walking out. And I'm going to talk about AJ Hawk drinking his piss.
Please welcome ESPN's Pat McAfee.
Welcome to the 2023 ESPYs. I am not your host. No. There was supposed to be a funny host, a host that's friends with The Rock, a host that does interviews out of a cold tub, a host that I've never met, but from the pictures on the internet, I think that some bitch is about yay tall. It is an absolute honor to be in this room celebrating the hell out of sports excellence. Sports are the greatest thing in the world. Sports are amazing. In a world that is seemingly divided by everything, if you go to any stadium or arena or locker room, you will see people from all different backgrounds, socioeconomic classes, races, religions, differing of opinions, all uniting for one thing, and that's to beat the hell out of them. Ladies and gentlemen, Damar Hamlin is here tonight. We all watched the situation unfolding on Monday Night Football, and we all at home feared for the absolute worst. And Skip Bayless was like, get that dead body off the field. We got playoff implications on the line. He said it. The tweet's still up. Hashtag delete the tweet, Skip. Come on. I still don't think Skip should put that tweet out tomorrow. I think that was a little insensitive. In the past 12 months, 3 teams have brought their fans in city a championship for the first time ever. The LSU women's basketball team is here tonight. The Vegas Golden Knights won their first ever Stanley Cup. That's hockey. And the Denver Nuggets won their first ever NBA championship. You know, every once in a while, though, sports will contribute to society some monsters. There was a man who would put a wolf mask on and actually go into banks with a gun and rob them for money so that he could watch these 2 assholes play football. So we apologize. The sports world obviously isn't perfect. Sue us. Don't actually. Shout out Brett Favre. I'm getting sued by Brett Favre.
What?
One NBA star is not here that I was kind of hoping for. He is 7'5", needs to apologize to Britney Spears. All of us, learning of him very recently, can't wait to watch him take on the NBA's best, the Kardashian family. Kendall Jenner's starting 5 would win the NBA championship every single year. You know it. You know it, Jamal. If they were in the bubble, your ass is getting smoked, dude. Hit that! Love that. There's people in here that do crazy things to get their body from one game to the next. There's acupuncture, obviously. There's people that change their entire sleeping patterns. There's people that live in a way that no fun is had so that they can show up for their teammates in. As we've recently learned, the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers said that he would actually drink his own urine every single day for his 12-year NFL career. And it's that type of commitment and dedication to craft and sport. It's been almost 20 years since the loss of Pat Tillman, but every time we pay tribute to his legacy of sacrifice and service, we're continuing to live on in his honor. The presenter of the Pat Tillman Award for Service, Yinzer Damar Hamlin. That's pretty good time. I've got all Walter Hazard moments before I went out there. Survived was super high. That was damn good.
One.
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Sport! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. And Merry Christmas on this Trenches Wednesday, December 20th, 2023. Hour 3 of the program starts now. Football is going to be happening from tomorrow night all the way through.
Hell yeah.
Bowl season is obviously spectacular. There's absurd outcomes happening every other hour in the bowl season. Tomorrow, we got Rams and Saints. That has NFC playoff implications on the line. Friday, there's bowl games. Saturday, there's NFL. Sunday, there's NFL. Monday night, there's NFL football.
Whoa, all day Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, couple Monday. Because it's Christmas Day.
One all the way through.
There's also NBA games. It used to be their day. Hello.
Sorry.
We have the day now.
Whoops.
All these games matter. Who's going to get home field advantage? Whose season is over after Week 18? Who's going to sneak into the wild card spot and maybe become the New York Football Giants?
Oh, yeah.
Whenever they toppled the New England Patriots here in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Come on.
As a team that was written off and dead, and then they got hot. Coughlin was almost fired. Then they get hot. Then they win a Super Bowl, and Eli Manning, guaranteed Hall of Famer now.
Yeah.
Anybody can do that. That's A.J. Hawk. This man did win a Super Bowl. The Talks the Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, Taryn Diggs is here. 9-year NFL vet, host of the Man to Man podcast, Everything DB, and that good D, bad D. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius J. Butler. Also in studio with us is a Super Bowl champion, a man that just got done with his war games out in the middle of North Carolina. 12 years in the NFL and a Super Bowl champion, Mr.
AQ Rittenhouse.
AQ Shipley.
Okay. Someone beat me.
They're saying that on the internet.
That's what they're saying on Twitter.
Calling that on the internet. His little GIQ costume whenever he was out in the woods playing war.
It was right there, too.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly in your world. And every once in a while, the algo will slide old Rittenhouse in.
Yep.
Sure.
Just did, actually.
He's just bawling his eyes out. And the whole thing. Obviously, a very serious situation. But yes, you were a white that was wearing a lot of war regalia.
I see the resemblance.
I don't know why we paused it at this exact spot for the photo, because you do look like you're lost, confused, maybe a little bit dazed by it all.
That was mid. I think that was mid-sentence. We just took a screenshot.
Yeah.
But we do appreciate the fact that you're out there doing it.
See, I know mid-sentence.
Are those your mechanics wear? Or they give you the mechanics wear?
My Green Beret gave me that.
Yeah, that's.
Do they give you a belt?
But don't
Is this
think
like Big Brothers, Big Sisters? My Green Beret gave me them.
Well, I'm not allowed to mention his name, but yeah, we were all paired with a active Green Beret.
His name's right there.
God, how much cooler than you was he? I assume he was the coolest guy of all time.
I mean, I could have listened to him talk for hours.
Did you guys booze a little bit and tell stories?
We did. We had a great time.
Did you tell any stories?
No, I just listened.
You told stories.
No, I just listened.
What?
Okay.
Come on, they had that.
What stories am I going to tell?
What?
You know stories. We were actually trying to predict how the evening was going, and I was like, well, if he gets pretty boozed up and gets a little slipped over there.
Some of the old, yeah.
Thought about
I
rookie
got
year.
some good stories.
Rookie year.
Yeah, I'd say you got some great stories, and I assume they'd come out whenever you're drinking with your Navy SEAL friends, we thought at the time.
Right.
Now it's Green Beret friend.
Yeah.
Green Beret in the Army.
Yep.
They, horse soldiers, the 12 strong is about them. That's the Green Beret. Obviously, Navy SEALs known for all the tactical things that they have done throughout a lot of stories throughout military history in the United States. The Green Beret, they like live with people and like build their military, right? That's like kind of their MO. They're like all in full, like what was the messaging from the Green Beret folks?
I mean, I think it's still very, I mean, it's they're the elite of the elite.
Yes,
right?
yes,
Like,
Special
we're
Forces
all
for the Army.
Special Forces Army, yeah. And
Also, Delta Force, too, with the Army Rangers. That's the top Army Ranger squad, or battalion is the Delta
So that's like
Force.
SEAL Team 6.
Yeah, Delta Force, exactly, is the Army's Navy SEALs. Like the top, SEAL Team, excuse me.
Green Berets are the Navy SEALs.
Yeah,
right?
SEAL Team 6 is the top of the Navy SEAls. Delta Force is the top of the Army Rangers.
Okay, got it. And you were just hanging out with these people?
Just hanging out. On a pretty legendary range, too. If you look up, it's called Range 37.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
No, you can look it up.
Oh my God, this guy's gonna get the government after us.
No.
Not run any
I think we're allowed to say that.
No, if you say it 3 times, they pop up out of the ground and shoot you in the head.
It's Christmas. I hope you're happy. Now we're all in trouble.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, though.
All right. Well, we're proud of you, buddy. Way to go. And shout out to the Special Forces.
The charity.
Charitable Trust.
You buffoon.
He was finding it.
Well, I thought you were going, and I was like, okay, I knew what he wanted. I knew what he wanted.
Oh, wait,
Took
way
me
to
a
go.
second. There we go.
Finishing each other's sentences.
Yeah, look at us.
That's an incredible thing. This morning on X, I put out a tweet saying, hey, you know what? Let's bring back a nice throwback segment, especially because we're in the holiday spirit. We'd like to get more people that watch the show involved in the show. How do you do that? Well, you just say, hey, why don't you send some questions? So I said, why don't you use hashtag #AskTheSportStooges. Now, could have used Sports Stooges, obviously. Had the S in there. Thought back-to-back S's was maybe not a good look, but it should have been Sports Stooges because that is exactly what we are. But we're also the Sports Stooges, which is fun. Anyways, a lot of questions were asked. I scanned through some, grabbed a few. Let's dive in, shall we? This is from Andrew G. Andrew, good name. By the way, clever.
Very
clever.
Yeah.
Is there some unwritten requirement somewhere that you have to have an IQ below 50 to be a Boston or Philly sports fan? That's a great question from Andrew.
Yeah.
Con man, how do you feel about these particular opinions about all of New England fans?
Well, funny enough, my mother's from Philly, so one side of my family is Philadelphia Eagles fans. The other side are huge Patriots fans. And yes, there is a required amount of people that need to be part of the fan base that have to have terrible, terrible ideas and things. And as someone who is part of that, collective, you need those people in your fandom. You need the idiots that are going to go up and yell even when your team looks terrible and are still going to have their back. You need those stooges who are going to say, sure, we're winning, we're 10-3, but this team stinks. So you need to have those people as fans to, one, keep it realistic and optimistic at the same time, and then you have, the level-headed ones that will tell it to you straight. But you need those, outliers, if you will, on both ends of the IQ spectrum.
Yeah, bad teams aren't having those.
Bingo.
I think that's what we're learning.
Yes.
About. We appreciate all passionate fan bases. Yeah, some people are dumb out there.
Absolutely.
Some people are dumb. We're some of them, to be honest with you. And whenever you said you need some of those fans who are griping at 10-3, Tone Diggs was like, yeah, you're right. Because remember.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just a few weeks ago, there was a great winning record happening for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
7-4.
They were great. They were in a good spot, leading the AFC North. Yeah. And Tone just, this team sucks. That was what he was saying the entire time.
Was Tone wrong?
So that's why he didn't come to the game, though. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You didn't get to experience the eyes that we were getting for what you said. Let's go to the next question here from hashtag #AskTheSportStooges from Michael G. Darius J. Butler. Travis Kelce has put up good but not great numbers this year. What have defenses been doing differently this year to cover him? Yeah, we've been talking about this, Michael. That's a good question because everybody's saying like, hey, Travis Kelce, he's not as productive and they're taking him away. What does that mean, D? But I think we have a play.
Well, yeah, we do have a play. Before we get to that play, let's get some stats, Michael. This is a great question. Right now, Travis Kelce sitting at 85 catches, 924 yards, only 5 touchdowns. Last year, 110 catches, 1,300 with 12 TDs. So last year, 9 games over 80 yards, only 1 game less than 30. This year already 3 games less than 30 yards. Only then 3 TDs in the first 4 games this year, only 2 in the last 9 plays. So if you're a gambler especially, was almost a guaranteed anytime TD with Travis Kelce. Not the case so much. If we get to the clip, we can see one example from last week. I think he only had 28 yards this game.
Yep.
This is a 2nd and 9, so not even a 3rd down. But look, it's a man-to-man coverage. You got a corner on him at first. That's Travis Kelce if you run it back. That's Travis Kelce in motion, coming in motion. So outside you got
following him too.
Yep, Jalen Mills, number 2. And then you got that safety coming down and a linebacker kind of in that short hook. So you're always aware where 87 is, regardless of what you call him, man, zone, red area, in the field. Regardless of what you're calling as a defense, we got to take care of 87. Somebody else got to beat us.
So normally on that route where he turns left and the linebacker picks him up, that's an option route, I think, for him normally. So if he goes right, DB stays with him. If he goes left, linebacker goes. We got 4 eyes on him, literally, for even choice routes.
And a low hole defender. And there was another play in this game that 3rd and 8, I believe, that Patrick Mahomes hit Justin Watson on a deep 7 route. Yeah. Same thing. It's got all guys, cornerback on Kelce and a DB and a safety as well.
So, whenever he motions, right, we're just trying to see who's on him. You can press play here. You can press play. Yep, here we go. He motions. We know he's with him, right?
Jalen Mills. Yep. Jalen Mills is on him pretty much all game.
Pause it. He's covering one because if he was to come back, he got him. If he goes this way, he's got him. He turns in, so he's got him.
Yep.
So you got 3 people.
So that's a corner, a safety, and then you got a linebacker on the short window, the quick throw, to take away that 2 guys on him. So
because this move here is how he's feeling. If you want, and he also knows this guy's here. So
Yeah.
he's allowed to go whichever way he wants, and he can even go back. All of it's being covered.
All of it.
So that means 8 people, though, for everything else.
It is. So down at the bottom, for instance, he gets open. This receiver wins down at the bottom, but Mahomes doesn't have time to get the ball to him. The D line got to him, but that Justin Watson play on 3rd and 8 was a big play. But once again, you're taking away 87, and as a defense, especially Belichick, that's what he's been known for forever. You're gonna beat me, you got to beat me left-handed. Somebody else got to step up. Rasheed Rice has been coming along. Can he be that guy that can be consistent down the stretch? Will it be Watson? I think Sky Moore with the IR. Will Tony get back in good graces, make some plays? So we'll see if they can figure it out.
Hey, Travis, you've earned this, though, bub.
That's right, yeah.
Sucks. Still has 900 yards or whatever.
I was going to say.
Yeah,
924. Only 5 TDs, though.
Yeah, 12 last year through this time of year.
No, 12 on the entire season.
Got it, okay. Anyways, he is a weapon. Everybody knows he's a weapon, but they don't do that to bums, AJ. They don't do that to bums.
No, I mean it's got to be frustrating for Trav. He knows they're always leaning to him. They're always looking to cut him. If you saw that play too, they're coming down to cut him right at the sticks as well. They know where he's trying to get to most likely. So yeah, just a lot of attention. So, but it does, like D-Bud said, it opens up everyone else on that field.
Yeah, it's can Andy Reid draw something up too to get him open?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I see some plays that they're drawn up for people. Hey, we're going to do this motion, and then all of a sudden you're going to bleak out and be wide open. We see it with Christian McCaffrey the other day, literally.
Another part of it, too, which AQ can touch on, is their front, their tackles. I don't know how good or bad their tackles are, but I see a lot. Watching them on film, you see 87 chipping and staying in a lot to help in that rush.
And Donovan Smith's been down. That's been a big key because now they're having to keep him in. They got to help the left tackle quite a bit now. That's a big issue right now.
Okay. Can they figure that out?
They got to get their guys back healthy. I mean, but they will. I mean, he's not season ending or anything. He'll be back. So
all good teams, though, at the top have a great D line. Mm-hmm. So having a soft offensive line is a inevitable Achilles heel that's going to show itself whenever football comes to matter. Hopefully, Andy Reid and the boys' big brains are able to figure it out. But that's why Travis Kelce's down a little bit. It's just a sign of respect. 6 eyes potentially on Travis Kelce just on that one play. They'll make it happen, especially when he's just getting fouled and they're not throwing a flag.
Well,
Taylor Swift saw it.
Yeah.
She said flag.
Well, she said that a lot, and she didn't say that on the play. Okay, we can admit now, as grown
lip readers told me.
I said flag.
Flag, like a penalty. Flag.
Where's the flag?
She doesn't
sure. She said fuck. And she swears, actually, and a lot of people said this, she sweared a lot in her latest album, Midnight.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of fucks.
Hey, if it is fuck, I'm pumped.
It is.
But I just think her football IQ is at a level now where she knows that should have been penalty.
Absolutely.
That's how I feel. Let's go to the next question here from the Twitter X world. This is Lamar Jackson, enjoyer of the ball donor. Hashtag Ask the Sports Stooges. Why is nobody talking about the Ravens? That's a great point.
Yeah, it is.
We talk about him a lot. Darius been talking about him a long time, obviously. And the story of the offseason was Lamar. He gets the deal done, negotiates it himself. Huge. Congrats to him doing that whole thing. And then in training camp, we see some videos. It's like, the boys are tight down there. Seems like the boys are tight. New offense coordinator might be able to get better and better. They have. They've been great. But it is a lack of a conversation piece. Why is that? Every time we talk about it, Baltimore fans get super pumped. And it's like, hey, I appreciate the fact that you guys are noticing that we talk about it. But also, yeah, they're the number one team in the AFC right now. Have to talk about the Baltimore.
Kind of weird. I mentioned it earlier. Only one of 2 teams, Miami being the other one, were top 5 in defense and offense. And then we always talk about it's a quarterback-driven league. You got a guy who's in the MVP conversation somewhat, top 3 or 4. Dynamic player. You saw him on Sunday Night Football. Chris Collinsworth couldn't stop talking about it. So it is weird that we don't talk about the Ravens enough, but I'm sure they probably prefer it that way.
Harbaugh probably pulls from it, but the NFL would be better if we got to see them more. I think that would be good for the NFL.
That's the big thing. And I'm sure they have had, but it feels like they're not on primetime that often. It seems like every time I look at them, I'm always watching 1:00 games, and it's never the main CBS game or the main Fox game for whatever reason. And I'm sure they have been one of those teams that's right up near the top in terms of most primetime games played, but it just feels like every week I'm watching on Sundays, it's they're the third.
Don't really
CBS
get to see
game.
them.
Yeah.
No.
That Rams game. It's unbelievable.
That was nuts.
Yeah, and we all saw the tail end of it because it lasted longer.
Yep.
Right.
So it's when the other games end, there'll be that carryover on it. But it is hard to find those games if you don't live in Baltimore, the city that you're playing against, which I think is bullshit.
Well, one more thing, too, is I think Lamar's really the only bona fide superstar. When you look at their running backs. Right, but he's still it's him, it's Bateman. They lose Mark Andrews and they're winning with Likely, right?
Yeah.
It's They
You're
just
right.
lose Keaton Mitchell, and on defense they don't
that
have
was nasty.
They don't have a bunch of guys that like are household name pass rushers, but they're all getting it done. And it's like it's just win by committee.
Look at that. That's a team.
Yeah.
That's a football team. And the quarterback in terrible weather a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Putting it. He heard a lot of the chatter.
Home and away.
He's only getting better. And that offense coordinator's just only learning about him. That's a fun team. That's a good team to be a fan of.
The coordinator might be a head coach next year, too. Mike
Shit, the
McDaniel.
OC might
Mike
be a head
McDonald, I'm
coach.
sorry.
Yeah, Monken might get
Monken might get them.
Hey, I was with Georgia 2 years ago, then Baltimore. Yeah, now I'm a head coach of a team all of a sudden.
Makes sense.
They look so good, so dominant over there. Special teams always going to be good. They play a tough brand of football, which carries and travels into playoffs. Why not Baltimore?
Coach was, if Harbaugh was like more bombastic and loud, would people pay more attention? I wonder what it is, because you're right. Lamar is one of the most fun and exciting guys to watch in the NFL, so it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, 4 primetime games. I believe 2 were scheduled at one point because I saw a couple Ravens fans whenever I said, like, let's put them in primetime more. And then a couple Ravens fans said, thank you for bringing this up, but also, where were you when the schedule was released? You know, they were like, this. We saw this coming down the pipe. It's like, I understand. The Colts have 0 primetime games. They had 0 primetime game schedule. First time ever, I think, because normally every team had to have a Thursday night game.
Yep.
This year, first year, not everybody has to. Okay, Bezos ain't doing it. He's got deep pockets. He's not doing it. Everybody just gets a free primetime game. Colts had none. It's like the Ravens aren't talked about in the primetime conversations anywhere near where they need to be.
Well, and I think part of it, too, was because a lot of those primetime games that they scheduled ended up being teams like the Jets, where it's like the product was just so bad. And then we were seeing the Ravens, and we were talking about, like, why can't we flex these games in? So it's like you have that where you have a team that's clearly unbelievable, and they're playing at 1 o'clock, and then we're watching the Jets again on Sunday night or Monday night, and they don't have a quarterback, and they're, playing like shit, and it's like, this just doesn't make sense here.
They'll figure it out. The NFL will figure it out.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out. Let's go to the next question from X, shall we? This is Luke Quinn at Muff Daddy 52. Hashtag X, the Sports Stooges. What are going to be the men's New Year's resolutions? F-bombs are to be no more. Boston shaves his hair.
Yeah, right.
I like that that's just your first name now.
Mm-hmm.
You tell Boston I said hello. That's what people say to me. I'm like, oh, it's the city? Just the whole?
Yeah, everybody.
Oh, you're talking about Connor. Yeah, BC. Tell them. Let's start with you, Con, man. What is the New Year's resolution you're thinking about?
I did actually put some thought into this.
Okay.
I'm thinking my New Year's resolution is going to be cleaning my apartment every other week.
There we go.
Nice.
Bi-weekly.
Yeah, bi-weekly. It
that
gets pretty dusty.
Wash your sheets?
I'm very good with laundry. This is strictly dusting and vacuuming.
That's really good for you.
I'm just trying to get better.
Ty, do you have any resolutions?
Yeah, I think just being healthier overall.
No dumping the pants anymore?
Well, that's inevitable. I have stomach issues. I kind of always have, so that kind of just comes with the territory. But, cleaning up the diet a little bit, trying not to drink as much.
Really?
Yeah. That's one of those. Drinking on the weekends only is kind of where you start. Don't need to be having a cocktail on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just kind of for the hell of it because, there's this random ass college basketball game. You gotta have a drink while fucking, Southern A&M.
And the game's long, drinks short, quick.
Exactly. Say you're gonna have one, and my one is really about 4, and then you're having 4 of those. So it's like, well, did I just
16.
drink a half a bottle of Jack on a Tuesday night? Don't need to be doing that. So yeah, just that, trying to be around for my daughter.
Yeah, we're thankful for that too. We like that a lot.
Love that.
Get my asthma in check too. I haven't checked that in a long time. It's kind of starting to creep up on me again. So need to get to the doctor.
All right.
There you go.
We like that. A better human. I like
awesome.
that. Yep. He's cleaning his place.
Nice.
You're cleaning up your diet. Never heard this from you before, but we are very excited, for...
Yeah, but I haven't like, when you see your daughter start to get older, that changes things big time. It's like, okay, this isn't just like lip service anymore. It's like I actually want to see her grow up and be around for that. So maybe it's time to actually...
Love that.
Hell yeah, Ty.
Let's go.
Tone Diggs, obviously you're down 40 already.
Yeah.
That's going to continue into the new year. What do you think?
This is a great year to start a resolution because for the first time since 2018, the first is on a Monday.
Need that, yeah.
So you start the year on the month, the year, and the week on a Monday. You can start a resolution. That's great. I think I want to focus more on the organization of the non-obvious, first and foremost. Yep. And then, when I'm on this stage and just in general, just being more optimistic.
We like that.
There you go, Tony.
Or a vibe resolution.
And maybe more cigars, I think, too.
More Stokes.
Like that.
More vibes.
Yeah.
Right?
Look at you living.
Vibe. 2024 is the year of the vibe.
Hell yeah. That's not a bad thing.
No.
2024 the vibe.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Print the shirt.
Yeah,
TM.
It's going to get, I mean, there's 45 Twitter accounts underneath every single thing that you wear. They say, this is where I got the shirt right here.
Yeah.
It's like, where did that company come? How did you got quicker workers than anybody in the history. So that's gone. But it is for the vibes, it seems like. Same with you.
Yeah.
Same with you.
Yeah, for the vibes.
D-Butch, how about you? New Year's resolution, New Year, New Me? You do anything?
Pretty basic.
Okay.
Consistent in the weight room. Okay. You know, I bullshit where I do other shit. I golf, I play basketball, so I'm pretty active. I stay in shape. But in the weight room, since I stopped playing football, it is so hard to be consistent. You don't push yourself. You get through 3 sets, you say you're going to do 5, and it's like, fuck it. I don't have to guard Antonio Brown anymore. I'm good.
Yeah.
So stop slacking in the weight room and be more consistent.
We like that.
Yeah. Stop watching F1 maybe.
Yeah.
No. I'm all in. I can't wait to see who competes with Mac next year.
Still on TV.
Nobody.
He hasn't posted a thirst trap in a while. Remember when he used to post that like? Your girl,
well, that's what year was that? Whenever that was COVID.
Your girl don't want to see this shit.
Yeah, and he was with a water bottle actually, with an actual water bottle.
No.
It's like a thirsty
legitimate
thirst trap.
Yeah,
something like that. When was that? That was COVID.
Fake news.
2021.
I think it
probably was COVID.
COVID,
I
you
was
were
encouraging working out and being healthy.
Shredded.
You were fucking shredded.
Yeah.
That was the last time you were committed in the weight room.
Yeah, that was.
You were fucking huge. Yeah.
Well, you're right. It was my whole family. We started something and we all fucking fell off. So hey,
that's the whole Butler fam.
The whole family got to get right.
Butler Fit fam.
Boom.
Let's get back in there.
Get back in it.
Hell yeah.
You were fucking.
Yeah, I got to get back.
Yoked.
That's why this year when he walked in, everybody was like,
And he's eating French toast and milkshakes for breakfast.
Every day.
How we get here?
He became a golfer like real quick.
Yeah.
He was just, I'm golfing though. Mm-hmm. And now he's back in there a little bit.
Yeah.
Muscles starting to remember.
Yep.
Played basketball one-on-one against Pac-Man's guy Sano yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
They were really banging out here.
Legit.
I was just sitting down, rubbing a hammy, end of a hamstring pull. And all of a sudden, D-Buck comes walking out. He goes, "Want to play to 5?"
Well, he was standing over here holding the ball,
Yeah, but he does it every week. He hucks up shots.
Yeah.
It's awesome to watch him. He's a baseball player. I think he is athletic. And, there it is right there with a drink. He's taking a drink.
That's all.
If I give your girl this look.
Just focus on yourself, King.
Boom.
That's awesome.
It's a great pick.
What was the
Great.
date?
Great.
2021.
Great pick.
2021.
He picked the right one. He picked the right
Took it
one.
for you.
Your girl, bitch.
Nah, this was like a team workout. This is all. Jeez.
I had my shirt on.
Did he ever post that one from New York?
I gotta go scrub the net.
Did you?
No, don't do George Pickens.
Yeah, I gotta go scrub.
Did
that.
you post the one from New York?
Kyler Murray? Nah, not yet. I gotta get a deep caption.
You know it. You took it.
Oh, the one with you looking in the city.
Pat posted it.
I gotta
I already posted it.
That
was a pretty good thing. You were really taking it in. I was like, look at this.
Oh, hey, it was an unbelievable view.
Oh yeah.
It was a great view.
Yeah.
It's like out of the movies.
And that chopper ride out of there. Oh my god.
That was a joke.
That was sick.
Appreciate that, man. That was a cool moment.
New York was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a chance to do that. You got to fucking do it.
Choppers.
You know what I mean?
Completely flipped on him. I love him.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
I'm in on
Much more sturdy than I could have imagined.
Absolutely.
Could have done without some comments the guys made right before we took off, but outside of that, it was
About
great.
the weight?
No. So you guys had already taken off, both choppers. Me, Bruce, and Zito were left, and he D-Butt, I don't think initially was on the manifest. And he was like, I didn't get his name. What is Darius? He was like, need his name in case one of these things goes down, obviously. And it was literally 2 seconds before we walked out to fucking get in the thing. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that's the last thing I want to hear.
That wasn't it, right? Didn't someone else? Was it the guy who was flying the helicopter said something to you guys? Or
Well, Ty's the complete wrong guy to hear.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and that's what, like, I knew it was going to be fine, but just, you just immediately start thinking like Kobe and all that kind of shit.
I thought about that the whole time.
So I just had anxiety to begin with, and I was like, it's going to be fine. Like, it's a 5-minute ride. He said, like, it's only 7 minutes. Oh, yeah, no. So after he said that, I was like, yeah, that's not what I want to fucking hear getting on these things. He's like, listen, no matter what anyone says to you, it's safer than everyone says. Safer than ice skating in a bathtub. I was like, what? It's like, shut up. Yeah.
Zeke snapped the photo of Ty on the tarmac still.
literally two. I mean, I'm not kidding. We're getting ready to
look at his eyes.
Yeah.
Getting ready to walk out there. Need the names in case one of these things goes down. Obviously.
What a nonchalant line.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
If it means anything, we're all thinking the same thing you were thinking that entire time.
You guys just didn't have to hear it right before you got onto the chopper.
Thank God I didn't.
Yeah.
I would have hopped right in an Uber.
Oh, yeah, I was fucking white knuckling and then we'd bank real quick, and I was like, you know what? I might just fucking open this thing and just barrel roll out of here.
The doors are crazy.
Yeah.
That landing was, I mean, the view of the city was crazy, but the landing was the sickest part.
Money.
Yeah. Coming in between planes,
Yeah,
turning that
banking.
something bit sideways.
Yes.
Yeah, good military folks out there. Hey, we appreciate that. Probably former Secret Service.
Yeah.
So bored flying us. They see you scared to death. They're like, I've done this 15,000.
Yeah, and the pilot was great. It had nothing to do with him. You know, it was the guy who was getting a little too chatty before we took off.
Hey, Cush, New Year's resolution? More war games?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, if they invite me back, I'm there. Had a blast. Heck, I might be going to I might be finding some tactical ranches around the country.
Okay, yeah, GIQ's for.
Yeah, I think we're all in.
All right, sweet.
But sticking on the health, I gotta keep dropping.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get.
sure?
What?
I'm trying to get a 6-pack.
Did you plateau? Have you plateaued, or are you still losing?
It's not. I'm like I've plateaued, but it's not because
momentum.
Still got
no. I just
biceps.
haven't been as strict, and I'm going to get back on that.
Holiday season's tough.
You know, but I haven't gained, so that's the plus.
Hell yeah. So you're just not doing the 4 days of prep work to eat for 3 days?
50
Listen,
pills.
I'm not starving myself from a pint of ice cream every once in a while. Let's be very clear.
Ice cream's so good.
Oh.
We had some ice cream delivered here. What was that, last week?
Yeah.
Handles?
Handles, yeah.
Oh,
Top notch.
it was very good.
Make it in
That's
half.
Ohio. I think that's Ohio.
PA.
I think so. Yeah, they have it here.
Yeah.
Annabelle Handle.
Oh, that's
Ooh, the name is so good.
Our sweet queen.
She has a great name. We learned the Handle story pretty much.
There she is. Our
Alice Handle.
Yeah.
Alice Handle.
Youngstown, Ohio. See?
Youngstown, Ohio.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Their CFO, I believe, is from Pittsburgh.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Weapon.
So he's Yinzer Weapon, fan of program. Got us hooked up with some of the local franchises of it.
Same as ours?
So good.
1945 was a year. Everybody was fucking getting home from the war and eating Handel's ice cream.
So much.
And boinking.
Alice was like, you know what? You know what these people deserve?
Ice cream.
Some good old ice cream.
That's right.
And it's fan. She mastered it probably pretty quick.
Gonna give them.
Who at Mission Barbecue delivered us so much
So
meat.
good.
Oh my goodness.
So good.
That was awesome.
Reheated, delicious. That's a big deal. Usually it's not.
Hey, that Mission Barbecue is a real deal, AJ.
Oh yeah, Bill Krause. He's not messing around.
Bill Krause was not here, which, you know,
Shame.
we were bummed out on.
Very bummed.
I wanted him to speak to the team because I heard him speak one time, and I'm like, this guy rallied troops wherever. But that Mission Barbecue, they got like 130 stores across the country, I think, and their meat is super fresh and cooked perfectly.
Yep.
They traveled like an hour and a half with this meat to get here.
Yeah.
So good.
Those ribs just falling off the bone.
Legit. And then they had 6 different sauces we could use. Chicken. Oh,
Yeah, the pulled chicken.
sausage. There was like a little
Yeah, a little andouille.
jalapeno cheddar.
And there's like a breaded, like with syrup. What
Is that called?
Oh, bread pudding.
Bread pudding. There.
Still don't know what that is. So what is bread boy? That's pudding with breads?
Yeah, pretty much.
I took a bite of it. It tasted pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's good.
It was
Very
like a
good.
crouton.
It's like sweet stuffing.
Yeah, that is what it tasted
It
like.
is like
And there was a little crunch in it. Mm-hmm. Do you ever eat a Mission Barbecue? None of the stuff we're talking about right now, obviously, because you're just
No, I've
eating
had
the meat.
Mission Barbecue. I told you I had it with Bill Krause. He fed us at the Ryder Cup the whole
What?
squad that we were with.
AJ
Yeah.
right there.
He's the guy on the right there, by the way. He was with Under Armour back when Click Clack.
Oh, sure. Yep.
That's the guy on the
Bill's
right
been telling me
side.
for years.
Yeah.
He's been telling me for years he wants you. He's like, "Where's I want to feed you guys." He's wanted to come to game
Is he
day.
a 4-star general?
He's got 3 kids that are
kids
going off this next year, I think, to serve.
Is this AQ's Green Beret?
I'll tell you what, he runs his company pretty.
Haven't been to
12
a bad
o'clock, right?
Yeah,
12 o'clock every day.
They shut it down, play the national anthem in every single store at noon, every single day at Mission Barbecue.
Does he have an accent?
I think he did, if I do recall. He walked in. We didn't even get this guy's fucking name. He just walked in the room.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, Mission Barbecue, and this is the first time this ever happened. And I've never seen somebody just command a room. You remember Kirk's coming off like 2 hours of sleep after Thursday Night Football. Ben's in there.
Yep.
I'm in there in a meeting setting, so that, just probably fathom how that goes. Pete Thamel's in there
On
on
the phone.
2 phones
Yep.
the entire time. The whole crew is in there. And this guy just walks in and goes, If I could have your attention for a minute, just want to kind of thank you guys for the opportunity to feed you guys tomorrow during college game day. It is an honor of a lifetime for me as a man who started, and boom, right into it. Started with Under Armour years back, and I got into Mission Barbecue whenever September 11th, 2011 is when we launched, and that is on purpose for a reason. That is a symbol of what our country can be and will be every single day, actually. And he goes into full story of it. And he goes, I got 3 kids that are all going to deploy this upcoming year. They're all obviously reasons and inspirations for everything we do every single day. I was like, this guy talked for like 5 minutes. And it was at the end, I was like, do I stand up and fucking...
ovation.
Are we clapping for this guy? And normally if somebody would come into that meeting, I'm pretty comfortable in there with everybody. Like middle of talking, I would have said something at some point. Like whenever he said at noon, every single day, we shut everything down, we play the national anthem, and then, people cry in that moment, people stay in it. It's like a real moment that we really bring everybody together. And I was like, oh yeah, midnight, like in Morgantown, we play Country Roads, every bar. That was in my head immediately. Be like, oh, kind of like, but it was not now.
Wow.
Not now. Yeah, I even
real command there.
Yeah, I swallowed it back in there. It's like that's much different than what I'm about to say. No reason to step on what this guy's got going right now. It was great to meet him, and then the meat came during the show. Then it came on game day, and they brought it here. It tastes good.
So good
every time.
One of the best barbecues I've ever had.
Good businessman too. He's really diligent on it. Like the way
he's not messing. One of his kids. Last time I saw him a couple years ago was about to go, for some serious, like, high, intense training, special forces type stuff. So, yeah, his kids they're serious.
He wasn't with me.
AQ probably knows him.
Probably does.
AQ may have trained him.
Did you have headphones in there so you could talk to the other plebes or whatever?
Plebes? No headphone.
Okay.
I wish I had a microphone.
How'd Jack Osborne do? Pretty good?
Really good.
We knew.
Really good.
He's a dog, huh?
When you put up that picture and I saw he was a survivalist, I knew it was it. I knew he was.
Yeah, but didn't you say you guys got boozed up and you want to play Russian roulette, and you were like, "Hey, we can't do that."
What?
They were like trying to come up with some ideas, like moving forward, like, "Hey, how can we make this better?" Jack said like something along the lines of like, "We should make this like battles, like," and I was like, "Wait,
what if we do Squid? What if you guys do Squid Games? With the,
I'm like,
you guys are standing in the. That was the worst one.
Which one?
I didn't like whenever they were standing in the actual ships on there and they were eliminated.
Oh, the battleship.
Even if their team won.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't. You know what I mean? Did you watch the Squid Games?
Oh yeah.
Didn't get that.
By the way, old buddy at the end. How do you not know their strategy in fucking rock paper scissors?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just throwing it random, and Maya's like,
I wasn't.
This guy had tendencies.
Yeah, that was the worst part of the
Mine
show.
was
though.
cutthroat.
She was dominating, and she still could have lost.
Yeah, I agree. But she won like 30 straight, it seemed like.
Yes.
And she was like, there was definitely a rhythm and tendencies he had. And then he go to him. I was just kind of whatever.
Just guessing.
That was the first time, though, where it was like, okay, this isn't as cool because no one's dying here.
Yeah.
That was the only game.
Yeah, but we wish there would have been a...
Yes, exactly.
A couple of them had some good sells.
Yeah.
Great sell.
Let's do it with
I
people.
love the cells.
Let's do it with people on death row next year.
Jesus.
Oh, like real deaths.
Yeah.
They still get their last meal. They just...
That's a movie.
The Condemned, starring Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Or
Happy birthday, Stone Cold, the other day.
Or Death Race, starring
Jason
Statham.
All right. Well,
what's your...
yeah, you're not getting out of... Yeah.
Yeah, what's your...
Well, AJ's got to go, too.
Okay.
AJ, what's your New Year's resolution?
That's a good question. I've been trying to come up with something over this whole time when you've been asking everybody else. Have you ever done any like legit New Year's resolutions?
No, I have. I've certainly said, next year is going to be a year that I remember for something, like something I would like to do, or something I'd like to see, or something like that. So I guess that would be a resolution. But the humans that do the full New Year, New Me, I'm incredibly envious of. I don't know if I have that much commitment, in my life to be able to do it. But there are people that completely change their lives on a new year. And then the stats say, because I did a New Year's Eve show, I had to look this up. I think like 78% of them or something like that, 13 days is the max.
Yeah.
The max last for people. But I want to let you know, in 2024, everything you guys said, we're going to do it.
Yeah. Hold each other
Everybody's doing
accountable.
it. 2020 for the vibes
Yep.
is also 2020 for the resolution sticking.
Hell yeah.
The human that we want to be next year, we're going to actually be.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Here.
Hey, good for everybody with their resolution.
Well, no, you guys still didn't go.
Yeah.
Mine's just going to be health, because much like what Ty was saying,
Bingo.
it is cool watching this baby grow. It is cool seeing it. And it's like, I've already envisioned like future practices that I have to go to because my daughter is there. And then me not necessarily agreeing with what the coach, like there's so many moments that I've already like thought about with my daughter. I'm like, I can't wait to experience that. Like I am so pumped for it. I like to be able to move, because I pulled my hamstring last week. That can't be happening. You know what I mean? I that can't be real life that I can't run without pulling a hamstring. So I want to get healthier. I want to live longer, and I want to continue to enjoy the hell out of the ride with you guys.
Hell yeah.
Very, very lucky to do this. AJ, I assume you're thinking the same thing. So that's just what we'll roll with.
No, you spurred, it made me think. I tell you that a lot. Like my daughter just turned 13, man. Like that blows my mind that she's that old. So yeah, I want to be, I've said it jokingly, but it's become a real thing. Like I'm going to be present in the moment. That's what I want to do. I don't want to sit there and think about or worry about what may be coming because my kids are growing up too fast. The show's going fast. Like I want to do this forever. I love it.
Yeah, it's already December 20th. Hey,
it's crazy, man.
Here to a great 2024.
Oh, yeah.
Great question. Let's go to the next one here. Thank you for that. Here's JB at Rhythm JB, not Coach JB.
Oh, okay.
This is Rhythm JB.
Same one, or
appears to be a golf coach as opposed to a football coach.
Okay,
sure.
A couple of his motivational speeches have hit the internet in my algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
That guy could fucking rally a crew.
Yes, he can.
Couldn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He'll run that shit back, too.
Yeah, you bet.
My lady is due any day with our son, and I have done little to no research because I was inspired to take the Pat McAfee Show route and wing it. I should be all right, right? Hashtag Ask the Sports Stooges. Now, I did not get a chance to do all the research that I was going to do. Baby girl came 2 weeks early.
Right.
Yes.
So that research was going to be done, at a later time.
Yeah, of course.
So that was my plan, obviously. I was going to do that. But I think the big key here is, Rhythm JB, my wife read all the books. She was overly prepared, absolutely loved everything about the process. So if you have somebody who at least understands something, you should have that around. Other than that, you're going to learn as you go. Those first 3 weeks after the baby is born, that is a welcome to real life situation. Life buds is what I like to compare it to, because there's going to be moments where you question everything. There's going to be moments where you wonder if, like, how have people been parents for so long? How has this been a thing? So if you just wing it, I think that's the right play. But also you need to have somebody that knows something. AJ, you have a lot of kids. What would you say to Mr. Rhythm JB?
Man, yeah, so I have four. My oldest, she came 2 weeks early, so I was kind of in the same situation as you. During the season, everything came the day before a game, all of that. I mean, after I had my first kid, though, I realized, like, it doesn't matter what you do before the kid comes. You cannot prepare for it. You cannot, you just figure it out. And I started thinking of all the turd people on the planet that have kids, and those kids are fine. Kids are very resilient. They can figure it out, and it might be good sometimes to let them figure it out. And I just feel like, as a parent, that's what you do. Oh, okay, kid's crying. Oh, what's going on? Oh, they got to take a dump. They need to stop taking dumps. What is it? That's always the question. It's always like, how do we figure this out? And then boom, we just move on to the next issue and handle that.
Food, also a question. Food and dumps, certainly two of them. But in sleep there for the first 3 weeks. But you said you think about all the turds. I did a lot of that. It was like 2:30, 3 a.m., hadn't slept in like 27 hours. And I got to change her diaper, And wife is obviously kicking ass alongside of me. And it's like, how do people do? I can see how people are like, I'm not going to make it. And then you start thinking of like all the Dr. Phil episodes. And then you think of like Jerry Springer, the people sign up for that. And then like Maury Povich.
What?
And like everything, you're like, people do this. Let's fucking go here. Okay. And it is a nice little motivator whenever you think you're at the end of your realm. And then all of a sudden you're off and running. AQ's got 3 of them. Young babies.
Very young. He's
5, 3,
in the
1.
thick of it.
The funny thing is, and the biggest thing is, what works for your kid doesn't work for my kid. What works for my first kid doesn't work for my second and doesn't work for my third. So it's like, any advice you get, throw it out the fucking window. Everybody was like, hey, your kid's going to cry. Hey, give him a pacifier. None of my kids took a fucking pacifier.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, what do I do when they don't take a pacifier? Figure it the fuck out.
So you don't punch them, I don't think. It's 2023.
Can't do that.
That's what they did to me.
Well, that was back in the day. That was a cure for some things they thought. But yeah, Mackenzie, first 5 months, no pacifier.
Yeah.
No binky, no way.
Nothing.
Just crying, not.
That's it.
Trust your gut. As long as they're eating and sleeping, especially eating.
Bingo.
Eating.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I had a red flag with my second oldest. Stopped eating. Something was wrong. Had to rush to the hospital. We had some shit we had to deal with. So that's the big thing. As long as they're eating, sleeping, and obviously, hitting certain landmarks, 2 months, 1 month, 6 months, different things. But just trust your gut.
Yeah, it's fun. You guys obviously been dad longer than me. You've been in it, old Daddy Diggs.
Yeah, I mean, mine loves pacifier. Ate it up. So, everyone's different.
That's a game changer.
Yeah, it is. It's nice. Self-soothing. But yeah, I mean, mine was 3 weeks earlier, so I wasn't prepared either. And my wife wasn't prepared either. Just figure it out. I Googled a lot.
Hey, you're doing great.
In the moment. Thank
Can't Google too much, though, because some of the shit they
Yeah.
Ty, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Ty, you're a good dad right now, man.
It's a lot of fun, My daughter's awesome. She's just always happy all the time, no matter what. So, but I mean
She was in a wedding.
Yeah, she was. But like AQ said, even the milestones, that comes differently. Like you worry, oh, why isn't my baby crawling yet, or why isn't my baby walking yet? And then you wait 2 days, and then they start doing it. It's like, okay, well, why the fuck did I spend the last 2 days worrying about this and not thinking about anything else? It just, as long as you keep them alive, that's really all that matters. And try to enjoy because even changing diapers and stuff like that, you think oh, this shit sucks. It doesn't. It doesn't suck at all. Just a lot of those, and especially for us, we have to travel a lot. Trying to be present while you're actually at home is very important.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's been a fun thing watching you grow and watching everybody, obviously, his parents grow. And Phil has had kids for a long time. And obviously, he's back in Plum, so I'm not there on the day-to-day. But I often think back to when he had his first child. It's like, bro, how'd you handle it at that age? You know what I mean? It is not easy, but it's fulfilling as hell,
Hell yeah.
And there's an anxiety that comes alongside of it that I don't think I was a very anxious person. You know what I mean? Yes. That's just kind of my natural. It's gonna happen. So whatever. There's nothing. If it's not in my control, there's no reason to waste a single negative thought about it. But I understand anxiety is not something you could just control. People have it. I get it. I was never one that had. As soon as that baby came, every sound she makes, I think she's dead. You know what I mean? She coughed. Okay. She just coughed. She's got something in her lungs. That's a whole thing.
Yep.
And I've been told that worry just continues forever. It's just different things you're worrying about. So that's a thing that I've had to realize a little bit.
Tough to deal with. Also, I think the same thing. I've had similar anxiety situations. Yeah, you're always worried about each kid is so different from one another. How they're going to handle certain situations. But I think about myself. I'm like, what if I do something stupid and I just die selfishly because I want to do something fun or whatever, and then my kids don't have a dad. I've thought about that too.
Nice.
I thought about that on the helicopter.
Me too.
When we were flying on a helicopter.
Oh yeah.
I was like, it feels like it's pretty sturdy. I did a little push on the ground. Feels like we're flying pretty good. But if this was good, then I don't get to experience anything with Mackenzie. That's a whole new thought, which is a good one, though, by the way.
Thought about it before I went skydiving. It's like, should I be doing this? It's be a bad way to go out. But
you gotta live. You gotta live. But set an example, though.
You check and also, when it comes to working and stuff, I've thought to myself, you know what? I'm gonna get to a point where she's gonna be of an age, 6, 7 or whatever, and I'm not gonna work. I'm just gonna be, stay-at-home dad, pretty much. I'm gonna do this whole thing. But then I was like, what type of example am I showing my daughter, though? She got to have a fucking work.
That's when she'll be going to school during the day, too. And then you're like, okay, here we go. What do I do for 7 hours?
Yeah.
Golf.
But also, work ethic, I think, that's a good thing to see.
Oh, yeah. My kids called me a bum during COVID when I was just home, doing everything from home, not really leaving, always picking them up, dropping them off. Like, what you doing? Get a job. Do something. That's all they saw.
You again, huh? All right.
Well.
Yeah, well.
Back again.
Hey, look at our bum-ass dad.
Playing video games again, Dad, huh?
Is there any more questions? I do not recall if we picked any more. If we didn't, we'll go to, yes, we did. Keith Spreckles Jr. Who's that coming down the track?
Who's that coming down the track?
It's me, Machine, in the red and black.
It's me, Machine, in the red and black.
I love that they have that, man.
Yeah, so sick.
And then for it to go, ain't nothing finer in the land than a drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan. And they got little 10-year-old kids screaming at
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's who we are.
Billionaires.
That is who we are. I'm sorry Alabama beat them. Yeah. I am bummed out about it.
Well,
I'm bummed out about it. I like that Georgia football team. Carson Beck coming back, too.
What
a year it was for them. What a year for them. Yeah, Florida State.
What's that line against Florida State?
I guess Florida State's not playing. A lot of players aren't playing.
20, 13. Jeez.
Just read they flipped a commit from Florida State today, #1 player in the country.
To Florida State?
From Florida State to Georgia.
Oh, suck it.
What's your problem?
So
For Georgia to Florida State, not for me.
14's lines.
Yeah, you were pretty there for a while.
What's that?
Not as much as, the committee and everything like that.
What, about Florida State?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just because if they made it to the college football playoff, it would be the worst decision in the history of the college football playoff.
See, there's no need to do that.
That's just
It's
my
Christmas.
opinion. That is just my opinion.
It's Christmas.
Strictly.
That's because you're ESPN.
Yeah.
That's because you work for ESPN.
That's true.
Which
Yeah.
you don't, by the way, which is a funny thing to
Oh,
think
yeah.
about.
True.
That is a whole nother wrinkle in this entire thing. Every time that gets thrown at me, I'm like, that's not real. I guess for game day would potentially, but this one, there's a license. Like, what are we?
Game day.
Are we being told what to say? That's what people tell us? Yeah, okay. All right. Have you listened to our fucking show?
Yeah, yesterday we started off with 4 minutes about Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Which was...
People talk about the ratings and linear TV and stuff like that. Those first few minutes, I guess, are the most important of the hour.
That's why we were
We really
hacking it up.
So he come out with the heat.
Yeah.
Honestly, dude.
Get riled up.
A block.
Could you imagine some of these people watching on linear TV and then our fucking show shows up and it's zoomed in on Dog the Bounty Hunter with Taylor Swift? They're saying, what is this crap?
Awesome.
I'm trying to watch
It's
sports.
amazing.
It's so dumb. It is so dumb. We're so thankful for it. Gonna only try to make it better.
Hell yeah.
And the only way we know how, and the way we can get better right now, is we can learn about what's going on with the big boys, the offensive and defensive lines, the run games.
Right.
It's time to go in the trenches with A.Q. Shipley.
Let's go.
Great shirt. I didn't see the back of it till right now. Wow.
Hell
Look
yeah.
at that
How do your
thing.
arms stay that big? When you lose that much weight and your arms still stay so big.
Yeah, you got big arms or what? Is that all extra skin?
Whoa.
I don't know.
Is that extra skin or is that muscle?
No, there's no extra skin.
Right.
Oh, okay. Because
That's how Schlegel is. Schlegel's like 40 pounds lighter than when he was in college, and his arms are probably bigger than they were in college.
Really?
The arms have stayed. Everything else just kind of.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't work out the arms for a couple weeks. Arms are one that if you just remind them,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Keep
Arms will come back.
You can do them every day too.
Yes, arm day every day. I did
Arm
that
day
for
every day.
5 straight months.
Yeah.
And then I took a week off because I was getting fat.
Right.
And then pulled a hamstring and I got more fat.
Right.
So I got to get back into it. And that bald eagle on your back,
Hell yeah.
it's got me fucking
Just says America.
zeeked up.
Yeah.
Hell
Got me
yeah.
Says
zeeked up.
America.
So zeeked
We're
up.
starting with America's team in Detroit too.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Huh? What do we think?
Wow.
Do we notice anybody over here? Is that big fucking Skip?
Skip.
Lined up as the tight end over there. So here, this is what this allows us to do. Because typically, if we were running like a zone play here, we would leave somebody unblocked here, and then now you get this hard crash down the line. But what they're able to do now, man Skip, leave him, send Decker through. We get a hell of a single with Ragnar on the left guard here up to there, and we get Laporta coming back with the trap. And then Gibbs out the gate, makes somebody miss, gets down the fucking sideline. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
What's this play called?
It's honestly, I haven't seen very many teams run this. This is very new.
What would you call it?
So it's like basically like a zone Y wrap, but normally you would Y wrap to here and get the full zone, and they basically leave the 5 technique right here on the tackle for the trap, and it's basically like a long wham almost.
A long wham.
A long wham.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, MCDC probably loves wham.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Give me that long wham.
Wham it, Skip.
Wake me up
Receiver, too.
before you go. That's actually what MCDC calls this play.
That's right.
The long
The
wham.
long wham. Typically, you would wham the first guy here, but they're still getting the zone principle everywhere else and leaving a real far back here. And like I said, if this was a full zone concept, but they get Skip right there and they fucking
What a
wham right there.
block by Laporta.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
He's been great. He's been absolutely great. And everybody's talking about what he's doing as a receiver. He's been great blocking.
Yeah.
You see this receiver right here?
How about it?
Against the corner
Watch
in
your
the
legs.
run game immediately.
Watch your
Crack the
legs.
How about
place.
it?
Undersized, too.
Hey, this is going to be the theme of the day. And this is how you get chunked.
Yep.
By these guys hustling and making plays. Look at them. They're all in the fucking end zone.
5-0 when the starting offensive line
Okay.
plays so far this year.
Okay, that's good football.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
And when Skip plays.
Skip.
Guys, this might be my favorite play of the year because we got a lot of shit going on. All right, let me just, before we let anything run here, we got a lot of stuff going on. We see this all the time. Yeah, this is awesome, right?
Well, and that.
And that.
Yeah.
And check this out. We get tight end right here lined up as a right tackle. We call that unbalanced. So
Yep.
right tackle moves over here. That's going to throw you guys off on defense because now we got to treat this guy as the center. Guess what? That is the actual fucking center. We switched spots. Creed Humphrey, the center, moves to left guard. Thuney moves to there. Tooney, however you say it. Yeah. So then we get the snap here. And then we're going to pull Creed Humphrey as the guard, who's really a center who doesn't pull very much. But we're going to get him as the flat pull. Now we can pull the right tackle, who's now at left tight end, as the second puller. We also get this tight end going back. We get 3 guys pulling back across. We're going to run this little wing T with McKinnon tossing it to the receiver coming back. But here's a little nugget I got from, what do we say? Sources?
Sources. In the know at the time.
Say that this play was designed to be a handoff, but Jet McKinnon says inside the 5, I'm going to toss it so I can get a touchdown pass.
Ooh.
Oh.
Great catch, too. He almost
Well, I got a touchdown pass out of it, though.
Got a touchdown pass out of it.
Wow.
See, this is the thing, too. Even when New England's 3-11, the other teams are pulling out all the stops to get it done.
Well, this is the thing about the Chiefs, though. Like, Andy Reid's not scared to do shit.
That's what I thought, too, Pat. When I see this thing pinned to his right leg, I'm like, man, this is a ballsy call right here on your 5 going in.
Oh, yeah. But if he drops it, it's an incomplete pass, which is also a plus.
Yeah, good point.
Smart.
Good point.
That's really smart. Another wagon.
Ooh. Okay, so we're going to focus on both tackles here. Love this play. This is Buffalo's bread and butter. We're going to get Dion Dawkins, who we've talked about a lot the last couple of weeks. Gets the flat pull. He's going to be on here twice today, by the way.
Really?
We get the flat pull. He's going to come kick out right here, the end man on the line of scrimmage. But watch the right tackle, Spencer Brown, as he climbs. He's kind of out-leveraged by the linebacker. Watch him just use the right arm to kind of keep 14 pinned inside here, and that's what creates the gash here. We're going to get there. Now he gets off here. Now look at Spencer. He's out-leveraged. That head's there, and he's just fucking holding on for dear life. It's not going to get called, never going to get called.
Let James cook. Is what they say. Joe Brady does a lot of that. Is the run game much better whenever he's running the rock? I assume yes.
I mean, they have talked about it over and over again. Yes, it is 100% better, and ever since he's gone into the play caller, this guy's become the feature back. You've been calling for it since day one. I remember literally week 1, I think it was.
Yeah.
You were like, get
Why
this guy.
is James Cook not getting the
Yes,
ball?
and here it is. Great call.
He's good.
Yeah, he's great.
Filthy.
He's very, very good.
Really good play.
But for some reason, they didn't, you know what I mean? What was it? Was
Ball
it
is
Ken
the
Dorsey?
program. Ball security.
Yeah.
You've been around
Fumbling.
coaches. Once you fumble that ball, I mean, it's...
I get
That's
it.
what it was.
Doghouse.
There were some fumbles earlier.
They
Right?
also
Take the
signed,
doghouse.
like, they signed Damian Harris in the offseason, and even Bills fans were like, why are we doing this? Because I thought now, with Devin Singletary leaving, going to Houston, James Cook was going to become, like, the guy, and then early on, they were splitting carries.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But, hey, they're getting hot at the right time.
That's right.
Getting hot at the right
Safety.
time. What do we got now?
We got a negative clip. Stop it real quick. We got a negative clip for the Detroit Lions. I apologize here, Foxy.
Right.
We got left guard Powers came over from Baltimore in the offseason as a big part of Sean Payton trying to revamp this offensive line. Denver, great football player. But before, this is one of the hardest blitzes in football.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to call, at least from an offensive standpoint, we call this trio. If you guys call this something different, give me something here. You typically either run both linebackers in the A-gap, and see this guy lurking right here? He's going to come, we call him third guy up the middle, right? But what they're going to do is they're going to run a cross dog with Rodriguez, take 34 around, and then you get 6 up the middle. So it's like bang, bang, and then up the middle. But, my guy, here's the deal. You can either run this out of cover 0. If you run this out of cover 0, you send them all, and the ends rush. But when you don't run it out of cover 0, it's still 5. Drop him, we still send 5. Now he can come back.
Don't love that.
Watch it. Wait for it.
Oh, he buries
Oh,
no.
Oh, no. And then he lays on him and puts his thing on his leg.
Oh, boy.
And then helps himself up off of the guy's chest.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Oh,
Man.
That's
How
what
good is that?
offensive linemen do.
What's that center's name? You know his name?
Lloyd Cushenberry.
I told you
You
that
put- you're putting him on your
already,
team?
Yeah, I got it. I've been looking.
You're adding him to
scout.
the team. Okay, got it.
Oh, okay. Got it. Because that is a position.
Yeah, that's
right?
Lloyd.
That is
Yeah.
a position.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, I've seen you've been doing the research. Trying to put the best squad out.
Holy shit, we forgot we get Penny
See there?
Sewell.
We do.
My God.
Oh, yeah.
That's our right tackle.
That's so awesome for us.
Dog.
That's so awesome for
Let's
us.
go.
What a get.
That's
What a
big- that's
huge
big
get.
Yeah, we can run him out in the flat.
It's a big get.
Yep.
Eligible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's tackling? Penny Sewell. Because we're pulling out all the stops.
Like to see someone try.
Well, his brother's a linebacker, so he's probably got some defense in him. We can probably play him both ways.
Bingo! We already got D-line, though. We're good.
Okay, you're right. We got D-line.
If we put Penny out on an island with Tyreek, though, he gets his hands
Yeah,
on
but how come you guys aren't saying Rashard Mendenhall is a racist? I'm sick of it.
Good question.
There's enough people doing it.
Okay, we're back
They're
to
loud. They're not happy. They're not happy about it.
No.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine what would happen? That's what they're saying.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Get a quote tweet of our conversation about it.
Yep.
Oh, it's fun and games now?
This is a joke to you? Some big joke?
It is. It is a big time joke.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, you guys think this is funny?
You think it's a game?
Yeah.
Is that what you think? It's racism. All right. Well, it's football related, so we got to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We're a sports show.
Yep. Do the right thing, Pro Bowl.
Yep. They didn't.
No, they announced tug of war.
Yeah. Pro Bowl games.
Yeah.
Time to play the Pro Bowl games.
Hell yeah.
And I ain't playing. They're great. 7-on-7, I think, flag football happening.
Yeah,
Tug of war is happening.
Perfect.
Dodgeball.
That's what everybody wants to watch.
Bowl game.
The water balloon thing isn't happening, which is good. I think that was a big miss.
They got rid of the obstacle course because Myles Garrett broke his toe last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. The obstacle course was maybe the
Whole Pro
favorite.
Bowl
it was
games,
fun.
man.
Let them race.
No, yeah, the racing, the quarterback,
Long
like,
challenge.
The gladiator, the final of the gladiators where
they
they're shooting the
should do
tennis balls
gladiator.
at everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually get Malibu out there.
Yeah.
I thought he was talking
for sure.
jousting.
Yeah.
Joust would be
Thought they were
sweet.
just jousting up top.
Maybe you just do the entire American Gladiator.
That's not a bad idea.
That's it.
That's
That'd
what
be
you do.
sweet.
And then you end it with the whites taking on the blacks. And then we all really get to find out if Rashard Mendenhall was being racist or just answering a question of the future.
Yeah.
You could play Red Rover.
Oh, that's a good game.
Yeah.
Great game.
That'd be the perfect way to end it.
Anytime you get cold over, you really got to,
You got to go.
Gas
Yeah.
up.
yeah, it's time.
Get low.
Full pads.
Speaking of,
Back to the lines.
Red
we
Rover.
got, we got good lines. We got good lines.
oh, this is
back.
brand new lines.
We got brand new lines. Okay, we're going to start with Graham Glasgow. Used to be a Lion, then left the Lions, now came back to the Lions.
Missed them so much.
It's honestly one of the best moves they made. He's been their sixth guy, and when he comes in, he's playing well. We're going to start, same thing. He goes away. We look back. We get him. Let's also watch here, too.
Who's that? That guy's on our team.
Penny Sewell. Look at this. He had about 5 or 6 in this game. This is such a good move.
Vet move right there.
It's such a good move. When you, where am I looking? Here we go. When we get this, the long arm, right? Because that's what these guys do. When they turn the corner, they try and turn like this.
Yeah.
As soon as they do that, all their weight's forward.
Guess what?
Chop it
Jiu-jitsu.
down. Just chop it down.
Jiu-jitsu.
Chop it down. We give a little snatch, we call. Watch Penny Sewell. Bam.
Use his weight against him. His momentum against him.
That's it. He had about 5 or 6 in this game. It was awesome.
Who's 99 there? We need to talk about
Zach Allen. He's making about $9 or $10 million a year. Came over from the Cardinals to the Broncos. They signed him like a 3 for $40, maybe something like that.
Didn't know those guys existed.
They're not making the team.
Yeah, but you know who might at 49 right there? Josie Jewell.
Singleton.
Great player.
Never mind. Singleton.
I was going to say 47.
Singleton.
There it is.
Singleton's all over the place.
There's Sewell, right?
Hey, how about the Lions being good again?
Needed it.
Glasgow, Penny Sewell.
Yep.
Here we go.
Staring down Stafford, though.
Here we This is the one.
This is the one. We've seen it all over the internet. Everybody was talking about this one, right? This guy.
Hey, how about you getting requests, by the way, this week? This is good. Let's
go.
This one was the most requested play in the history of In the Trenches.
I couldn't agree more. Because, listen, we love this. We saw Wyatt Teller do it in week 1 where he took him 30 yards and dumped him. This one's even better because he fucking barrel rolls over the top of him at the end, celebrates in the end zone. Watch Josh Allen get down the field and give him a little tap like, hey, man, I saw that shit. Here we go. He's off the screen. Now he's back on the screen.
Jeez.
Now just keep going.
Chug.
Whoa! Now watch this. Look at Josh Allen. Hey, that was nice.
Hey, that was pretty sweet.
That was pretty sweet.
You beat me down here with
Deion
another
also
guy.
slow played him into this. Like for the first 5 yards, it was kind of like, hey, we're in agreement. We're just holding each other up. And then
we're going to go.
Then they went.
He went for James.
Pat, see if we can stop this when he's midair. It's incredible. I had this paused, and it was like...
Cool.
On the other end?
Yeah, just wait. Let it
Damn,
go. Let it
look
go.
at
About right
70.
there. Oh.
It's a bad spot to be in. You probably wonder how I got here.
Yep, that is one of those commercials right there.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yep.
That's
And then-
20 yards down the field.
Puts him on top of everybody, too. And then barrel roll over. Flip, get up. Hell yeah.
That dude got hurt and he got put down so bad.
James Cook, jeez, on the bottom of that thing.
Yeah. Look, that was a hell of a fucking roll. That guy's
Hey, that's
300
jiu-jitsu.
That guy's 330 pounds.
330?
330. And
Yeah,
that's his list weight. He might be 360.
Athlete.
He's running people backwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, that was incredible stuff by the boys.
Huge.
All right, here we go.
Thank you, big boys. We appreciate it. Hey, Q's, you want to do a giveaway for Christmas? We'll do it 25, because obviously 25 days of Christmas. 25 winners of $500. What are you going to attempt?
Let's go footballs.
Yep.
Okay.
Really?
All right.
Yeah, we got to try and.
You
write
remember
this
what
shit.
happened last time?
Go ahead. I'll get this one for you next time.
Okay.
Didn't he make?
I don't know if you're going to need one.
Basketball.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Hey, Q, that was great in the trenches.
Fantastic. One of his best.
It was one of his best.
Yeah.
Which hoop are you going at?
Let's go that one again. I got to write this shit.
All right.
Okay.
25.
Hey, let me say something. I love how positive everybody is. I can feel the holiday spirit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we got decorations. The Grinch is right here, but the
Hell yeah.
Grinch ain't stealing anybody's Christmas today.
No.
Sign says Merry Christmas.
Yeah, the Grinch is on our side. This is at the end after Mary Lou Who,
Bingo.
kind of Cindy Lou Who, got him on the right side of the whole thing. So that's a happy Grinch. That's not a negative Grinch. And since the place is so jolly, why don't we make 25 people's Christmas a little bit better?
Perfect.
25 winners of $500. All you got to do is put that football into that hoop right over there. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry
AQ Shipley say 25 people for the holiday going into the new year. Here's $500.
Oh.
Nice
Just a
throw.
little more.
AQ Shipley just got out of war games in North Carolina with the Green Berets. And obviously he's down 40 pounds. And we're all incredibly proud.
Way to go, AQ.
And for this Christmas, all AQ wants to do is win 25 people $500. Connor, what does he have to do? He just has to put that football?
Yeah, just put that football in that hoop. He was right there below the box, a little short of the hoop itself. He just got to put a little more under it, hit that top right corner of the box behind the hoop, and we got 25 people with $500.
People have made it before, right? A lot of people.
All the time.
This is the universe wants people to win 25 right now.
Bingo.
AQ's the guy for it.
Very good.
Guy's Super Bowl champion.
What?
War Games participant.
What?
Yeah. Oh, baby.
Oh. Right there. Right there. Stay
all
locked
over
in.
it.
Stay
You're all
locked in.
over it.
Yes,
Stay
hey,
locked
don't
in.
lose your
I'm all over
moxie.
it.
Don't lose
Stay
your
locked
moxie.
in.
Right
Yeah.
there.
All right, I feel good about it.
Don't lose your moxie.
Laying scunion on this.
The last couple times I've been soaring them over, so now I feel good about at least the,
Okay, you're in the area.
distance. I'm in the
just
area.
like you were with the snipers.
Yep.
Bingo.
You know, it's Green Berets.
Bingo.
A little more.
You learned. AJ, how does he need to focus to make sure that 25 people win $500 here on this glorious, cheerful Wednesday?
Well, he's volunteered to be the community, the safety patrol for that nice affluent community you live in right there in Scottsdale, correct?
That's right.
That's right.
Somewhere in Arizona. So yeah, of course. He's probably a little excited though, because he wants to get back and get his gear back on, get the rifle back in his hands. He probably has a pistol in his ankle right now. We don't know what kind of holsters they gave him over there.
You're right. The pants are tight, but there is room for maybe a little cricket gun like they had in Men in Black.
Yep. Ooh.
AQ, 25 people, $500. If you and that goatee on this Jolly Wednesday can put that football in that hoop over there like many have done in the past.
Come on.
Here we go.
For the good of Santa Claus.
Oh.
Bonus ball?
You need a little more.
Bonus
A
ball?
little more on
Or
that
the other way.
angle.
It's Christmas.
Yeah, it is.
Come on.
Come on, AQ.
Little
Come
more.
on.
Come on. Little more.
Come on, AQ.
Top right
Come on,
corner.
Goosh.
I'm right on it, too.
Top right
on
corner.
We are not, but you are.
Here we go.
So for the good of you and for the good of Penn State,
For Joe.
for 25 people to win $500, AQ, Penn State All-American, Super Bowl champion.
Right.
Why don't you be a hero today
Come on.
to 25 people? All you got to do is put that ball in that. Oh, no.
That was your worst
that was
one.
the worst
That was
one.
your worst one.
Oh, my God.
Follow
I tried
through.
to guide it.
Right on
Don't
side,
baby it. Hey,
Tried
just
to guide
throw
it.
that sumbitch.
I tried to guide it.
All right, you got a little baby ball with that little baby arm for that last one.
Yeah, I think about chucking a basketball after this like last time.
I think I am.
Darius J. Butler. You know, some people perform better when their name's Darius instead of Shaq.
It's true.
Sure.
Okay? We found that out.
See where you're going.
We have found that out.
We have.
But with a name like Darius, especially with how accomplished you are, you might be the only man that can get Alan Quay Shipley to produce at his highest level, which we need him to do right now.
Hell yeah.
D-Butch, can you please inform AQ of the mindset he needs to make 25 people $500 on this super jolly Christmas edition from the North Pole of the show, of the program?
I mean, I'm sure you heard some great stories. some stories of people been in that foxhole.
Yeah.
Those great men that laid it on the line for us.
Yeah.
I'm staring at this bald eagle with the American flags in its wings.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Do it for them, man.
All right, here
Do
we
it
go.
for us.
Straight out war games with the Green Berets.
Troops.
For the troops.
That was a great.
Didn't even hit the.
That was a great speech too.
Yeah, that was
So
great.
good.
That was really good. Hey, you did your part.
Everybody's done their part except for me. I'm sick of it.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Don't be
Can't have you that
angry.
negative.
Come on, come on.
All right, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back.
2020 for the vibes.
Yeah.
Bingo.
We're not there yet, but we need the positive
We need it.
vibes.
You're right. Positive. I feel good. This one's going in.
Ty Schmidt, the healthy version of you, the one that's super optimistic and positive and eats healthy every single day, that's the guy that needs to give a speech to AQ to make sure that this Duke that he's about to throw, that I kicked to myself in Houston one time,
Yep.
goes into that hoop and 25 people win $500.
Take all those negative thoughts that you got right now and you throw them sons of bitches out the window. Okay,
Into that
you
hoop.
were meant to put this Duke in that hoop. That's why you were
Hell yeah,
put
Ty.
on this earth. Okay.
All right, Ty.
Duke to hoop. Duke to hoop. Duke to hoop.
Here we go.
25 people, $500. That's all you got to do.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
Hey, he gave it a good run.
A lot of gas behind that one.
Hey, you weren't scared of it?
Where's the dorsal? Where's the dorsal fin?
Hold on one second.
There's a college football right there.
Oh, we got college football.
Yeah.
I can throw this?
Yeah. I mean, you already did. Look at the top. You threw that off a brick wall.
Oh
Remember?
yeah, it's scuffed big time.
Remember his ball we loved that
I
you fucked
remember
up.
that.
You remember that? You threw it right off that wall.
You think this was me? That
Definitely.
spot was me.
1,000,000%.
It was.
Absolutely.
It was.
You throw it through the wall sometimes.
Yeah,
Which
sometimes.
is what you did that last time. With
These
the
ones
Duke.
are a lot, like you feel like you got to throw them a lot harder.
Don't.
But
See,
you
don't.
But you don't.
You're mentally tougher now. You're hanging
You're
out
right.
with Green Berets.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Come on.
It's the
Here we
holiday
go.
season.
Come on,
All right, here we
Q.
go.
25 people, $500.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is put that ball into that. Oh no!
Oh, I thought that was it.
Me too.
A little softer, maybe. You threw it too hard. You said you were gonna do
I
that.
thought that was it.
Dorsal.
Do I get
Dorsal
bas-
being
There we go.
calibrated.
There might be a
Dorsal.
basketball.
Here we go.
Turn around.
There you go.
Turn around.
Dorsal first.
There you go.
Think
AQ.
about people in their holiday spirit.
Yeah.
Come on.
Have a holy, jolly Christmas. They could, maybe. 25 of them have a little bit more holier and jollier Christmas.
Come
Don't
on.
be a Scrooge.
AQ, you know whose ball it is?
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson. What did he do this year? Just like that eagle on the back that kind of resembles a phoenix.
Well, he started off with one win, and then he's just he
rose-
out-resiliented
He rose
the
from,
rest of the world.
He rose from the ashes, AQ.
That's right, like a phoenix,
Bingo.
where I'm from.
Bingo.
Wow.
Holy hell.
That's where you live. That's
Yeah.
where you're
Here we
from.
go.
Put that in that hoop over there.
Here we go.
25 people, $500. Hell yeah, Universe says no way.
Yeah.
All right.
Of course it says no way. He's
Almost.
not from fucking Phoenix. What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
You're from Moon Township.
Yeah.
Don't ever
You
forget.
just
You're
pissed.
trying to
Player of
change.
the year. Player of the year in the state, weren't you? Your
Hall of
senior year?
Famer, right?
Yeah.
There he is. Ship
Here we
shape.
go.
Bingo.
Fuck.
Ship shape. Look that boy in his eye.
He had it in high school.
Look at that boy in the eye. And let him
Yeah.
know what you're going to do here in
Going in.
2023.
It's going in.
Got some big.
What year's
dom.
that there? 2006?
That's 2007.
Could you
Scary to
imagine?
think about. That guy's playing against high school kids.
I think it says
Oh, no,
September
you already in-
2006.
No, that's college. It's junior
Oh,
year
my
of
bad. You're
college.
in college. I thought, okay. You was
but
like that in high school.
Yeah, he was built the exact same since he's 14 years old.
Yeah, basically.
Look that boy in the eyes
Hell yeah.
and say, hey, in 2023, boy, I'm going to do you right.
We're doing it.
I'm going to make a basketball shot
All right, this one's going
like
in.
you used to in high school.
That's right.
And 25 people are going to win $500 going into Christmas, going into the new year.
What?
Yep.
What a fantastic time of year that AQ Shipley, that sweet boy,
That's right.
did for people.
Do it for DiNardo.
Come on, AQ.
That's right.
Good
Here
for
we
Joe.
go.
Yep.
Joe Noro. Hell yeah.
And Ed Bechtold.
Oh, no.
That's so bad.
See, that's not what you did last time. You just flicked it last time. Don't do the steps. Just catch ball, flick. That's what happened last time, and it was a swish.
Everybody's
There's no
disappointed.
more balls.
Yeah.
There's a couple more. Everybody's disappointed, though. Just want to let you know. I don't like
Put
it.
yourself back on the range.
They're
You
all
were
out
killing
there
it
on the
range.
court. It
Go,
looks-
Don.
Oh,
Bonus ball.
Don't lose
Don't
your
step
shape.
in the lava. Don't step in the lava.
No.
Lava.
Fix the shades.
Cut that leg off now.
Cool, Santa.
Yeah, one-legged.
Fixed it.
All right, AQ.
Last one?
This
The
is
one.
it.
Come on.
The one.
Come on, Q.
Hold up. Visualize the child that is having a better
I'm
Christmas.
overthinking it. We just got to go.
Think about the family that is going to be a little bit better off whenever $500 goes into their
Trying
account.
to.
A new PS5?
Everyone, I promise
How,
I'm trying
Dad?
it.
Well, AQ Shipley buried a 3.
Yep.
Wow.
From the stage.
I love that guy.
Merry Christmas is what they'll say.
Is that Santa Claus?
That is Santa Claus. It's not Santa Botch, but it is close.
Come on, Cush.
All right, here we go.
25 people, $500. All you got to do is put the ball in the hoop. This man is a high school Hall of Fame basketball player. Also a Super Bowl champion.
Think about all the divorced dads trying to one-up their ex-wife.
Listen, I'm
with
trying
gifts
here.
this year.
I'm trying here,
That's
boys.
a big deal.
Here we go.
It's a big deal.
Oh, shit. What was that?
I love the effort.
What was that?
I appreciate that effort.
Both your heels just hit your ass.
Hey, AJ.
Hey, what's up?
I just gave myself a stinger in my
What
left arm,
was
dude.
that?
I don't know what
That
happened.
was.
Oh, he's going to paralyze
Jesus
himself.
Hey, I found another
Hey,
ball.
Can we replay
Oh,
that?
my God.
Can we replay that? Hold on,
His feet
before you
like your
shoot.
feet
The
go up
leg
like this.
kick.
We all need to witness what you just did.
His feet.
You know, Mikey and Big Bob,
Very
they
athletic.
did a segment the other day about kicking their own asses. Do you think you could kick your own ass? Because
Did I just try it?
it did appear as if you were trying to kick your own ass. And
Here we go.
here we go. It's back here. We did not expect this technique. Feels like you acted differently on this one than all the ones in the past.
The leg
Because it
kick.
hurt my shoulder. Oh, yeah.
That right leg go up.
Oh, yeah. Don't let that happen again. This one's going to be
Do you
good.
remember last time you were grounded? It was just
Yeah.
No, I
It
went
was
this
just
way last week.
No, you
No,
didn't.
you didn't. It was
flicked
just
it.
Run it
casual.
back from last week.
You
I
just
think I did.
flicked it.
It just looks
You're
so,
trying too hard right
so
now.
effortless.
Yeah, you're doing too much. The ball wants to go into that
Bill?
fucking hoop.
Yeah.
The ball wants to go into that hoop.
All right, here we go.
For 25 families
Here we go.
to have a much better Christmas than maybe they would have before you buried this basketball.
Okay, here we go.
A brand new gift maybe under the tree.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dad,
Off
an
the
AQ
street.
Shipley jersey?
Oh my God, is it autographed? No, because he's at War Games still. 25 people can have that happen.
Here we go.
All you got to do is make this shot. Oh my God. This
That
is getting
was-
worse.
The hoop's not 3 miles away. Why are you fucking hucking it
You were
so
strong
hard?
enough, dude. You lost
Give me
40
guys.
pounds.
Right here. Most
This
ball,
form
most
is
ball.
changing every time.
Watch the lava, watch the lava, watch the
No
lava.
consistency right
Jabba
there.
isn't lava.
No touch at all.
Just launch it.
They
You're
can't-
strong
can't
enough.
get the ball.
There it is.
Good reach, good reach. Bonus ball, bonus
Way to
ball.
go.
Way to keep the integrity.
That was another inch longer.
Way to keep the integrity of the bonus ball.
To be playing.
Listen,
This is a fucking joke.
yeah,
This
it's
is
been, yeah,
going
kind
down.
of making a mockery of the whole thing. But
Hey,
What about that one over there?
we're not dude perfect.
nah,
you know,
we're going that way.
No.
we don't have the ability.
We don't have Tyler.
Ready?
Yeah.
Nope, no, we are not. Your headphone thing's about to break too. You busted it probably when you jumped. Yeah, thing's open. You should probably
kicked
close
your
that.
own
Hold on,
ass.
take
Get some air on this one.
Ready?
Get some air on this one.
When you did the McTwist in that last shot attempt. Why did you do a Holly?
That was so weird.
Why'd you do that?
Working on my
Holy.
kickflip.
First shot ever in the history
Nailed
of
it.
basketball that looked like that.
Sweet.
All right, here we go.
AQ and your sweet shoes,
Thanks.
designer jeans,
Right.
Thanks.
and you're a Patriot at heart, so you're wearing a Patriot t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
We learned that at
Patriot.
War Games last week. Why don't you make 25 people's Christmas and holidays a little bit better?
How about that?
All you got to do is make the shot. 25 people win
Look in your
$500.
heart.
Come on, AQ.
Hey, Ty, real quick, what do you think AQ should be thinking here as he fires this one up?
You got to flush everything
All right.
else.
Yeah.
Because
Gone?
you are so inside your own head.
I
right
am.
now.
It's a big one, too.
Shoot the goddamn basketball like you know how. Okay?
right, here
I
we
don't know
go.
what-
Gumpy, any thoughts for this guy who is overthinking everything seemingly at this
Yeah,
event?
just stop thinking and let it rip.
All right, here we go.
Less
Let it
thinky,
Yeah.
more athlete take over.
Here we
Can I
go.
pass it to him?
25 people, $500. Buzz, keep an eye out. Keep an eye out.
God!
Oh my God!
No,
Just
no.
almost rolled his ankle.
That was close.
I was trying to not let Santa go again.
That was your
Thank
best
you.
one yet.
Thank you for saving. I think what we've
Ooh.
learned here, AJ.
You see that?
Yeah,
I saw behind
I-
the back. It's clean.
That's
clean on
not
stage.
what we're trying to do.
We're trying to put in the
here.
fucking hoop.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Hey, listen, hot sauce. Love what you're doing.
Exactly.
Okay, love what you're doing. Less dribbly, more shooty, take overy.
Please.
AJ, that's the thing. It's not about thinking, it's about doing, especially in the holiday spirit. Ain't that right, AJ?
That's so correct. Now, what I'm seeing through the screen here, AQ looks just like Cyrus the Virus from Con Air. In case anyone has seen that
Nice.
movie, John
Yep.
Malkovich, which is one of my favorite characters in a movie in a long time. So AQ, I think you're gonna make this one.
The movie's 30 years old, so I
Very old.
do appreciate that it still holds up, says AJ.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It does.
25 people, $500. I don't know the tie to Con Air, but I do know that what you're seeing through the TV, we can certainly feel here live and in person.
Put the ball in the basket.
There it is. Here it goes.
No thinking. Don't think about it. Just do it.
You got it.
All right.
Just not meant to be.
We're gonna be here till next Christmas with this fucking guy.
Have a holly jolly next Christmas.
Don't think about
God
it.
damn it.
Stop thinking.
All right.
Boy.
25 people. $500
First shot
to celebrate the lovely Christmas spirit. We can't thank you enough for allowing us to do this. Great first shot there, AQ.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. One try.
All you got to do is retweet this post, say something nice to somebody in the name of the holiday spirit. And also, let us know the easiest way to pay you digitally. And 25 people will have a better holiday because AQ Shipley is such a freak athlete.
Hell yeah.
Way to go, AQ.
Hell yeah.
He scooped the ball. He saw the hoop. He hucked that thing. And he banked it home.
Boom.
Now, he stood right in the way of the replay.
Sorry.
But just know that it was absolutely beautiful. Hey, Q's, we're proud of you, pal.
Attaboy,
Thank you.
Here it goes.
Thank you all so much for allowing us to do this for a living. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be live Friday. We'll be off Monday for Christmas. But we're trying to hope that this Christmas will be the best of all time. Remember, mindset controls everything. When you wake up in the morning on your birthday, you feel better. Why? Well, it's your mindset. It's a special day. Well, guess what? We're in a fucking special time. Let's remember that. Let's enjoy the hell out of this while covering the sport that the world loves. We are eternally grateful. We appreciate you. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.